link. Do you want the link?
I'm sure I can just Google it, right?
I have a specific one that I'm using, collider.com.
Collider? I'll find it.
Let me find
I'll be going month
right
and...
I'm not going to find it.
Can we do like reverse? Can we start in December and then go?
No, we're not going to do that.
What? But here's Geekverse. We break barriers.
Because I don't want to end the discussion with us talking about the kid who would be king.
Is that the last movie?
That's one of the last in January.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
yeah, January is the
We go with this one.
It is. Hurry, pull it
The
up.
kid
First
who would be
one.
king?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Dylan and I have seen that
Is it?
trailer. Have you seen that trailer?
Yeah, but
what's up with
What
you?
did you show
Oof.
Crystal?
The kid who would be king.
Mom, I'm cold.
We're not gonna, but we almost have to like review it at some point in our lives. But hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first Geekverse episode of 2019. I'm the Clown Prince of Podcast, Travis Snell.
I am your friendly neighborhood caster, Kirk Patzer.
It's you.
No, I'm me, Tyler Briggs.
I'm Hardcaster.
I'm excited.
I caught you not giving your name out again. Now that
You didn't catch me. You knew I wasn't going to.
No, I forgot, and then you didn't do him like right. He was doing this like
Right.
Prince thing.
Now we have an awkward pause at the start of our first episode of the year.
It wouldn't be an awkward pause if it wasn't the Geekverse.
I mean, I already threw it.
It wouldn't be.
Pause in there.
That's true.
Also,
the artist formerly known as
Our-
Dylan Must.
the artist formerly known. Always our first cast of the year are definitely never recorded. In that
What?
year. What?
It wasn't New Year's Eve last night. We didn't get fucked up and
was
have
for
that
me.
body.
Yeah, we reshaved our heads.
Oh, 100%.
Right.
Yeah,
Fresh shave at the start.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes,
Tomorrow
ladies-
they might be they might have hair again.
I wonder if there's a cast of us four, same time-ish last year, where it was me and Kirkland that had the shaved heads and you guys did not.
Yeah.
There is, well, it would probably be the 2018 preview I imagine because we do those
Yeah.
pretty early, so I can
So
take
I
a
remember
look
you
into it.
guys shaved your heads and I did.
I do remember that.
I do remember those good times.
But yes, that's why I go to Patreon, because you could have got this episode months
Oh,
early.
yeah.
But the reason we're recording is, New Year's, Christmas, we're going to be busy. So instead of leaving our feed empty, instead of having no geek goodness, we're recording early. So if you want it early, you can head over to Patreon and get that preview now. But if not, you're hearing us, in the past. So hopefully we're still live at that point. That'd be really good.
Yeah, because
And if not, we have this video to commemorate.
Do you think ethically, we should not air the cast if one of us dies?
No, this will be our biggest episode. If
Yeah.
check out Bill Must's last
Back
episode.
from-
Yeah, 100%. And now it's really funny and morbid. But so there might be a few things like
I'll do it for the geek first. Yeah.
we are going to talk about Avengers 4, but at this point when it comes out, there's a chance that the trailer's already dropped, so you have to forgive us there. But for the most part, I think most of these movies have dropped the trailer. That's the only one. I know episode 9 isn't, so there might be a few little, but now you can go back when we talk about the trailer and see, were they close to their thoughts, what they thought was going to happen, or are they completely wrong?
No, we change by the day. So.
By the year, you
By
could
the-
say.
by the year.
So, if you haven't guessed by the title, this is a 2019 movie preview. We do this every year with this and video games. Video game one will happen at some point, and you can find it on the feed somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You guys excited for 2019?
Yes.
I'm very excited for
This year,
Yes, I am. Is it?
I don't know.
That's a bold
That's a
statement.
great thing to say, though, right?
It's
Like,
an
a positive outlook
it's an
on our future.
optimistic
Yeah.
He's the one that's going to die. First day of 2019, and then we can use that clip of him.
They always all
best
the optimists
year
in
yet.
the horror movies.
Yeah, check out Kirk the Bastard's last episode, best year yet, and impaled by a deer or something.
Way to go.
And then
Santa's reindeer.
we did-
Rudolph right through the roof.
we did this last year, and we're going to do it again. At the end of this cast, I'm going to ask you guys to pick your top 5 movies of 2019 that you're most looking forward to.
Cool.
So,
I'm spooked
That's
already.
big
yeah,
ass.
and if someone picks them, you can't
That's a
pick it. No,
big
I'm
ass.
joking. Let's start.
I'll take Avengers.
Let's start with January 4th. We're gonna go all the way.
Okay.
January 4th. I'm not sure if anyone's seen this preview. It's called Escape Room. Deborah Ann Wool
What about
from
Eli?
Daredevil. We're skipping Eli. We're skipping Eli.
It's Arthur W.
The boy who would be.
Anyways, it's like a new type of Saw sort of movie, so you can check
Oh,
that out.
It's a new Saw movie?
No, but it's like that idea where it's called Escape Room and they're stuck somewhere and there's traps.
That
and
sounds
stuff.
great.
Torture
And
porn.
Karen from Daredevil's in it.
Dude, we gotta see this movie, right? We've invested a lot of time in Saw on the Geekverse.
Some of
That's
us.
one of our greatest retros in terms of just episodes.
Yeah, I don't know
So-
about numbers, but I can take a look at.
Well, that was in the early days. That's my.
that was last year.
People don't love Hoffman as much as we do.
Big Bad Booty
The
Daddy.
Big Bad Booty Daddy.
Yeah, I can find out more about that. But then, right up there, A Dog's Way. I saw that preview. That looks awful. I don't know what the upside is or replicas. We're not going to talk about every single movie. We're going to talk about the heavy hitters. And that's why we're going to start talking about Glass. January 18th is coming out, the sequel to Unbreakable and Split. Dylan Musk is going to kick us off. What are you thinking about Glass?
Well, I love, first of all, between
I
Split.
love Glass.
I love Glass. It's one of my favorite drinking apparatuses. I love that it's a perfect window. Most of my windows are made
I'm
of
more of
glass.
a plastic kind of guy for drinking.
Really?
No.
Shut down.
I don't know. I'm not gonna continue off of that. I just want to say, like, Split obviously was in January as well. I like that. Starting the year off with a nice heavy hitter. I mean, Split I didn't really know at the time.
Was that in 2018 film?
No, 2017.
Yeah,
It's still Jan.
okay.
He didn't say that. You're misquoting. He
I
said
never was misquoting you. I was.
Don't
It was a question. Kirkland known for his
He
misquotes.
said Split was a January
your
movie,
year.
not a
Yeah.
2018 movie. Yeah, that's your year.
Don't extrapolate anything I say. I'm very face
Well, I'm
value.
tweeting as
We're
you go.
making that
Oh,
up.
Delete
I'm
it.
quoting you.
Delete those tweets.
No, I'm very, very excited for this movie. I still haven't seen Unbreakable. We're gonna do the shortest retro on the Geek First. We're gonna do a 1 episode retro of Unbreakable before we do that. Rewatch Split. I'm very excited for this. Like the trailers just do such a good job of setting it up, but at the same time, I don't really know what to expect from it. It's got a nice cast. And I just, in Split, it was so much fun to watch that actor. I can't remember the name.
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy just play all these different characters because I love him, and it was
I am Mary Reynolds.
it was very impressive, but it was also very, very funny, and I'm excited to see that again. But alongside, Samuel L. Jackson's character looks like a lot of fun. Obviously, I don't know his story from Unbreakable, and Bruce Willis, we'll see what he's like in this movie. So far, his trailers are pretty. He's kind of just just a guy with a hat on,
Just
bumping into
looking
people.
at stuff.
Yeah.
A looker.
He's just freaking out.
He's a looker, that Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for this movie. I love Split. I think it was awesome. I mean, James McAvoy just absolutely killed it. And I love how they led you along with the story for so long until finally getting to the big climax with the monster.
The Beast.
The Beast.
Yeah.
So, and I love that.
All those
And
veins.
it's the same director? Or?
Yes, M. Night
okay.
Shyamalan.
So yeah, I'm super
Shyamalan.
excited to see where this movie goes. And for
What?
one, it's like a
What?
I'll get to it.
it's like a
No,
superhero
I know
movie,
what-
as Mr. Glass sort of alludes to in the trailer. But I'm
Mr.
really
Glass.
excited on this take that they're doing of a superhero sort of film, and how it's going to be a lot different, a lot more real per se.
It's more grounded than
Mhm.
what's going on in Marvel and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be a good change of pace, I think, and could very well help with some people getting superhero fatigue. No, I mean, I'm not tired of Marvel, but it'll be good to have a bit of a pace changer to start off the year with. And I'm really excited. I really want to see Unbreakable too. I'm stoked for that. To go back and rewatch that and lead into this film. So I'm stoked on it. This very well could be one of my most anticipated ones we get.
Wow.
Oh, maybe a top fiver.
Did you guys know that Split was a sequel going into it?
No.
No,
Okay.
nobody did.
I had never even
And
heard
then
of
at the
Unbreakable.
very end, they had a little shot of Bruce Willis in a bar
Yeah.
or something, or at the zoo. And
No, he's in a
I
restaurant.
don't think he's at a zoo.
I don't know where you got zoo from.
because the
Zoo,
final shot was
restaurant.
them doing stuff at a zoo.
The Beast is at a zoo.
Yeah.
He's hiding at a zoo.
Oh,
Bruce Willis sees this thing about the Beast, blah blah blah.
Right.
Yeah,
I thought that was
that's
just
the
your
one.
best guess. I think it was a bar, maybe it was a zoo.
I thought it was the restaurant at the zoo.
Yes.
Oh,
But,
okay. Really popped
Yeah,
up.
so they just snuck him in there, and then
Yeah.
people were whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, that was my worst ever Travis Told You So, because I did the Split review solo, and they had the end credit scene, and I'm like, oh, it's cool, but they're not gonna do anything with this. They're not gonna do a movie. I swore, I was like, this is kind of stupid. They're just putting it in there for fun, I guess. But I did not think at all they're gonna do these worlds together. And
When did they officially confirm it?
it was a few months
how long?
after, and the
Yeah.
other thing was because I didn't think it was logistically, legally, because technically Unbreakable is a Disney movie, but they found out some sort of
Wow.
way. So yeah, Disney made that when they had an old studio that did radar movies. So, but they found a way to do it, so it's happening. So yeah, it was a big secret.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I haven't seen Unbreakable.
Is Unbreakable also M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. He said he always intended Split to be the sequel to this. I don't know how much I believe him, but that's what he says. So
There you go.
yeah,
I believe everything
I mean-
anyone tells me.
He's kind of just like, this would be a great marketing scheme last minute.
100%.
Goes to the zoo, films a shot.
Best
In a
year yet.
restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed Split, and watching the trailer for this movie Glass Just seeing that scene when the Beast is just like doing that full on,
Oh,
the full
Across the
on
lawn.
like all force sprint.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it's gonna be fire. But
That boy trained hard for that.
Oh
You
yeah.
probably did.
no CGI, just all him. Yeah, I don't know. Once we go through the list, I'll be able to say if it'll be that anticipated. Because as of right now, I'm not too hyped for it. It'll happen and I'll see it.
Mhm.
But as of right now, I'm not shaking in my shoes. Shaking in
Oh,
the glass.
I'm shaking on my shoes.
Shoes.
Shoes are long
On
gone.
them. Wow.
I don't know shoes the door. Respectfully.
I'm not wearing shoes.
I consider sock shoes.
Do you?
Yeah.
In like what culture is that? You
My
know?
own.
Okay. I think a culture is like a good behavior of a people, not just a person.
I'm a people.
Okay.
You could have more.
I can't confirm you on. So.
Other Pats who's out there.
Studies haven't been done.
No one's brave enough to conduct that survey.
Yeah, so two things, yeah. Shyamalan and Cumberbatch, it just triggers me anytime people... do their
We
names.
didn't do that though.
What were you doing? I thought
We
you were
just
saying
said his name. Because people do like the classic Shyamalama Ding Dong, they just go
Yeah.
on. I don't like that either. We didn't do that. I saw you
Okay.
shaking your head. I knew exactly why you
He
did
was
it.
doing it.
But we
already.
didn't do
I
that.
because
Yeah.
there was multiple people talking, I didn't hear, so I thought you did that, but yeah, that, and when Taylor and Jessica do that, the Cumberbatch triggers me every time. It's not a hard name to say, ladies and gentlemen.
Shut up.
Fuck. Anyway, so Shyamalan. I don't know. He's directed some of my favorite movies. Also, you got Sixth Sense in there. You got Signs. My voice is going big time.
Yeah, I hear
I'm
that.
really
What
worried
happened
now.
there?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
He's reaching for the do-rag. Oh.
That's gonna be edited. Come on.
Oh yeah, we're not live.
No.
Look at that.
It's not gonna be edited. He's gonna say that. He's gonna forget about it, just like the Spider-Man.
That's the part of the horror movie though, where actually I turn the werewolf and I kill you guys. I'm like, oh, give me a second.
This is actually
This is
the
the
one after us.
Yeah.
Film.
So Shyamalan, he's directed great films like Sixth Sense, Signs, and then he's done garbage piles like Lane in the Water and Signs. Or no, it's on my favorite.
One of the most divisive movies of all time.
No, what was The Happening? Happening is one of the worst movies of all time. If you guys have not seen it, you should. It's a movie with Mark Wahlberg, and the villains are plants, and it's fucking
Oh, that
crazy.
sounds great.
It sounds like that, but it's just super boring. There's a great scene of him talking to plants, so it's kind
Maybe
of...
I'll watch it like 2 times.
Are there like
Maybe.
large plants or there's like potted plants?
Okay, spoilers for 2008's The Happening. No, it's just that the regular plants, they don't get alive or anything like that. They're just putting toxins into the world to make people kill themselves.
So the plants aren't necessarily the bad guys.
Well, the plants are, because they're putting out the toxins.
But are they choosing to do that or is it?
Yes, because like, they're like, you gotta be
Plant
nice to the
brain.
plants
They're
and talk to the
sentient.
plants.
You gotta be nice
Yeah.
to the plants.
It's terrible, it's terrible.
It's okay.
So,
The
also...
more you talk about it, the worse it sounds. I was picturing like Mark Wahlberg had like leaves for arms, and he was like,
You should watch it.
Just one
karate
whole leaf.
chop.
yeah, like piranha plant smash, like just slapping people with a giant palm frond.
Oh,
That's
man.
what
I
was
love
thinking.
that game. It's so much fun. I've
Oh,
been
it's
having
such
so
a
much
great
fun
game.
since December with it.
Yeah.
No, watch the trailer and honestly, you'll be like, man, this movie looks really good. And then because they didn't reveal the plants was the thing. And then when you watch the movie, you're like, oh, this is a Shyamalan
you
twist.
Spoiled it then, didn't you?
You won't want to watch it, trust
Okay.
me. But watch the trailer.
You
You're
just
like,
told us to watch it though.
no, I
You did
feel
one of the worst
bad.
jobs selling this that I
You
should
did.
see.
I would feel bad about like saying you guys should see The Happening. So, anyways, these movies kind of put him in director jail for a bit. He made like Devil, which was awful bad. He hasn't been there produced it. He just made a bunch of bad movies after a while. And then The Visit came out, and I really enjoyed that. That was like a
Ooh,
solid
I like
6
that
and a
one,
10.
yeah.
Yeah, that was fun and creepy. So it was like, okay, he's edging his way back. Split, I really enjoyed till the supernatural elements gone there. But then when they tied to Unbreakable, I was like, okay, this 100% works. I'm very excited for this, but I'm not going to shoo and say like this won't be a top 5 because Shyamalan for me can easily screw up again and easily become, he's obsessed with his big twist, and he can easily make another Lay in the Water, you know? So it's like, I have faith in him that he's on a roll and with this universe he's going to do good, and he has always said, I don't know about Split, but he has always said that he wanted to make a sequel to Unbreakable, so I'm excited that he's probably excited for this project, but I'm not gonna hold my breath to say, oh, it's for sure gonna be a great movie. Bruce Willis, you never know what you're gonna get with him. I think Samuel Jackson's gonna be great. I think the Beast is gonna end up being the good guy at the end of this. I think he's gonna help and maybe take out Sam Jackson in a way, just because they keep showing those trailers, like hints of that. You know, I can't remember the girl's name out from Split. I feel like she's gonna maybe like turn him a bit.
Right,
So
right.
I feel like there might be a sacrifice, this and that. So I think it's gonna be a really good movie, but I think a lot of people are gonna die. And I don't think there's gonna be a sequel to this. I think this will be pretty kind of dry.
Trilogy,
Yeah, and I hope it's great because then Shyamalan can go make some other stuff. And yeah, let Dylan point out McAvoy. I just want to see him go. Like, in, maybe, I don't know where he'll be in the Golden Geeks for 2019 because, he lost to Kylo Ren, but still,
He's still got a nom, and not everyone can get that. So.
That's true. It's true. So I'm looking very excited at it. I think it's a good way to start off January too. Where January is like nice cold winter month. You want to start off with something big but not too big. January and February in old days you used to get nothing. So you used to get just a Dog's Way Home every day. So anything on glass we want to shut up before we move on?
Let's shatter it.
The Kid Who Would Be King. Let's quickly talk about this.
That's in January?
That's in January.
Oh, no.
This movie to me,
That's how I feel about that.
There you go,
Big
there you go.
memes.
you gotta show the camera too.
That's how I feel
It's-
about that.
For the listeners,
So worried.
it's just it's just the kid's face from The Kid Who Would Be King. I will say I'm a big fan of Collider. Not sure why they picked his picture over Glass as like the main one for January. I digress. I'll start with this one. I think YA movies are kind of dying out. We had Hunger Games, we had Divergent, we had Maze Runner. They're all kind of going down. And for me, it's not even just that. For me, it's the medieval stuff. We've seen King Arthur. At this time, I don't think Robin Hood hasn't come out for us, but I guarantee you it fucking bombed. You can go back and check. Like, no one wants to see that movie. I think medieval right now, unless you have Lord of the Rings on the title, people are kind of... There goes through spurts of things being really popular. There also goes through spurts of things being like, I don't care about medieval. And I think that's happening right now. And this trailer just looked really cheesy. If you've listened to Scats for a while, Dylan does like this British parody voice, and there's one character that literally has, I know that's his voice, but it just feels like a scary movie, like parody movie, and I know I'm not the audience, but still, like, it just did not look good for me.
I actually got paid $20 to do the voiceover. So
Wow. So the fact that it's coming out January, it's coming out the week after
it's
Glass,
US dollars,
though.
so
Okay.
good, good
That's
crossover.
yeah.
So it can make some money, but it's coming out the week after Glass, so I still think that Glass is going to win that week, and yeah, I don't think this movie's for many people. I just don't even think kids are going to be like, this looks super cool right now, like...
I have no idea whether or not kids are gonna find this interesting. There's a chance maybe I would have liked this were I younger than I am now. Now I just think it looks kind of silly and it looks like it's for kids. It's not directed towards us. So that's why I don't feel like criticizing it as much because I'm not the intended market whatsoever.
Yeah. I just feel like the kids are they're excited for Spider-Man, they're excited for Avengers, I think those are the kids, movies. I don't think, and this didn't look teeny enough though to get that girl.
The kids are, really getting superhero fatigue.
Oh yeah, they are, yeah. Avengers, biggest movie of 20,
They go to school and 50% of the school is dressed up as Spider-Man for Halloween. They're like, this is stupid, I want to be Spider-Man, why is everyone Spider-Man?
Wow.
Yeah. It's a rough.
Dylan has a big... He doesn't know what the kids are going to think about this, but he knows what the kids are dressing up as.
I don't know anything about kids. Sorry, kids. They're probably excited about Smash Bros. I am too, so we can bond over that, I guess. I don't have much more to say on this movie. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So.
No, they're probably still just excited for Call of Duty, unfortunately.
Call of Duty.
Oh, Battle Royale. I haven't grown up.
Hey, man. I like that one. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I just feel I'm not taking a shot at them, I'm taking a shot at Call of Duty fans. So.
Okay.
I can get on board.
Did you ever play the Call of Duty beta? No, you're out of town.
No, I haven't played Call of Duty in years.
No.
Years.
And, except for the last time I beat Taylor in Call of Duty.
Oh.
And then, yeah.
That's pretty yikes.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the Battle Royale.
No?
I couldn't peek. And that's a game breaker.
There you go. You gotta peek.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't hit your top form? Is that what you mean?
No, I couldn't peek around corners like this.
Oh.
But
So
also, there was no mechanic.
He also couldn't peek with us.
I also couldn't peek with those controls.
Mini Call of Duty.
This is also
for
2018.
This is also 20.
beta review 4 months later. Hot off the presses. Well, Kirkland, what do you think about the Kid Who Would Be King? Because I don't think you've seen the preview.
I have not seen the preview, and I don't want to see the preview.
Oh,
great
good choice.
You'll see it at some point. I bet if you see Beasts, Fantastic Beasts, this is how it dates us.
Where did we see it? I thought we saw it at Bohemian.
We did.
Then you.
I
you
didn't
saw-
see it.
I don't thought we.
It was at Bohemian.
Really?
It must have been.
That was
'cause
the last movie I went to.
Yeah,
and
that's-
I remember.
I haven't been to a
seeing
movie in
the
like a
trailer.
few weeks before that, so.
Yeah, I didn't get that trailer.
Okay, fair enough.
On the
Lucky
website.
you.
Lucky you,
Yeah,
yeah.
it must be nice. I went to the washroom. I think right after that trailer.
I had some decent.
I wish I
trailers.
went. I wish I missed that trailer.
I got Vice. I was hyped on that one.
Oh,
We got that too.
Rocket
I don't
Man.
know if I got that one.
That was a pretty
We
good
got
trailer
that one
too.
as well. So we just got everything plus Arthur.
I got the.
Hey, it's not Arthur, it's a Kid Who Would Be King.
Okay.
I
So
got the classic John
come on.
Cott and
John Cott.
and
John
Cott.
Cott.
Man, you see that new one?
Yeah.
We
The
just
whole
need to
family.
We just need to do
do John Cott retro.
revolutionizing the
John
advertising
Cott.
industry.
Oh, absolutely.
Prince, what do you think about this?
It looks childish. It looks like it's in that weird spot where it's too childish for childs.
Yeah,
For child.
I know where he's going with this.
And because especially with Avengers and everything, and those like Avengers like are still for that can still be watched by the younger audience, and it's a definitely more mature sort of thing, and it doesn't like try and walk the kid along through the movie, and just like over cater to them. And it's too childish that it can't be like like a family movie that adults could enjoy as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's in that weird spot where it's not quite like a little kids movie, but it's too childish for like just that right generation.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't think it's a.
What market are you in?
I think maybe like
years.
5 to 10 years ago it might have not been alright.
Like I don't even think like the people that are like the Twilight audience, this and that, like this isn't appealing to them. I don't think. Like I don't know.
The
who,
Twilight audience. No, I
but
don't
that's
think
like
the thing-
that started the like young adult novel thing. Was that?
But this
the
is like
Hunger Games?
this is for children though. Right?
Is it though? Because there's a couple of teenagers in there. The
It doesn't-
kid with the weird British accent.
some of the stuff that like I just don't think this movie does.
Like
Who is this movie?
Because
Who's making this
you
movie?
related this to Hunger Games and Maze Runner.
Yeah,
I
right,
feel like it's
yeah.
a younger audience. than
Yeah.
that, intended.
I don't think so because I feel like Jennifer Lawrence plays Katniss, but in the book she's probably a lot younger, right? So she's like that sort of age.
yeah, no, I think it's for that like
Fair.
that young
Young adult.
teen novel sort of book, but I feel like as a book this could work potentially for that young like teen reading section and chapters.
Fox is putting this one out. Now Disney's putting it out.
But
technically.
I think
Just
as a
trying to get
movie,
anything out
it's not. I just don't think it hits any audience. It's just straight. There's like all these audiences. There's like a line, and it's just like swerves in between all of them.
I agree. Well, the film stars Ashburn Circus, the son of Andy Circus. Look at that.
That's the kid.
Yeah.
Why isn't he just 100% mocap? You know?
Yeah.
No captain my own
It was
son.
on that
You don't get this role. I'm gonna play you in the role. And I forgot he was in this. Remember that shot of Patrick Stewart when he's like waking up in the old folks home and all that stuff? Yeah, he's in this movie. It looked fucking nuts. I think at some point we're gonna see this movie just because we talked about it, but I don't think we're gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
Talking about
I mean, I'm
this
not
a lot.
putting it in my calendar. So that's it's not looking good.
That's
Let's
where
see.
it stands.
I think we should move on to the next movie.
I agree. Next month.
The
then.
Kid Who Would Be King 2. No. This is a quick one
the
because
next weekend.
again, I think Dylan's only seen this preview with me. Serenity, that weird Matthew McConaughey and Hathaway.
Whose
Yeah.
vote was it?
That movie, there's a reason that movie's in January. Because that movie, I guarantee they made it. Those are 2 Academy Award winners. They showed it. They're like, we're not putting this out in award season. So that's always what happens. Those movies get booted to January in the New Year. It's like no one cares. And the movie looks stupid. I don't know what's going on. It's like some sex thriller. And obviously it's like, they had it is. Because
Is
she's
that the
like,
one with the boat?
yeah, the vote, yeah.
And there's like that constant.
What is that? The
ticking.
25th?
It's the same day as the kid.
Yeah, it's the same as yeah. So
Oh,
huge crossover audience there.
I'm 100% throwing
I
that.
like how you're applying all these things to your calendar. That's smart.
You're seeing wow. I'm excited for you to talk
Don't
about
put
it.
X-Men in there because they're kind of probably gonna bump that.
To
date,
me,
so.
yeah, we're not getting that. So to me, it just looks like a thriller movie that we've seen a bunch over times. I think the only reason you go see this is because you're a fan of Anne Hathaway, Matthew McConaughey, or Jason Clarke.
So,
Fuck Jason.
I
Clarke.
honestly,
He's
I
a
thought
great
this-
actor.
Not
I thought
in Winchester.
He's in Planet of the Apes. Watch it again.
Okay.
I thought this movie looked pretty interesting.
Really?
The trailer got me hooked, so I'm.
Okay.
I'm
Got you
liking it.
hooked.
Yeah, it's just
There's like a fish hook in there.
yeah. That was what I was trying to get at.
Like in the
They
trailer.
don't even act out the fish with
Like
his
in the
hands.
trailer. That's like the
Was
sound
what?
is like pulling in like a fishing line.
Yeah, I know that. I was.
Yeah.
That's the joke I was
Uh-huh.
making. It's like a pun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a pun.
I don't think it is either. That's why I said it with some uncertainty, but I said it was a pun.
It's wordplay.
Yeah.
I don't think it, like, I don't know, you could be right.
I think that's a pun.
No, he's talking about
I've
what I
moved on
said.
from that.
I know, but I haven't.
I don't think it's the
Film
worst
past.
trailer. I think the trailer has pretty good suspense. I agree with you that I don't know what it's about. Sometimes that works out to the benefit of a movie,
Well-
but it's not hooking enough that I want to go see it. I'm not a big fan of those 2 actors necessarily.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah, just because like
Academy Award winners.
yeah,
Two of the
I
biggest
haven't
of
seen their
Don't
Academy
need the
Award winning
Academy.
movies, right?
Yeah, you have.
What one?
Oh no, you haven't.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, I've seen them in the odd thing as like smaller
Have you
characters.
seen
but
Interstellar?
I have not seen Interstellar.
Oh, really? And you're
Wow.
a Nolan guy. You gotta see that.
Yeah.
They're both in that movie together too. It's actually with that being said, it's actually in my opinion Nolan's worst movie. It's still a very good movie, but I think it's his weakest movie he's ever made. So you don't need to rush, but still see it.
I'm not in a rush.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
I do think it's about those two together, and they're gonna try and kill Anne Hathaway's husband, and get away with it. I think that's a general what I got from the trailer, that they were former lovers
Something
and
like that.
she's in an abusive relationship. But really, I bet it's something like she's
I thought
playing him,
that
and
she was cheating on her husband with him.
well, I think she is. But now it's like,
I-
let's kill the husband, we can be together. But then it's gonna be revealed that maybe he wasn't a bad guy, the husband. She just needs someone to kill her husband. And then there's that guy in that trailer too, always has a briefcase. He's like, I know what's happening on this boat. He says it like twice. In
Yeah,
the
it
trailer.
seems like there's like gonna be some weird government
Yeah.
conspiracy twist going on.
Yeah.
So
Hallmark
you know what,
is very weird.
Get
you know what,
ready.
that's all you need to throw in. Just throw in the guy with a briefcase that doesn't make any sense in the trailer. I'm
Tyler's
hooked.
in. Wow, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, it
Boy
doesn't.
Who Would Be King.
I don't think
He's
it
in
looks,
there.
I don't think it looks bad, but I'm gonna be doing any other thing than going to see it. So.
You have to see this or the Kid Who Would Be King. What would you see? You can't do neither.
I'd see Serenity for sure. Yeah, without doubt.
Nice.
Honestly,
I'm
actually,
with-
for the meme,
Yeah, I would
here's the
see
thing.
that.
I think if there's money on the line, if I have to pay for this ticket, like I'm forced by gunpoint to pay for this ticket, I'd go to Serenity. If not, I'd go to the Kid,
Yeah.
so that I could just laugh at it.
There's like 3 kids who really want to see it, and it's just you just laughing at it.
Laughing through all the intense scenes.
Hey, youngsters.
Is Andy Serkis in that movie?
No, just the
He's
son.
mocap.
Nah, it's Andy.
Oh, you mean in Serenity? You mean in Serenity? He plays the boat.
He plays like a fish person.
He just plays Caesar, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And that's how the movie ends. It's just a spear through them.
And just like all of his roles.
Snoke, I'm here.
That would be a crossover. I would
yeah.
be down to see.
Well, Disney.
No, because what if that's like a marketing scheme for the Kid Who Would Be King to say Mr. Circus,
Oh.
starring Mr. Circus? We're like, oh, I love Andy Circus.
That's true.
And then unfortunately,
I love
it's
this.
Associated with the Academy Award winning Lord of the Rings franchise. That's what they can do.
same bloodline.
The good thing is, the last thing on this weird crossover, Disney does own Planet of the Apes now, so we're 2/3 of the way there. They just gotta buy Lord of the Rings, and we're set for that crossover.
You might as well start talking about what they don't own at this point.
The Serenity.
There you go. Yeah, that didn't strike me as a Disney film.
No.
No.
Anything else on Serenity?
No, sir.
Negative.
Did you see that trailer?
No.
You will at one point.
I saw a screen capture of the two of them.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And what do you think? Great movie.
I like the two of them. Unlike Dylan, I'm not a hater on Anne Hathaway.
You're not
Once
saying
again,
hater.
I'm
That's
taking
right.
everything I said on context.
Absolutely.
That's
The
all I
most
do.
recent movie I can think of Anne Hathaway I've seen is Dark Knight Rises, and that movie sucks.
The movie does not suck. The movie is better than 75% of the MCU. I need to sit you down. The score is better. The cinematography is better. The editing is better. The villain. I know you don't like the voice, but the villain's motivations are much. Bane is more memorable than Malkeith. Like
The voice
so
is
many
not
people.
so good.
You haven't seen
Why not?
Ocean's 8?
Why is the voice bad, Dylan?
So I guess so for years before I had actually seen the movie, right? I had seen like the character of Bane, and I think I built up this image in my head that he'd be like, oh, you know, he'd be like a big, big tough guy, and then when he was just like, oh, he just kind of sounded like the Riddler or something. That's
Yeah,
what
it gives him a sense of intelligence along with his brawn.
It threw me off the whole time. I couldn't get. I
Alright.
just
I
felt
like the
weird.
voice.
I just felt weird in my seat.
Wow.
You know, I
That's-
couldn't get comfortable sitting down.
Wow.
You may not do it for like another 20 years, but at some point you need to watch again now that you're over the voice, because it is better than a lot of MCU. MCU is very basic. That movie takes a lot of risks and a lot, you know. But the thing is, I can't convince you on Anne Hathaway, but I can give you some movies to make you a McConaughey fan. I think Anne Hathaway is good to very good sometimes. I don't know if she's ever been great. She's very good in
She's
Ocean's
great.
8, though.
She's great in Ocean's 8. I'd
She's
say.
very good in
I'd say
Ocean's
she's
8.
I started watching Ocean's 8 and I stopped watching after like 30 minutes maybe.
Wow.
If
I
I even
enjoyed that
got to
one.
30 minutes.
Wow.
I don't think it was a
That's
bad
not long.
movie, it just didn't... I was on a plane too, so I had
Okay.
nothing else to do. But I mean, there are other
So-
movies to watch.
You had nothing else to do, but you did nothing else as opposed to watching that movie.
I mean, I just watched other movies. But
Yeah, a lot of movies.
It was...
Planes are crazy these days.
I tried to watch it for a little bit, but
Oh,
it
yeah,
just didn't
that's
hook
great.
me within like the first 5 minutes. I was like, there are other movies I'd rather watch.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
So now we're jumping into February. I don't know what Miss Bala is or 3 seconds, so we're not going to talk about that February 1st. I'm sure they could be great.
I think Miss Ball is like a Bollywood Sort of.
Maybe. February 8th, the Lego Movie 2, the second part, which I think they missed a big opportunity by not calling it the second piece.
The part, no, that's what you call
No,
Lego
that's-
pieces. They're called parts.
Yeah,
Are they actually called
Lego
parts?
I just made that up.
That's what I
Yeah,
call it.
yeah.
But I feel like that's probably the case.
That's very
I think
convincing,
pieces,
Dylan.
yeah.
Lego
But,
parts.
This
yeah,
is why I
Le-
never believe anything Dylan says.
Maybe there's
His
like
lying voice is completely
maybe like a
different from
piece is like an individual thing, but a part is like when you have three pieces that are connected or something.
It's a part.
No, because a part is like a part of a thing. A thing is the three
Yeah,
pieces.
but
and
that
a part
but,
is
you
one part
use
of the
multiple
piece.
parts to put something together to create a finished product. Or
Yeah, the
something.
finished
Best year
product.
ever.
So which day is this?
February 8th.
February.
The 8th.
I'll start because these guys are making calendar, or were you gonna go?
I'm not making a
calendar.
start.
Then you start. You
Let me
start. I thought
start.
you put it in your
I
calendar.
want to start. I have yet to see the Lego movie.
What? What?
Uh-huh.
Have you seen Lego Batman?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? If you watch it at the start of 2019, you know you can stick with.
I thought it was
Didn't
pretty
see it
good.
yet.
I thought it was a good movie. Never one I've been itching at a bit to rewatch.
Wow, Dylan got some hot takes this episode.
Is that a hot take?
I think
I said it was a good movie, but I don't want to rewatch it. I
You
think that describes like 90% of movies.
it was like Briggs would say, like a smoldering good. Like it was good, but you didn't like. Oh, that was good. You're like, it was good. Like
Yeah.
the fact that you
Indeed.
said, and it doesn't sound like I feel like you're dying to see the sequel. You-
Lego Batman, fantastic. Lego movie, good.
All right,
I haven't seen the first, so
You should watch
why don't
it.
I watch the second?
it's a good movie. It's a fun movie, and it has a lot of references.
I want to see the first, but
Yeah, a lot of
great.
references.
Yeah,
Chris
I
Pratt's in
recommend
it.
it. I
Batman's
think
in
I
it.
cried in it.
Really?
Wow.
I
think I cried
While
today.
watching it.
Is it the part when it's a big twist and you're like, that's gonna be me in 20 years?
I don't know. This
Yeah,
I don't
that
even
part-
remember if I actually cried in it. I just have
I forgot
fond
about
memories
that
of some moments. I
Wow.
don't actually remember any specific moment except for the moment when it's.
You just said you
all-
have fond moments of some parts.
You know what? I'm just
The
saying.
second
words.
part.
Six pieces.
I just the second piece. Anyways, it's a good movie, and I think it made me cry. But lots of movies make me cry, so it's not a huge feat, but it's a. Feat
I think that's a feat nonetheless. Right?
That's exactly.
I
what
think it
said.
still is. I cry a lot, but I think they got an extra
You
point.
know,
on
but
that.
there's a lot of good movies.
There's
out
levels of crying as well.
Oh, yeah.
Is there?
That's true.
I've
Yeah.
never reached
It was a piece of a cry.
I've never ever reached Logan cry, and I don't know if that's ever gonna happen again.
Ooh.
Then that movie,
Wow.
that broke me.
That's
That's
I
not-
I've
I've
definitely
never
Logan.
I've
Sometimes.
had that before. But
In the Lego movie,
no,
It's hard to get tears out of me out of movies.
and I mean in the movie, not in my life. I'm not saying the hardest I've ever cried was for Logan. I'm just saying like.
Really? Yeah. Yikes.
I'm the same as Dylan. I think Lego Batman's much better.
yeah.
Lego movie was really good. I saw it like months after release with a lot of hype, so that has a lot to do with it. We're really coffee and sick right now.
I am not.
I am not either.
I was sick
it's
last
the hair.
year.
Wow,
about
you're
to
the
say
hair.
It's a natural immunization system.
This is one that I know Taylor's gonna be just frothing from the mouth to see it day one.
Perfect.
I'm still
I
waiting for that Ninjago review from.
he did it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he
I'm
did
still
it.
waiting for
He's
you to
gonna do
watch
another
it.
one.
He's still trying. He's still waiting for it to download. It's just.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a day one for me. This all depends on my cinemia. Maybe I'll see it, but there's other movies. There's other movies in February that I would see, or maybe I just go see again. I don't know. Like I'm the same thing. I really like Lego movie, but I don't think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. So
What
I'll maybe
if
see
they
it.
add Lego Batman as like part of the Lego movie?
He's in there.
He is.
He is in part 2
There
again.
you go.
So that's great.
There
but
you go. What if? Okay, I understand.
The same day, I'm just gonna comment it. What Men Want. It's a remake of What Women Want. Trailer looks awful. I'm not saying that because my man. I just feel like there's a lot more like jokes about us as men you could do, and these just seem like they're just really going for just like the really like basic toilet
Cherry
humor
picking.
and stuff. And it's like,
Grabbing like the low hanging fruit.
yeah, which I feel you can do toilet humor, like sexual humor, but make it kind of fun and clever. But it's not great. But good for that movie. So. I'll shout out this movie because I have to. Fighting with My Family. It's a movie about Paige, the WWE wrestler. The Rock's producing it. From the one clip we've seen of it, it does not look that great, and I will watch it because I'm a big fan of
producing
Paige.
it.
So The Rock's producing, yeah, with
But
his
is he
$7.
acting in it as well?
He's playing himself in a fabricated role. Yeah, because he didn't have anything to do with her story, but I guess he's in there at one point where he's just like, you gotta do this and
That's
Yeah.
classic.
But also, it's happening February 14th. Alita Battle Angel, a movie we've not talked about any trailers for.
Wait, 14th or the 15th?
14th.
14th. Okay.
It's based off, I think, a manga or something.
I think it's an anime. I
Yeah.
think Shay was telling me
Which
that.
one?
I've never Alita Battle Angel. I've never been a fan. I've never actually watched a single one of the trailers. No, but there can be. So Robert Rodriguez is directing it. He's a great director, so maybe he can pull something out there. But
That's his name.
that one, yeah, live action manga adaptation. So yeah, I've never seen a trailer. I'm not a big anime manga fan, so this one's not for me. But I'm sure somebody's gonna review it.
Bridge
Yeah,
with anime.
I kind of want to see
better be
like,
a fan
the
of all
original,
anime.
like the anime or the manga.
It does.
No.
I don't know. I wasn't that turned on watching the trailer.
Ooh.
It's kind of just like her eyes. It's kind of messing with me.
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
really
I
unfortunate.
feel like I couldn't watch a full movie of it. It looks pretty interesting. It looks it doesn't look too slow. Like it looks like there's a lot of action scenes and it's pretty fast paced. But I don't know, nothing that's really hooking me in. Maybe if I pay attention to like the original and then I kind of am on that wave that I just want to watch like
The
this
hype train.
brand new remake that's probably not going to be as good as the original.
Mhm.
But you know, I'm not saying that for any like diss towards Alita, but it's more of just like
the track record.
the track record. Yeah, exactly.
No, what was that fucking
Death
what?
Note.
Death Note. We're getting Death Note 2 at some
Oh,
point.
God.
Dude,
Can't
Ghost in
wait.
the Shell. Let's
Yeah.
keep going with that list.
The one
Great.
the one
Track
positive thing I'll say about Battle Angel, this movie was originally supposed to come out the same time as Aquaman and Bumblebee, so I think they're very smart to push it into February because that movie would get swallowed up by all those movies. So I
Yeah,
think it was a
true.
good idea to put it in February where there's not too many big movies.
I mean, you know, we got Christoph Waltz in this movie.
Yeah, that's
Christoph
what-
Waltz is in Alita
Yeah, that's what I
Battle
was gonna
Angel?
shout out.
Wow.
I love that guy.
Man.
I may still not watch it, but I'll listen to other
We got, I forget how you pronounce his name, Marshala Ali.
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala
Wow,
Ali.
that movie actually is pretty stacked. That's 2 Academy Award winners right there. And it's Robert Rodriguez, who's
And who's this guy? Ed Skrein, what's he from again?
Ed Skrein. He's
That's green.
He was in some movie
he's
I've
in
seen.
Deadpool.
Right, he's the villain in the first
The
Deadpool.
Francis. He plays Francis.
Francis.
Yeah, Ajax.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This movie has potential. You know, I just read the synopsis.
Snaps.
I do this all the time. I recorded an Octopath Traveler thing yesterday. Did the exact same thing. Fuck. It's all that, behavioral psychology class I was taking at one point. I don't know,
Previous life.
read this description, and
I've seen the trailer.
An
I've not seen the trailer.
An action-packed story of a young woman's journey to discover the truth of who she is and her fight to change the world. That sounds super fucking generic.
Oh yeah.
That's
sounds
Hunger
boring.
Games.
Yeah.
Set
it's
several centuries in the future,
Okay.
the abandoned Alita is found in the scrapyard of Iron City by Ido, a compassionate cyborg doctor who takes the unconscious cyborg Alita to his clinic. When Alita is this is revealing the whole plot, so I'm not going to keep reading.
Ooh, Jackie O'Haley and Jennifer
You know what?
Connelly.
This
too.
movie's got potential. I haven't seen the
Michelle
trailer yet.
Rodriguez.
I'm gonna watch the trailer, and who knows? Maybe I will see this movie.
Do the eyes bug you at all?
I see the eyes. It's pretty intense.
They're CGI.
I can see that, and I feel like
They're pretty wide.
if someone's eyes were that wide, they'd probably be strung out.
I just wanted,
multiple drugs.
in case someone out there's listening, they don't know what this is, so we don't sound like a bunch of pricks. Like, oh, her eyes are fuck. Like,
Fuck
she's
her eyes.
hideous.
Yeah.
Yeah, this actor should not get any work in the future because her eyes.
Yikes.
I mean, it's probably a valid reason why there's someone out there who doesn't have any work.
100%. Anything else on Lita?
A lot of adaptations are really bad, so
Ooh,
that's my thoughts going into this.
that's a fair assessment.
You're,
I would say.
you're stating facts. You're not
Mhm.
throwing
I
shade.
mean,
You're stating facts.
You know, if you want to, the source material is good enough to make an adaptation, just check out the source material.
Exactly.
But what about the dollars? What about the dollar bills? You forgot about that.
What about Christoph Waltz?
Yeah, what about Christoph Waltz?
Gotta
What's
feed his kids. I don't think he has
I
kids.
don't know. Another Tarantino film.
Tarantino doesn't want him back.
Why not?
I don't know.
I don't think that's
I'm
true.
pretty
Tarantino's
sure.
done.
Isn't he in the new
He's
film?
He's a smart
What?
guy.
Christoph Waltz?
No, Christoph Waltz is not. And
He's
we're-
not?
No, we'll talk. Well,
Holy
let's say that till the movie comes up. That is coming up on the list.
What if he is as a secret?
He might be.
That would be.
Don't tell anyone, man.
Let's wait. That movie's coming up. Another movie that's coming out that day that I am very excited for. We've not got to have this debate on
Oh my
cast.
God.
Happy Death Day to you. I really enjoyed the movie. I just saw it for the first time ago last month. I thought it was very smart and clever. It was a fun parody on the slasher genre. And I thought that lead, she's one of those people, like Travis likes to put like the big star stamp on people. She's gonna be fucking huge one day. Last time I did that with a female, that was Naomi Scott. Now she's Jasmine. Now she's something else. I don't know. Whoever the Pink Ranger was.
Just Jasmine. You don't
She's
know
just-
if she's blowing up
yeah.
yet.
She's she's in the new Charlie's Angels as well. So she's killing
Wow.
it. Yeah, she.
Shit movies.
It's not that. What the fuck, Aladdin? But I really enjoyed it. I understand Dylan had some complaints. Maybe we'll talk about that. But I felt the exact reverse when we talked about it in person. So I'm very excited. I don't know. I don't think they've even announced if she's coming back. I don't know what that. How the way that ends, how you can necessarily do a sequel right again with those same characters. So it could maybe be an anthology. But if she is coming back, because my sisters told me they posted about on their Instagrams. So for the first
Instagrams have been
Do it
going
for the
live.
gram.
yeah, so maybe that cast is coming back, and if they are, I'm interested to see how they do. But it could also become like Hangover 2 and just be very repetitive and be like, man, this is a very lesser version of the first one. But I'm very excited for Happy Death Day.
This is still February 14th, wrong?
Yeah, same day as Leah Battle Angels.
I'm gonna big disagree.
Big
I
disagree.
thought at times that actress did an okay job, but my problem is that it was very inconsistent.
Her eyes.
Her eyes were pretty fucked up.
I
She was pretty tired. You know, not great.
They need to get Tom Hardy
She
for that.
crow's
Oh
feet.
yeah, they gotta get Tom Hardy to lead a Battle Angel.
Exactly.
And here's the thing,
That's that I
Just
worked
CGI
on
his
point.
eyes onto Alita.
That's not a world I want.
That's
Um,
where I want to live.
You get actors get hired just for their eye work. Oh my god.
Andy Serkis can't wait.
I thought she was very inconsistent in that movie. Not necessarily to her fault, because obviously there's a lot of the same scene that's occurring, you know, again and again throughout the movie. And you know, as they would film that movie, I very much imagined that they would just film all those scenes back to back to back.
100%, yeah.
And because of that, I didn't feel like there was a logical progression of the character. I felt like it just went very back and forth. So I don't think it's her fault necessarily, but I didn't think she was great, for sure. I didn't really like that movie at all. Maybe, I don't know, I guess maybe you've seen a lot more slashes than I have, so maybe you appreciate it more as like a parody.
You gotta see Scream.
But I just felt like it made some very poor choices. It had really bad pacing. There was some moments that were just very stupid and silly, and the plot in the end was, I don't know, it was pretty. I was not a fan of the like reveals at the end of the movie. Yeah, it was, and the thing is, the first half an hour I was really into it. I was really dialed in. I was like, holy shit! Like the concept alone was what had me interested. I wanted to watch it at some point. Not enough to see it in the theaters. Eventually, when I saw it, yeah, I was really enjoying it for the first half an hour. But then it just took a huge nosedive at one particular point that I won't spoil for some people here.
Gets a bit more goofy.
And
I'd say.
yeah, and it never recovered from that point, and it was very disappointing because I was pretty into it for an amount of time. Because it's a really cool concept. It's a really cool concept.
Not
I'm
for me.
gonna maybe watch it tonight.
Wow, tonight? Wow.
He's clear.
I need to watch it before Happy Death Day 2 comes
It
out.
didn't
It's
come out-
coming out in a month, so
It's
yeah.
true.
So I'm
I don't. You don't need to watch it like right now though.
yeah, no, but I feel like if I don't watch it tonight, I'll forget.
Right. It's not a 2018 movie, so it's not like you're missing out on Golden Geeks.
Yeah, but
We know he still could because we could put it in most anticipated. We have a Golden Geeks award for most anticipated.
I will shut that down.
I would recommend. I think it is a fun time, especially if you have seen a lot of horror slashers. They play on a lot of cliche and tropes, and they turn them on their
I've
head.
seen scary movies,
Well, I'd say slasher specifically.
like
though.
Scary Movie, like the scary, like the parody. show.
Okay, yeah. It's not as
I've
not
seen
as
scary
comedic
movies,
like
yeah.
that. It's more. Yeah,
It
it's
takes itself very seriously sometimes, but then it doesn't at all. It's pretty
That's
inconsistent.
my favorite thing
in the world.
in not movies.
It's like if you like Scream, but it's like turned up to kind of like 100 in a way, so it's quite goofy. But yeah,
Yeah, when I first heard about this movie, I thought it was just like another Purge, and I was one of those assholes that's like, this looks stupid, it's probably shit.
One of those
I'm telling everyone that it's shit.
wow.
Without having seen it.
Wow.
Wow.
Bad talk.
Until
Bad
this
talk in
day,
a movie.
I just-
yeah, Kirkland.
You're that
You're really
person.
doing a good
Oh,
job.
absolutely.
You're my
For this
grandma.
movie,
This movie shouldn't win the Oscar. Why? Have you seen it? No, it just shouldn't win the Oscar.
It's shit. It's shit. Their eyes, everyone's eyes are bad. But
Wow.
after hearing you guys talk about it, I'm a little more intrigued. I'm not gonna watch
Oh,
it.
you still haven't seen
No,
it.
you should watch your
I'm not gonna
shit.
watch
You
it
still
tonight.
You should ask her if she's seen it. It's a good couples movie as well.
Okay, I'll. You know what? I'll make a note of it. That's,
No, watch.
no more
watch it
promises
soon.
after that, but it's in my
Yeah.
phone.
That's true
So-
because he has so much shit to watch. And
But
I have to say, I'm on this, Collider list of movies. When you click on the link, it doesn't help you at all. It doesn't
No.
tell you any information on
I
it.
got IMDb
It's just
open
like-
on the side. It's just like it's news about actors associated with that. It's quite annoying. So Collider.com has their own podcast. I don't listen to those guys. Go to Collider, Movie
Fuck you,
Talk,
Collider.
Collider Live, Harloff,
Hey,
and all
come on.
them. They're fantastic.
Kirkland, what's with the hate, man?
Kirkland's
that?
fired up.
I'm getting
February 22nd, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, the supposed, I think it's the end of the franchise. I don't care. I'm not going to see this movie. I haven't seen the first two. I will at some point. The only thing I care about is Jessica and Taylor went on and on about how in the previews he has a beard, and then it's going to be that he's going to get that beard at the end of the movie to show he's aged. My prediction was, I said, he has the beard at the beginning of the movie. He's been on an excursion or something. He comes back. He shaves the beard. And they're like, no, Travis, you're wrong. You can't be blah, blah, blah. When Taylor can attest, I'm right like 9% of the time when it comes to stuff like that. So I literally will just text them and say, hey, do they have the beard at the beginning of the movie? And they'll say yes. I'll go, fuck both of you. And I'm out. Because it doesn't make any sense for a trailer to be 90% him beardless and then just one shot of him having a beard and like, oh, he has a beard for the whole movie. No, he doesn't, you fucks! That's all I gotta say.
That's How to Train Your Dragon 3, correct?
Yes, the Hidden World. There's no numbers in this.
It is
It's
3,
2.5.
though.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I'm not. Yeah. I know.
2.75.
It's 2.7.
I'm not gonna put the actual
Yeah.
title in.
Okay.
Why
I'm
not?
not gonna. Because
What if you forget? What if you go to book your ticket and you only see How to Train
What
Your
the
Dragon?
fuck is HTTUY3?
Like, what if they're doing showings of the first one? You accidentally buy tickets for that?
Because it says 3 right here.
I would honestly
The
go
first
with
one is entitled 3.
But
You
when
might
you
think
search
that's
that on Adam, that's not going to help you because they don't
You
have
don't
that.
search things
Adam.
on Adam. You just it says new releases.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be how
You might think that's at 3 though, like 3 p.m. You're like, what the fuck is this?
You might screw you guys. You want to make a bet?
You want to say that, but
I don't
the
fucking
3D.
Why are you putting that in your phone? Are you going to go see that?
Oh, fuck
I
yeah.
might.
It's strange
Okay.
talking
I
about 3
enjoyed the
p.m.
first one.
The
and
3D
I haven't
Don't
seen the
shame
second
him.
one.
He's allowed to see whatever he wants
Sure,
to see.
You're the one shitting on everything.
I
right
can't
now.
if I
Don't
want
you've
to.
seen like 5% of movies.
The
That's not
3D.
true. 6% of it.
Travis is trying so hard to jump in here.
3D showing of Fantastic Beasts next week is at 5 p.m. We're going to the 2D one, but at 5 p.m. That's early for a movie.
Wow.
Let's do it.
No, we're going at 6.
Dylan.
No, 5.
Not Dylan.
So you want to see it? You want to see it? You want to see it in 3D?
No.
No, so we're going at 6.
No, but you tricked me because I don't want to see it at all.
Who does? Thank God, those are on the list. Check out our Fantastic Beasts review. I'm sure it went swimmingly well.
Travis, you know why the one week everything's on the Thursday, the 14th, but then the next week it's on the 22nd, and the week before
Because you put
that
it in your
it's on
phone
the 18th.
incorrectly, that's why.
Is there a
Everything's on
holiday
Thursday.
perhaps? In
I
America? There
don't
could be a
know.
holiday in America, because if you...
Thanks.
Maybe it's released on like Netflix or something, so it's on the Thursday.
I can't answer that. I just got what I got. in
Okay,
front
it
of
just
me.
says
Netflix
the
puts
Thursday
movies
just
on
got
Friday.
what I got. All right, Netflix is ahead of the game.
Anything else on Dragon here?
I love the first 2 movies. I don't think it's gonna be as good
Love.
as the first movie because the second one wasn't as good as the first. It was
So it's just like a slow decline.
It's a slow decline, but it's not like it's
One movie.
it's not like it's just going downhill. It's just like the first one was so good, it's hard to top.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to get that original.
So are you saying that I should
We're
just
looking for
not
that Pete
walk
Kirkland,
past the
you know?
first
Yeah.
one?
So you haven't even watched any or put it on
I've
your
seen the
fucking
first
account?
one.
Okay.
Second
I've
one,
seen the
it's
second
a
one.
feisty
second one was
20
one of those
minutes.
movies that I put on while I was doing other things.
Mm.
Every
Like
time
what?
I was watching
What
it,
kind of
I was
things?
like, this is awesome.
What kind of things were you doing?
That is for the After 9 podcast.
Laundry.
Woo!
I
Bringing
hear
it back.
I hear you guys laundry.
You know, because these episodes will come out the first week of January. We could record some after
Yes.
The trick is he's doing so much laundry, he doesn't have any clothes.
Did you hear that, fam? Because these
I did
episodes
not.
will be coming out in January now. We could record some after 9 because we'll have a
Hell
few
yeah.
weeks.
Fuck yeah.
There we go.
Yes.
Because our discussion we talked about it, you guys weren't there. We desperately need to have. No, Briggs was there. I want to have a video game character tier of ranking their legendary because me and Dylan had an argument of if Banjo-Kazooie is considered a gaming legend or not. I don't think he is.
I don't think so.
And that would be the debate.
That's the debate.
2019 coming at you. You know what else is coming at you? 2019, Chaos Walking. Now you've never heard of this movie.
I have.
I
'cause
have not.
Googled it.
Because you just now. But the reason you have, or you're about to, is a dystopian world where there are no women and all living creatures can hear each other's thoughts in a stream of images, words, and sounds called noise. What?
So first of all, it's
Hang on,
false.
what?
It's false because Daisy Ridley is cast in this movie, so there's one woman at least.
Well, hang on.
She
dude.
may play a
that's a
male.
twist.
What's wrong with that?
That's the twist, Dylan.
Retract that statement.
Can I finish the cast here so we're also get
Absolutely.
excited?
I
We'll
already
talk
read
about
that, so I don't need to.
But the fans have it. So, the people in this movie, Tom Holland,
Okay.
Daisy Ridley,
Okay.
Fire.
Mads Mikkelsen, Cynthia Erivo from Bad Times at El Royale, the main
Alright.
Kurt Sutter for Sons of Anarchy.
yeah.
And David Oyelowo, who you guys don't know, but he's an Academy Award winner or nominated. So, this movie I've not seen a trailer. I think, and Doug Liman's directing it. Okay, man, he did Edge of Tomorrow. He did Edge of Tomorrow. He did one of the Bourne movies. He did shit. He did I'll get his, but he's.
This
Shitty
is also
Bourne
the
movie.
one
He has
that
all the
David's
good stuff.
on it.
This is also the 22nd.
He has he did Swingers. He did Fair Game wasn't the greatest, but Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Ooh,
Yeah, so he has a lot. He
ooh.
directed the very first Bourne Identity. So he
He
has.
has his TV short.
I guess there was a TV short of Mr. and Mrs. Smith that I've never seen and didn't know exists till now. But stacked cast, stacked director. The plot sounds interesting, but it could sound like something that could also end up being really cheesy and poor. But if it reviews well, I will go see it in theaters. If not, that could be a Netflix watch for me. But Mads Mikkelsen, that's exciting.
The first
you know?
3 names you said. I feel like
Very
you should have
spicy.
ended with those names.
Well, the reason I show those up is you have seen Bad Times at El Royale, but Cynthia is great in that.
She is phenomenal.
Yeah, so
What's the name again? Chaos Reborn?
Chaos Walking.
Chaos-
Chaos Reborn's gonna be the sequel.
That's the
Chaos
sequel.
Army.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What day is that?
That is March 1st, kicking off March.
Oh,
Kicking off.
first.
So any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, just reading that synopsis, I had to slow myself down and say that correctly.
Synopsis.
And the cast, boy,
Boy, am I glad to see you?
yeah, I'm excited because I've obviously only seen Tom Holland as Spider-Man, so I'm curious to see him as something else. Daisy Ridley, she was in.
Oh, he is Spider-Man though. That's
What was Daisy Ridley?
She was in the fucking train movie with the
Murder on the Orient Express. Yeah.
So bad movie, but she was good in it. I felt one of the 2 people who kind of shined through. So I'm curious to, and I love my man Mads. He's great.
Oh, we've not seen Mads in a good minute. It's been Doctor Strange, and that's it. He's been kind of off the grid for a bit. I'm sure he's in
Bad
stuff.
stuff.
Hannibal.
What? Hannibal was here.
Oh, I forgot about Hannibal. Hashtag
Our first ever hashtag.
He's in Hannibal.
Ended 2015.
I'm rewatching it.
Oh, yeah. I think Dylan, you brought good point. The same boat for Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley and stuff that's not, franchise stuff will be exciting.
It
So
is, yeah.
yeah, good point there.
What if it's a
Good point,
prequel
Thank
to Death Stranding?
What the
Jeez whiz.
Well, Norman Reedus is on the cast, so I don't know, but that'd be a fast one. They got me.
They didn't get me.
Oh, maybe not.
Stop through your lines.
They're like, fuck, they got us.
Just cancels the movie.
Sell to Netflix. Any other thoughts?
I'm ready for the next one.
That sounds amazing.
The next one, boom, coming in hot. The prelude, the penultimate movie to Avengers 4, Captain Marvel, coming out March 4th. What do we think about this one, ladies and gentlemen?
This is one of my most anticipated movies of 2019.
Is it?
It's gonna be the best.
Oh, okay. Is
Now,
that,
you gotta throw out the dates so that I can get caught
I
up with
did.
it.
I'm a
You're
little-
slow. March 8th.
You didn't. You said the next one coming out.
No, I
it could
said
be the next
March
movie on the first. You
When
didn't
this
say March 8th.
podcast releases, because I have to put up and edit this one, I'm going to link you to the time code. I
Please
literally said
do.
March
I
8th.
would love to know that I'm wrong.
I
if
do that
am
for the
wrong.
fans. Hashtag trust.
I'm gonna finish my point.
Please do.
But Beyonce the best.
I am pretty biased because I'm a huge Brie Larson fan.
You are.
And as soon as I found
Really?
she was captured as the captain. That's not what captain means, but she captivated me as
Oh!
Captain Marvel. I went there. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I'm just super excited for this movie.
Super.
And even if it's bad, I'm probably still gonna give it a certified fresh.
Well, here's the thing, right?
Never
Don't say that. Why am I
We're
mad?
never going to Rotten Tomatoes now. Even if it's bad, fresh. Even those critics Taylor hates.
Marvel is incredibly consistent with their movie quality. It's been a while since I've been disappointed in one of their movies.
Has your fatigue gone away? Because after Ant-Man and Wasp, you felt like you were feeling it. But I feel like we've got a lot of break. Other than Venom, not many superhero movies have been coming out.
Yeah, so I can't say. Maybe the next superhero movie we see will judge how my fatigue is doing.
Aquaman.
Aquaman's not gonna help. I'm gonna drown in fatigue.
I feel like
Nice.
What do
in
you feel
terms
like?
of the getting fatigued from superhero movies, I feel like using DC in that ratio
It's
scale.
not
It's unfair.
It's not fair because those are bad movies.
There's still superhero movies that come
I
out.
feel like when you get superhero
Why would I
fatigue-
not?
Because I
That's just not
disagree
fair.
with that.
Well, that's not something
Yeah,
you can
that's
disagree
why
with.
yes it is.
If the topic is superhero movies causing fatigue ? Would you would have to include superhero movies in that?
You would have to include DC and you'd have to include Glass now as well.
I mean, you could
I
put
feel
that
that's not fair to
disclaimer whether or
Marvel,
not
though.
they're comic book based
Yeah,
or
yeah,
not, because if not, you could toss Incredibles in there too, which probably is seems like it's quite disconnected from the rest of the stuff that's going on.
The kid who would be king.
Did we need to bring that one up again? I feel like a half an hour
I
talking
feel
about
like I've forgotten about it.
I've never
I
forgotten
just-
about it.
that face with the sword.
Yeah.
How can you forget that face? Captain Marvel. We
Yeah.
have to know why she punched a grandma on the bus.
She
That's
did not
why I
punch
want
a
to see this
grandma.
movie.
Because
Once
the
I see
grandma
that
was
scene,
actually an alien.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I
I didn't know
Nice.
that.
I think you knew
I think I might have known too much about it. Taylor was very, very mad when he saw that on the
Oh,
cast. And
Wow.
Travis set him on a straight path, and he still, sometimes Taylor just like, no matter how many facts you throw at him, he's so set in what he's thinking that you can't change it. That was one of those things.
Taylor's hang up was they shouldn't put Captain Marvel punching an old lady in the trailer without context because that could be offensive to people. And I said, well, I feel
Clearly it was
the
offensive to
old-
him.
yeah, I think it's just the Taylor. And I said, I feel like doesn't that build intrigue and stuff like that? He's like, no, it's
point of a
offensive.
trailer.
No,
You specifically take shots without context to
Yeah.
get people wanting to know what the context.
But
That seems like an old thing like a weird thing to be offended by, right? Just an
That's
old
a
person
Taylor
getting
thing,
punched.
though. That's a Taylor thing. You know, his
Well,
grandma was like, "Are you talking about this
The
Captain
Taylor.
Marvel?" I don't think I liked it. You know.
I mean,
They're
there's
like
a
a
thing
big trailer
where,
dropping,
like
she
a
saw
couple
it.
years ago, people would run up and just punch people, and they like killed an old person from doing that.
Yeah.
Did Taylor bring up that point?
No.
Okay.
Someone in his
I
family.
feel like that would have been something that Taylor would have read about and brought that up as like a reason
Yeah.
not to do that.
I won't say who, but one of his family members last year brought up on the 24-hour stream they weren't a fan of how my character in the Gauntlet spoke to Taylor Field.
Oh.
So that's how I know. And maybe Taylor might have got a text from someone like, "Why is this old lady getting punched?" And then Taylor's speaking up for
Yeah.
the Field clan. We should next trailer that comes on the cast. We should just say one that he loves. Just say this is super offensive and whatever it is. Like
Oh,
when
yeah.
episode 9
Let's
hits.
do it.
Oh yeah, the
Let's do it.
Lando.
It's just Stuart Taylor, one of our
Let's do it.
tried and true
I'm down.
casters. He's been holding down before for us. But let's throw him under that bus that Brian's getting punched on.
Well, you know what? When he just ignores actual facts like the Xbox sales, it has to happen sometimes.
Yeah, he doesn't love facts.
No,
He's very selective.
He's a complete opposite as far as he's the nicest person in the world, but how he deals with truths and facts, the exact way as Donald Trump. Like it's to a T.
That I don't know if you should. Say
I don't
that.
know.
No, I said I took out the negative stuff.
Take that out in the editing process.
No. The way that Trump, like, someone give him a fact, he's like, no, fake news. That's Taylor. He'll just say, no, that's wrong, and I'm like, no, Taylor, these are numbers. He's like, no, it doesn't matter. And like,
You can't trust the math.
yeah, what?
But I've seen so many people online.
I've been reading so many of the YouTube comments.
One time, again, I gotta tell a story quickly. We were talking about who's bigger, Godzilla and King Kong, and he's like, man, people on King Kong or on the internet, they love Godzilla. They think he's so much bigger. We're like, oh yeah, and then he just pulled up one forum that was like, why Godzilla's better than King Kong.
It's like Godzilla.com.
And it was like it was like one forum with like 30 comments. It's like this is just a few people on the internet, Taylor.
See, I thought you were talking about one bigger is like physical size larger.
No, who-
and I can definitely see Taylor arguing that King
Once
Kong
again-
was bigger.
Once again, that's factual.
Yeah. Captain Marvel though.
I'm excited. I very excited. That's about it.
I liked the teaser a lot
You know when
more.
we're talking about the kid who was king longer than Marvel? Like, no,
Well,
it's because we've talked about Captain Marvel a lot already. But
well, yeah, and the thing is too, from the point where we're at, we just got that quick teaser. I liked it a lot more than most of the internet. Lots of the internet was disappointment; it didn't show too much. But for me, it was just the vibe that it gave me and the cinematography. The cast is great, and Marvel hasn't let me down. I think Marvel is in their best period right now. Who
They're
knows?
in the zone.
Yeah, I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens
That's
next
perfect
with with like X-Men, Fantastic Four, but you made a case from Civil War until now because you had like Black Panther, Ant-Man, Wasp, Infinity War, like these, and Guardians 2, like since Civil War, I feel like they've been putting out their best movies. Everything, like the villains, they're improving on the score.
Yeah.
So it's like even the little nitpicks we'd have, or the bigger cons, are like, okay, they're just trying to make the perfect film. And if you look at my score, they've made a couple of those the past few years. So I think this is going to be another one. I'm interested, and that says a lot because to me, I'm not really interested in prequels, but I like the Nick Fury aspect. He looks great as far as being de-aged. And for me, Skrulls, baby. I've been waiting for Skrulls again there. Shape-shifting aliens. That just sets up so much down the line that could happen. Coulson's back. Like, this movie, even though it's a prequel, we know it's going to happen. Like, one, it's going to set up why is why is Nick Fury calling her in, like, the darkest hour, right? To kick Thanos' ass. So, obviously, she's going to be powerful. And two, I like that's not a conventional origin story from what we've seen. It's taking a different route. The movie's starting with her having her powers, which is very unique for a movie. Most of the time, it's the build-up. This is going to be very Batman Begins-ish. So everything I've seen, it's I can't remember. It was Black Panther, another one, but Black Panther was my stand. Like, this is going to be a special one. I feel like the same thing. I don't know if it's going to be as big as Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman is a bigger character, and that was just such a touchstone. It's like the first like well-done female superhero movie. I think it'll be big. I don't know if we'll get to those heights, but I am interested maybe later before this cast ends. I want to pull up some of the box offices opening weekends of other movies. I feel like this is still going to do really well, and
I think so.
yeah, and I'm excited for it. So as long as they don't, if they drop the ball, they shouldn't make it the one right before Avengers 4. Let's hope. So
Yeah.
I agree with you. I don't think it's gonna be as big as Wonder Woman.
Mhm.
I feel like Wonder Woman, it just felt like such more of a standalone as opposed to this coming off of Avengers. And like, if you'd seen Avengers, you know, I don't even know, because when I first saw the page, I didn't know who that was.
Yeah,
Right. You have to do some digging.
Yeah, but
But
like,
now I feel
going
this
from
movie-
that into this, it's like okay, this is getting me hyped for the next Avengers, because then you know that Captain Marvel's coming into this one. Whereas Wonder Woman, she made a really sneak preview. If you even saw Justice League, a lot of people might not have even saw that movie.
BBS, you mean?
BBS, okay.
BBS,
Yeah.
sorry.
Wow.
And
More shots.
Forgiven.
yeah, so I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be phenomenal on my review. But,
Wow.
Even if it's bad or
Your
not.
first
even
one-
if it's
You're
bad.
gonna do a solo review.
Certified rich. Yeah.
With
Even if you guys review badly, I'm gonna do a second review.
it's gonna be the
Just
Church
say
of
my-
Fire.
It'll be called the proper review.
Oh,
Wow.
proper.
Yikes.
So Briggs, you listening? March 15th, Wonder Park. I'm not sure if you've seen a trailer. It's just some animated kids movie. Looks not the greatest. And then Us. Us has no. I was trying to pull up to see who has cast it, but that's Jordan Peele's second movie after Get Out. So obviously it's gonna have a lot of hype going into it.
Didn't he take part in Black Klansman?
No. He maybe produced it, but he
Or
didn't
was
direct
it sorry for calling. No, it was
He
yeah,
did. He's not directed
no,
a
he
single-
produced it. He produced it.
Yeah, yeah. Lupita Nyong'o, Elizabeth Moss, and someone else big in there too. Maybe
Was
I'm
this
wrong.
on the 15th?
Yes, this is the 15th. I'm a huge Elizabeth Moss fan, and it just says the plot is a social horror thriller, kind of par for the course. I think it'll be in Get Out vein where it has a message about something. This is a movie that I hope the trailer will be better, because now that he's established name, they don't gotta spoil so much and get you hooked. But I'm excited. I'm more excited just the hype around the movie, because when a director comes out, we were talking about Shyamalan earlier, like when a director comes out with such a huge hit right off the bat, those next few movies are tough, and people hold them to a standard. This movie for a while was like rocking 100% Rotten Tomato, like 2 months, and it still technically should have 100% because the guy that gave it a negative review is known for he just gives negative reviews to anything that's popular, and then movies that are rotten. It's just so it's a critic controversy. So really,
You know, get that guy off there. Put us on.
they kicked him off once and they put him back. I don't know. It's something. But so, and obviously big touchstone culture movie. So it's gonna be interesting. But I could see this having that problem of a lot of people being like, "Oh, it was good, but it wasn't as good as Get Out," right? So that's tough when you make a movie that was such a big mainstream hit. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for the movie, but I'm excited for just the hype and the talk around, and to see like, are people, what if this movie's a lot different than Get Out, and people go in expecting something very similar, and they don't get that. That can happen a lot with directors. Some people think they have a style and comes in like, oh, wait a second, or they go too much of that style. Some people say with Hateful Eight, that's their problem. Like, there's too much, just like slow, long scenes of like dialogue, right? It's like some people say it's too much Tarantino.
Don't watch Tarantino.
But they didn't know that when they sat down and watched the movie, right? I'm saying they like.
Tarantino though.
No, but I'm saying their complaint was about Hateful Eight, that was me, and same with Kill Bill. It was too far Tarantino as far as like he would put in his spices where it's like, this is over violence or this is over dialogue. And that's what I'm saying with this. Like, that can happen. So I'm very interested. I'm gonna be there day one. We'll probably review this one
Just
because
because his name's Tarantino doesn't mean that every single thing he does is fantastic.
yeah.
Why not?
That's just
But
not how
the
it
thing
works.
is, it actually is fantastic.
Did you love every second of Hateful Eight? You think that's a fantastic movie? You don't think it's worse than Inglourious Bastards or Django Unchained or Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, I didn't say those people said it was a bad movie. I just think
Yeah.
that was something that complaints people said they could have cut a lot of fat from the movie. I'm not saying I
Yeah.
agree, but that was a
Like
complaint.
Hateful Eight
that's
like
an
definitely
invalid
falls
complaint.
beneath those ones, right?
I agree.
I would agree,
Yeah.
but I still think that's.
So you
a
don't,
really-
don't you think there'd be a
invalid
reason for that?
complaint.
Don't you think there'd be a reason for that? And maybe the reason for that is
If you're
exactly Travis's
complaining
stuff.
about something based on your own thought, like your own expectations for a movie,
That's what we do all the
that you
time.
do.
yeah,
Isn't that
well,
just- I disagree with you guys, so
I feel
I can't be
guarantee-
part of this anymore.
I guarantee you there's been a review Briggs has been on like I want to go this direction and they didn't, so I didn't like that. We've all done that. And that to me is just like the too much. It's like if you got some like noodles with soy sauce, but it was just drenched in soy sauce. You're like, there's a little too much soy sauce in this. I think that's the complaint about Hateful Eight, Kill Bill, and
I have
Death.
that
Wish.
experience.
I don't want to get into this right now, so I'll give you guys the win.
Oh, okay.
I'll take the L.
Anything on us, you guys?
So Get Out for me is it's an interesting movie because when I first saw it in theaters, I was very disappointed. And I think one of the big reasons for that, as Travis touched on, was the trailer. The trailer, for me, took a lot of the suspenseful moments, interesting moments, and took it right out. Obviously, it kind of holds back the kind of big plot twist in that movie.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I felt pretty disappointed after seeing that. However, I've seen it probably 2 or 3 times since, and each time it just gets better and better, and I pick up on more things, and I think cinematography is really good, and music and acting and all that's outstanding. So yeah, I mean it's a movie that as I've seen it more and more, I like it more and more. So I'm very excited for this, whatever it is. Maybe I won't watch the trailer. I think that might be my thing. I'll try to. Obviously, it's hard with the podcast. We talk about all these movies.
I'm down for if we have one movie a year, we should make that rule. One movie a year, don't watch trailer. I'm down to make this that one.
I'd like to do that because it's,
Well, let's wait till we get through this, but I'm down. I think
I,
that's a
I,
plan.
I honestly put
But
the,
what if the
I would
trailer's in the theater?
Well, then we're fucked. But I'm saying, but at least we won't have to
Oh.
talk about it and like dissect
Yeah.
it and be like, oh, what was this scene? What
I
was
want
that
because
scene?
that's part of it. Right? Like Get Out, we watched it for the podcast, and then I saw it in like 2 or
yes.
3 movies, just in the theaters, right? So I had seen the trailer a bunch of times,
Yeah.
and I honestly I cite that as like the sole reason why I dislike that movie. In hindsight, now that I've seen it, since then. So.
And I will always defend them. I do think that if they didn't have those big moments in the trailer, I don't think it would have been as huge because that's what got us wanting to see it, right? Was all these.
Hey, I
weird
can't blame
moments.
him. You know, it was a hugely successful movie. So
Oh, yeah.
obviously the pathway he took with it was perfect, and I was in the minority there on why on disliking it in general, right?
He won an Oscar for that movie.
He
too.
did.
Best screenplay of the
That's
year.
fucking great.
So,
Good for him.
Yeah. So, you guys have
Mr.
anything else?
I'm excited for it. I mean, Jordan Peele's lots of good things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of you, he's still
Little
my
known
YouTube
little
recommendations
sketch
all the
comedy,
time.
Key and Peele.
You might have heard of it. I don't know.
Why
Yeah,
are
I
you
did.
whispering?
I wanted to move away from what I just said.
Curtis, pick it up. Pick it up.
Yeah, I actually didn't see this movie with you guys. I didn't see it for I think like almost a year after it came
Yeah,
out.
you weren't on the cast when that was happening.
Yeah, so
He had some tweets and we had to.
Thanks for that addition,
Yeah.
Travis.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm giving some context why he wasn't around. Jesus.
But yeah, no, like I agree with you. I absolutely love this movie so much, and it carries so much weight with me. Like I just grown to like love Jordan Peele so much more because I had watched Key and Peele back in the deal. Back in the
Back in
deal.
the deal.
I was trying to
That's a new
rhyme.
thing now.
But,
Back in
but
the deal.
I was a fan of his going into that, and then watching it, I just like adore him now. So, and I feel like anything that comes out with his name attached to it, I'm just gonna be like, it's got to be fantastic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of a negative thing because my expectations are super high going into it. But the thing with like Get Out, for example, like I just loved it so much, and then that was one of the movies that I actually like went online and like looked up all like the theories of like all like the hidden meanings and stuff, and I just like loved the movie even more after that. And I feel like a movie by him going in, what's it called, Us?
Us, yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like that'll be like the same sort of thing. Like there's gonna be a lot of hidden meanings. Do you know what the synopsis is?
There's no. It's just a
yeah.
social horror thriller. That's
Okay.
all it said.
Yeah,
I
that
think they're
sounds
gonna keep.
awesome.
I think we won't know a thing about till that trailer drops. If we don't.
And then in the
watch
last
it-
5 minutes, we're gonna find out it was actually a sequel the whole time.
Yeah,
Prequel.
Shyamalan. Yeah.
Prequel. Oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm super excited. That guy, he's doing good work.
Very good work. I mean, he was
Sure.
part of Black Klansman.
Not direct it, but
He
did
was
you
a
see
part of
Black
it.
Klansman?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't tell me. You never told me this.
Oh, I think I just told Dylan.
Oh
You
yeah.
watched it like 2 days ago.
Great movie. Not enough people have seen it. Go
You
watch
watched
it.
it
It is a hell of it's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
I also watched Sword and Bondage. It was on the plane.
I've not seen that yet. Was it good?
Yeah.
I hear the ending's pretty fucking weird.
It gets pretty fucking weird, but
Yeah.
it's very artsy.
Yeah.
Is how I would describe
Arts
it.
and crafts.
And
It's on my list. In December, I watch like
it's
the movies I haven't.
strange,
I
but
missed.
I would definitely recommend it.
What's it called?
Sorry to bother you.
Oh, okay.
Here's a bunch of movies on the 22nd that we can't click on or look at. 5 Feet Apart, Greyhound, Where'd You Go, Bernadette, and The Beach Bum.
Bermuda?
If
That's
I-
the best you could do? Is you know,
Bermuda?
Cumberbatch isn't hard to
I was a
pronounce.
terrible student.
That sounds like a type of noodle.
If I had to pick, I would see The Beach Bum just based on the title. March 29th,
Like
the
Bermuda
live
Square.
action Tim Burton directed Dumbo.
Dumbo. Live action.
Yeah.
Wow. So they got like a real elephant on the stage.
100%, yeah.
Cool.
Peter's really pissed.
Different eyes though.
Tom
They got
Hardy's.
they got Andy Circus.
That's his son.
I'm gonna start it off. I'm gonna take it from Travis. Dumbo is one of those cartoons that I wasn't too fond of. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just like the huge ears and the elephant. It was just something when I was a kid. I was just like, fuck that movie. I
Do you,
don't like that
do you
shit.
promote elephant poaching? Is that you?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't know why you.
we just
you
got
on
really
there.
serious.
I swear I deleted those tweets. But I don't know. I feel like I want to stay away from this movie just because I had so much hate on Dumbo as a kid. And I feel like I am gonna see it at some
You're
point.
gonna- I think
And I feel
you're
like
gonna
I'm
have to see
gonna. I
it.
feel like I'm gonna cry.
You're gonna
watching it.
cry.
I feel like it's gonna be
Cry.
so phenomenal that I'm just like, wow, like that changed my whole outlook.
Now you gotta go back and watch all the cartoons.
No.
Yeah, but I don't know. When I first saw it, I was just like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan, but I feel like I'm gonna see this and I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna love it.
Okay.
It might just be a Disney thing. Who knows?
It's optimistic. Did you ever see the live action Beauty and the Beast?
Yes, I did.
How'd you feel about that one?
I had mixed feelings on it.
I'm the same.
Like when I left, I
That's
was
a
like,
conservative.
like when I left, I was like, I enjoyed that, you know. And then I'm a pretty big Emma Watson fan, and then
Really?
wasn't too fond
In
of
the
the
circle,
Beast.
you like her?
Circle.
She was great in the circle.
March 31st, the Circle 2.
Oh.
The square.
Oh god.
To go.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know, like,
self-awareness.
in hindsight, I like it less
Wrong.
than
This
when I
comes
liked
back.
it at the theater.
I'll go because they're having a laughing fit. So, I thought the trailer was magical. I like Dumbo a lot. I don't think it's a top 5 or
There's
even
a
top 10.
trailer out
but-
for this movie.
Oh yeah, we talked
Oh,
about it
yeah.
before.
No,
It was
I
on
promise
my-
you we did not.
we-
I have not
maybe
seen the
missed
trailer.
it.
It was on my Bohemian
There is a trailer.
What's
Oh,
that?
so that's what he got instead of.
We got fucking Kid Arthur.
the King Movie Kid.
Oh no, sorry, it wasn't Dumbo, it was Mary Poppins.
Fuck
God.
We had that too. Fuck Mary Poppins. Her side movie. So I thought the trailer was magical. It just captured that Disney magic that I like to put out. Had a lot of heart. Dumbo has a lot of sad moments, so I imagine I will cry. The fun facts about this: Ava Green's in it. She is I think my favorite Bond girl of all time from Casino Royale. She is just as Vespa and
That's
Follow
fun.
that image.
whoa, I'll explain that later.
Okay.
Ava Green, I've had the biggest crush on her since that movie. I still think she is the perfect Catwoman that has yet to happen. Probably
Tasteful.
tasteful. The other fun
You
fact.
cast her in the comic book draft first year. Didn't
Yeah, and then I dropped her because they said they were making a Catwoman, and that never happened. And then the other fun fact is this is reuniting Michael Keaton and Danny DeVito with Tim Burton since Batman Returns, so that's super exciting for me as a hardcore Batman fan. The thing that makes me worry is the same thing as Shyamalan is Tim Burton, because Tim Burton, a lot of his movies I love. Some of my favorites, the OG Batmans, Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands. I cry all the time with my favorite Christmas movies. But then you have shit like it's the stuff that sucks, like this thing that sucks is the most recent stuff like Alice in Wonderland, Dark Shadows, Planet of the Apes, which I kind of liked, but it was pretty bad with Mark Wahlberg. And I haven't seen those last two, The Miss Peregrine's Home for the Peculiar Cheerleader and Big Eyes, because the last few movies I had seen, other than Frankie Weenie,
Sorry, say that.
Frank and Weenie. It's actually a fun anime movie. Other than that, all the Tim Burton stuff he's been putting out, I've not been a fan of. So
He does a lot of movies. Did he direct all those?
yeah.
That's a lot of movies. I think that's like 2 a year.
He did in 2005 direct 2 Year Chocolate Factory and Corpse Bride. Yeah, he's working a lot. He likes to work, so Yeah, he likes
tired
money.
of this man.
But Disney, they love him.
Likes to work.
Why? He does! Clearly he does!
Workaholic,
He's
that
not like
guy.
Nolan who takes 4 years to make a fucking movie. So I think this movie could go any
Take your
way.
time, Nolan. You make it worth it.
Yeah, you could go give us Batman 4. It could go either way. It's either gonna be that magical movie or it's gonna be weird pedophile like Alice in Wonderland sort of movie. It's weird what they
That's
did
a
in that.
big range.
It is, and I never know with him. That's sometimes like Tarantino. You get too Tim Burton-y, and I hope it's great. And I like that Michael Keaton is still around the Disney family, and that guy needs DC. You need to bring him back as Batman. Has to happen before he gets too old. He's working
He's
now.
busy being Vulture. I think.
He is too. Fuck, we're gonna talk about
He
it later.
loves to
but
work. That guy.
He loves to work. He did. He took a break from Hollywood for quite a while, actually. That's
yeah,
why.
but he's really big in the bird community between Birdman and Vulture.
Well, that's why Birdman is kind of meta, because it's kind of really what happened to him after Batman, where he was kind of like, hey, like I'm kind of done with this type of stuff, but he wants to. The whole time he was playing Vulture, he kept saying to himself, "I'm Batman." So let's just get him back in the fucking cape and cowl now, can we? He's almost 60. Let's move it along.
Danny DeVito.
That-
give him back the penguin outfit.
Oh, or Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman again. Let's do it. I will bring up this in another movie later on that can actually make sense. This whole point, though. Dumbo.
Don't know what you're on about.
I'll make it make sense. Like Shyamalan.
Dumbo's another one of those classic Disney movies that has gone directly past my radar. Perhaps I've seen it in my life. I do not remember it. And that's all I have
I
to
do
say.
not remember it. I declare.
You shall not pass!
I will not be seeing this movie.
Wow.
And that's all I have to say. Briggs, please take over. I don't have any.
This is one of those ones where it's probably gonna be a good movie, but there's a high chance I also don't see it.
Okay.
But yeah, I have no emotional connection to Dumbo,
Ooh.
so
I've seen the
How
trailer.
about a physical?
yes,
Yeah.
that didn't emotionally connect me.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
yeah, it's
trailer,
it's-
it wasn't
It's
enough.
not having
It wasn't enough.
fair enough.
It's one of those things like Moana. I haven't seen Moana, but
Oh, Moana's great.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
welcome.
Exactly. I need to
fucking
watch
love
this
that
movie. I need to watch this movie. But
Is it on Netflix
Dumbo-
too?
Yeah, it probably
Much
is.
better. Moana, Frozen. Fuck
Moana-
Frozen.
fuck yeah.
Yeah. Frozen
I
just
said Target ruined Frozen for me. I'd
No.
never seen it, and then I watched it like 80 times in the break.
thing
room.
about
It's
Frozen-
a sing-along fucking
Is
edition.
that or
I'm talking to you,
Waterboy?
Taylor. You're the one that put it on.
Yeah,
there.
that or Waterboy. He's right. The thing is, Gwen was watching Frozen not too long ago. Frozen just has really good songs. The story is absolute shit.
garbage.
It's
Oh,
garbage.
garbage.
Get out of here, Disney
Fuck you,
classic.
Frozen.
Yeah, well, I like
Moana's
Coco's
really
really good as well.
Coco's
phenomenal.
Coco's better. than both
Coco's
those.
so good.
Was
Yeah.
Coco
Coco.
this year? Or
Last year.
Last year.
No,
Coco-
wait, it was this year. I think we get in Golden Geek session.
Oh,
Coco's a
sick! I
tearjerker.
forgot.
Yeah, remember?
Exactly. Coco's another one I need to see.
Yeah, you're missing out on
Alright,
that.
that's
so-
Moana.
I'd probably rather watch those ones than Dumbo, though.
I can
So-
agree. I'd say
No,
you-
2017. 2017 Coco.
Oof.
Really?
Yeah.
We missed that
I
last
watched it.
year.
You know, maybe
I
just
didn't
don't
see it
watch
last.
Happy
I
Death
hadn't
Day
seen it
tonight.
last year.
Maybe I just don't watch Happy Death Day tonight and watch.
Oh, it came out October. Is later.
Yeah, Coco's
Big double
better.
feature.
I still say this is
Moana's
for.
so good.
Well, this is current because the Golden Geeks haven't happened. In the Geekverse group chat, I still want us all to post one movie that we all have to watch to make sure that we've seen. And I think that's fair. Like
Can it
everyone
be
gets
any
one.
type of movie.
Well,
like,
I would say like
fucked
yeah,
up
if you
one.
wanted to say you want to watch Slender Man, it has to be up for the awards.
I do
for
not
worst
want you to
movie.
watch
So
Slender
if you
Man.
want everyone to watch Slender Man, everyone has to watch.
But what if you
have
the Golden
for the
Geeks
Golden
you're talking
Geeks?
But
about?
Kirkman, what if you passionately want it to be the worst movie of the year?
Yeah,
if
the
you want that to get
I
voted,
want all
you
you
gotta make
fuckers
sure
to
I
watch
see it.
Circle.
Yeah, so that's why.
I've
Because
seen it. I haven't watched it
Have
yet.
you seen it?
I watched it simply because I wanted. Because it's the only movie you've ever hated that much, so I had to see what was so
Plenty
bad.
of hate. Plenty of hate tweets.
I want to try to eliminate as much as I haven't seen that as much as possible to try.
You
You
guys
know?
can get a head start. Mine's Hereditary. Go watch it.
That was one of mine, but easily Hereditary. Great movie.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I don't think
I
Briggs.
thought you
I
were
don't
talking
think
about like you hated that
I
movie.
haven't seen it.
no, the other half hasn't seen it yet.
What movie did I hate?
Okay, no.
No,
That better not be staying there. Please don't, because that is an expensive.
You mentioned Hereditary
Replica.
on the same like. I feel like the same conversation we were talking about shit movies, so I was kind of confused.
Like you know how mad he
that's
was
the
if I put
opposite.
that on the
Because
melee set.
I'm gonna
Oh,
put
yeah.
it in a bunch of categories.
Oh, yeah.
so you
and
want people
nominate
to
it.
watch it.
I want
so
people to
that-
watch it so that it has a chance of winning stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like Last Golden Geeks where I hadn't seen like half the movies.
That's what we're gonna try to do, so we can
See,
eliminate.
some would call that fraudulent.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we're.
absolutely.
It's
not. Yeah, it's about as legitimate as the Oscars.
It's
so.
no.
And most award shows.
Those
It's more legit.
No.
Come on.
The Oscars, they get. That's what I wish they get actual screeners of every voter. They get. They get like box of just here's every movie that's nominated, and you can just watch them all. I
But
mean,
they have to, otherwise they can't vote.
well, they don't have to, but
Yeah.
like they should because it's free and they got the free time. What are they doing? Unless they're Tim
They
Burton
got
working
free
all the time.
They're working hard, man. They have to work.
I hate towards award shows.
March, well, we're doing one. March 29th, Captive State. Rupert Wires directing this. He directed the first Planet of the Apes, the reboot.
Rupert Wires?
Rupert Wyatt. Rupert Wyatt. What the fuck? Machine Gun Kelly's in this movie?
Fuck yeah.
John Goodman, Vera Farmiga,
What are
who
we
I
talking about?
love. Captive State.
State.
Set in a Chicago neighborhood nearly a decade after an occupation by an extraterrestrial force, Captive State explores the lives on both sides of the conflict.
So it explores the lives of the aliens as well. Is what
I
you're saying.
guess I had never seen the trailer.
That
like
is an
people
intense
out-
picture.
Or it's like
Those eyes. That's seductive.
wow, he's coming for you.
yeah, I'm done for.
Yeah, so I had never seen the trailer. I'm a fan of that director. I'm a fan of the cast. If I see the trailer, maybe I won't. If it reviews well, I'll check it out. It's the same day as Dumbo, so maybe I won't at the same time. But intriguing plot line, so maybe I'll.
Yo,
pay
John
attention.
Goodman's in
Wait,
the movie?
same
It's
day
my
as
man.
Dumbo?
Same day as
So
Dumbo,
you
but
said Dumbo was 22nd?
no, 29th.
Wow. Okay.
29th. So
Alright, I'm slacking.
different audiences,
But
but
you didn't know, Briggs? We're just going week by week.
yeah.
But sometimes there's no movies.
Sometimes
for
there's a
like 2
jump.
weeks.
Yeah, there's the beach bum. You know,
And
Beach Bum.
sometimes there's more.
But he
than-
still mentioned.
Sometimes there's more than one movie in one day.
This is true.
see, this is why we didn't record the
It's
video
not,
game for
it's
you.
not an
right
exact
after this.
science, I'll give you that.
Oh god.
I love John Goodman. He's
Me
one of my
too.
favorites.
My favorites.
He really is. I love John Goodman. He's fantastic. So, I don't know this movie, like the synopsis on
Synopsis.
on IMDb
Synopsis.
is pretty basic. I don't know. I'll watch a trailer like near when it's coming out, but I don't know.
I'd say what's not basic about it is lots of these movies are always about the aliens coming. I like this is about after the aliens have already
Yeah.
came. That's kind of unique, right?
Yeah,
Like,
most
it's
time.
kind of posted. Yeah, but I don't think they were.
Tasteful.
But
I wanna
it's
see
the other
the
way
movie,
around because
yeah.
instead of the aliens being captured by the humans, humans captured by the aliens.
Maybe.
Oh.
You know what movie I want
Mic
to see?
drop.
The one when the aliens have left already, and that's just the start of the movie.
And they're just
That's-
talking about their
People are just like, oh, you guys remember?
That's
when, like,
Iron Man 3.
Oh shit.
Tony's dealing with the whole time with his PTSD. It's not a good alien.
Yeah, but the aliens didn't win that one.
But you also get to see what it was like before the aliens. I just want to see a movie. It's
So
just
that's
a
the
new
MCU.
series.
That's the MCU.
It's the new series, but anyway, I'm done with this joke. It's not that funny after all.
Where
Captain
the entire
State.
plot is skipped.
It's intriguing.
Yeah,
this
no,
is
the plot
just
just picks
interesting.
up.
It introduces the plot,
I
and then
am intrigued.
it comes, and then it's time skips to after the plot.
and
no
I will see it.
flashbacks.
No, unless it reviews absolutely horrible.
Captain State. It's in the
I hope they
calendar.
heard me.
It's in the
It's in the
calendar.
calendar. John Goodman's great actor.
If it's in the
Goodman's
calendar, what does that mean?
I like
If
that
it's in the
concept.
calendar, that means there's like a 50% chance you'll see
He's still over here.
If it's in the calendar,
Or
it
fucking
means
Muppets
I'm
in the
like
room.
90% chance gonna see it for the
What are
cast.
those names? Groucho and Holder, whatever the hell.
Groucho and Holdo.
I'm
You
not
got
a-
it.
I'm not a Muppets fan.
Alright.
Fuck
Groucho
Muppets.
and Holder.
Whatever their fucking names are. That's you guys over there in the theater.
That's an after 9 topic.
This
I'll
whole
go into
cast
why I hate
is
Muppets.
very wild, but that's why you love us, folks, right?
Yeah, if you don't love this, just tune out for the rest of the year because the whole year is gonna be like this.
We're
Well,
just
this
going
year, yeah.
downhill.
We're moving on. Well, this is the best year yet. April 5th, Pet Cemetery. I don't have much to say on it because
I
me
don't
and
like
Dylan.
that name.
Okay, me and Dylan
Not promising.
reviewed
But
the
isn't it
trailer.
like you're honoring your pets?
No, but
Ayo.
naming a movie is the Pet Cemetery.
Have you seen the original?
the movie.
I don't. It
Original-
doesn't.
Yes.
If I had to go
Scary
off
as hell.
nothing but that title, I
It's a
would know.
horror movie though, so I feel like you'd be like, wait a second. So
Okay.
I won't say too much because me and Dylan reviewed the trailer not too long ago. I thought of this recording, but yeah, I think this is gonna be. I don't think it'll be as big, but I think this is gonna be the same thing that it did for the original, where it built upon that, it remade it, but it did some new things and it gave it new life for a new generation. People are talking about that. I think this is gonna happen. I said this the same thing to Dylan. If you've not seen the original, I would say wait because there's a few big twists in there and there's some really dark shit that happens, and I feel like you don't want to be spoiled. Even if you watch the original, you would feel it, but yeah, and I'm just, I'm cautiously excited to see Zelda because Zelda is one of the creepiest characters of all time, and she's one of the only things I had nightmare about as a kid. She is a Rachel. She's fucking so scary. So and Jason Clarke's in this movie, but
So it was a Nintendo movie.
oh yeah, big Nintendo movie. But yeah, I'm a huge Stephen King fan, so I'm very excited for this. This is tough for me because I know I'm gonna be seeing Shazam first because obviously like our audience is more like Star Wars and comic movies. But if I had to choose, I would see Pet Cemetery first unless reviews were killed. Because Shazam, I really like the trailer, which we're going to talk about in a bit, but I've never been a Shazam guy. It's just always been like, it's fun, but I've just not been my hero. So Pet Sematary, I'm looking very forward to. I'd honestly recommend them. They should move that, I think. They should move that to the Beach Bum March 22nd date. Because I don't think, well, that's the week after Us, though, so that's probably why. So it's kind of coming out in a weird time. I could see that moving just because coming out the same day as Shazam, I feel like it's not the exact same audience, but it's a little similar as far as like geeky sort of related, but I'm super stoked for this movie. I have a lot of expectations for this movie.
I think it's a fantastic trailer in terms of getting you interested, being like really setting the tone and atmosphere, and having like just a ton of mystery on it. I don't know what it's about. I don't know. I can't even like predict what these twists are that are gonna make this story gripping. But I'm really excited for this one actually. Just off seeing this one trailer alone.
If it's bad, I'm gonna apologize to Dylan in advance because I'm talking a big game about this. But
yep,
I mean it's in my calendar now.
Well, you have a lot. I think you have a beach comedy.
I did not put that in my calendar.
Do you have High Training
He's got the
3?
I do.
Yeah, you haven't even seen number 2. Your calendar.
Yeah, but I've
is
seen
Mary
number
Poppins
1.
in there.
No.
Fuck Mary Poppins.
It is not in there. I have a respectful calendar.
Okay.
Plus, that movie already came out, but
What's your hate towards Mary Poppins?
just boring. Just I've seen it.
That's like all British humor, and you love British humor.
No, that's not humor. It's like I don't think the OG Mary Poppins is the dry British office humor that I like, where it's kind of dirty, but you gotta like read in between lines. It's just like, okay, kids, now we're gonna clean the kitchen. This is tons of fun, and hit me off, and pip
And then
pip
they make
cherry
a
off.
big magical musical.
Yeah, I just don't care about it. People are excited. I'm sure it was great for everyone that saw it, but yeah, fuck Mary Poppins.
Cool.
I'll never see it.
I actually have not seen the original Pet Sematary. I've heard only good things from it, and I'm very excited for this one. It looks very awesome.
Same thing.
Awesome.
Don't watch the OG one until after. I
Okay.
say. I think it's worth it. Yeah.
Okay.
I have strong faith in Travis, so it's in the calendar. And
No,
I
I'm getting.
trust-
I'm
I trust
throwing me
you
under
too.
the bus now.
I trust you.
This
too.
movie has to be good.
yeah.
That same day, as I alluded to it, Shazam.
Shazam.
We talked about this at Comic Con. I thought it was a great trailer. For me, it was just as a kid, I was never into it because he's a boy that turns into a hero. As a kid, I didn't want to read about that. That's why even Teen Titans, I wasn't big Teen Titans fans. I was more into like men and women because like I'm a kid. I don't need to read about myself. Like that's cool. So
That's such a weird
I know,
train
right?
of thought.
But it just all the stuff that was like kid-based heroes I was never into with younger. So this trailer was great. Zachary Levi looked great. I think the like action stuff is gonna be pretty basic. I think this is all gonna be about the heart and the humor. And DC could have a really good year because they got this, and Wonder Woman got pushed back to 2020, but still it's in that time frame. And then they have Joker, which we'll talk about later. This could be their comeback here. They could really make and if Aquaman hits, I know we've seen at this point, but if Aquaman hits, they could have a nice like 1, 2, 3 home run kind of deal. So I'm pulling for them because I want good movies in general, but I want DC to be good. You know, at one point they were running game with the Dark Knight Nolan series. You know, they were the big dogs in town, and now they've fallen quite a bit. So obviously Wonder Woman hit, but other than that, they've been tough. So I'm pulling for Shazam.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good trailer. Got me interested for sure. I'm a big Zachary Levi fan. I love Chuck. It's one of my preferred shows.
You sound like you're gonna electrocute. Chuck.
Yeah, what was that?
A little bit.
Tell me about
I
that,
got a
Chuck.
shock. That's like the number one thing you've recommended me to watch, and
Really?
I feel bad for not watching.
That seems.
I feel like in
strange.
the last 5 years, you've at least recommended it to me 4 times.
Has
not
he
bad.
recommended it, or are you just saying times where he says he loves Chuck? and you take that as a
because
recommendation?
Dylan was like, Kirkland, I think you're gonna actually like Chuck.
I could believe that.
Plan
I think
that.
I could believe that. I would say that. I think it's a show that you would enjoy. There, that's recommendation number 5 or 6, whatever I'm on now.
That's 5. That's 1 a year.
Mhm.
That's 5.
That's
yeah.
1 year.
Actually, it's 2019, so
So
last year yet.
he's great, and
We haven't
Shazam
been-
looks fun.
Did he tell you that in the target days before the podcast? Because
Possibly.
we are only 3 years into this podcast, and you said 5. You said 1. per
I've
year.
known you a maximum of 4 years.
Yeah.
I said you recommended me 4 times in the last 5 years,
Okay.
and I don't know where I'm going with this.
But
So
he's-
it's like 5 years ago when I didn't know you. We were just like walking down the street, and I was like, "Hey, you look like someone who would love Chuck."
It's true. It happened.
Okay, fair enough.
It
Dylan's
was
really
cool.
trying.
I'm not backing
We'll be
down.
friends someday. You know what, man? We're gonna have a podcast
But not right now. In
No.
In a few years.
when I know you.
I needed to mature.
I don't want to get to know you.
Don't watch that Get Out trailer. What's that? Brace, you got any thoughts? Kirkland, any thoughts on Shazam?
It looks interesting and a glimmer of hope for DC.
Ooh, glimmer.
It looks like it's gonna be kind of fun and kiddie.
Kitty.
Maybe not kitty, but like fun,
Kitty
kind
with
of
like
young
a
humor.
D or T?
A D and
A
a T.
D.
Nice.
But it looks enjoyable and it looks like a big tone change from
Big.
DC as normally, unless there's like a huge twist and children are murdered. But
Oh,
Well, he is a child, so if he dies,
it could happen. But yeah, no,
The
I'm,
child
I'm excited for it.
himself.
I'm excited to see Shazam.
Shazam.
Just Shazam.
Formerly Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I really liked the trailer. Thought it was a really good trailer. After the trailer though, thinking back on the movie, I'm not too excited for this.
Wow.
I don't know what it is. I don't like his look. I don't like his outfit.
Yeah, the suit has to grow on me still. It's a little fakey.
Yeah, it's a little fakey. And not much more to say. I really like the trailer, but I don't know.
Okay.
I hope it does DC really well because I want to see DC succeed. They have a lot of cool characters.
like it feels like they finished out a really good year, but then it's like Marvel's coming out with Avengers 4 too.
Yeah.
Good thing is this is before
Captain
Avengers, so
Marvel.
they don't get swallowed up by that
Yeah.
like, oh fuck Captain Marvel, let's talk about Avengers. At least it's like, oh before, yeah, this was good, you know, and then after. April 12th, the week after that, I'll be clear now. The Missing Link, which is some anime movie with Hugh Jackman, great, I don't know what that is. But then also Hellboy.
Oh,
Hellboy.
Yeah.
A reboot starring David Harbour from Stranger Things. And I can't remember who his name, but the guy that directed The Descendants, which is a very creepy horror movie. I'm not a big Hellboy guy. I will check this out based, I think, on reviews or if I got a Cinemia movie left. Tis a huge fan. So we'll definitely be reviewing this channel. I just Hellboy for me, even those movies I think were a little overrated. So yeah, I'm excited. I have to see a trailer first. I've seen the leaked trailer, but
Who's playing the guy?
David Harbour he's the sheriff in Stranger
He's
Things.
playing.
Right.
Right.
I
That's
see.
really
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I
Sheriff
did say that
I
20
never-
seconds ago.
Hobbs.
Nobody knows.
Oh,
But it is rated R, so that's cool. Common movie rated R, get that out there more. So yeah,
Blood and guts.
it's a possibility for me, but it's
Maybe
definitely
at the
it's
end.
not making it in my top 10 even if we did that. So I didn't most anticipate. So yeah.
All right. I remember watching the original Hellboy. I never watched the entire thing through at one
Oh,
point.
nice.
It's always just on television when I was scrolling through channels.
So have you seen like 30 seconds of this?
No, I sat down and watched it for as long as I could watch television for, and then I'd have to stop watching television so that I didn't see it. But it was on often enough on certain channels. That I
You've been able to
eventually,
it's like
Did you watch it all in
Memento.
sections?
I eventually managed to piece it all together, but it was never in order.
So I'm guessing you haven't
So
seen the
I
second
don't
one
actually
either.
remember the entire plot of the film. It's just like I
don't blame
remember
you.
seeing parts of it.
And you haven't seen the second one either, I imagine. Right?
No. Wait, it was like Hellboy 2
This is the Golden Army, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the one that I've seen. I haven't seen the first one.
Great, even better. Yeah, made a big mistake coming out 2 weeks after The Dark Knight and bombed big time.
Bomb.
Yeah.
I saw them
Huge
both at the
mistake.
same time. It's like a double feature.
One of the biggest mistakes in comic book history.
To be fair, no one knew Dark Knight was going to blow up like that, but it did, and then
I
that's
knew.
why
I
Guillermo
could say that.
del Toro wanted to make a third one, but they just said it doesn't suffice the budget you want for this, and then he walked and he made Shape of Water, and it all worked out for everybody.
Good for him. He got an Oscar Daddy
Yeah.
for that one.
Well, maybe it
He
did
took a
work out for
fish
Hellboy.
Shape in the water.
Yeah, we don't know if it worked out for Hellboy. I guess we'll find out this year. So
We'll find out.
Interesting that Hellboy is fire related and Shape of Water is water related.
Well, there's the Waterman that he took from Hellboy and put him in Shape of Water.
Oh.
it is the same actor.
It's
Doug
a
Jones.
Is it actually?
Yeah, it is Doug
Wow.
Jones.
I thought I was reaching there.
Guillermo always gets
Yeah,
Doug Jones to
that's a
play those
big
weird,
reach.
sticky people. He does. He's very,
Typecast as weird.
he is that pans out. Like he's always playing those creepy, sticky people. So.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge Hellboy fan, but
Sticky
I
people,
I
okay.
enjoyed the first two.
Like sticky as in stick like, or sticky as
Stick
in
like he's not just a
stick to
sticky.
people.
I thought you meant like you touch him and like turn
I
your finger
know.
off.
Fuck, stay away from
That
dogs.
should be our new like
Offensive,
first
man.
category: best sticky characters.
No, don't hug him. Oh, just slime. Oh, it's so good to see you again, Charlie.
Yeah, I was I enjoyed the first two, the original duo. I would call it a trilogy because we didn't get that third.
No.
But
I don't think you can call it a trilogy.
that's why I would not.
You should have. Either way, that original
You can
trilogy.
try. I'm not gonna stop you.
When they first announced it, I wasn't too hyped until I saw that poster or that banner that they released, and
Was it a poster or a banner?
Yeah,
It was
that's a
both.
big
it was a
difference.
both.
Were there two different
It
versions
was a
of
banner
that?
that was posted on something.
No, they're the same image.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Travis.
But it is both in banner version and poster version.
Yes.
Banner.
Okay.
Bruce Banner?
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Poster.
Kirk will give you the serial killer eyes right there. It's gonna stick you out the go.
Lead eyes.
I'm a little excited for this movie.
A little.
I am a huge fan of Jim Hopper. Don't know if
Jim
you know him,
Hops.
but
Cool.
Hop Jimmer.
that's all that has to be said.
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Neat.
Let's go.
Okay, the weekend after that, April 19th, The Curse of La Llorona.
That one.
I would have been excited for this if you would ask me past before The Nun. Conjuring.
director?
What?
Same director?
No, it's just the same producers in that line of from the makers of Conjuring and stuff like that. Conjuring, I think, is a top 10 horror movie. I think it is phenomenally made. Conjuring 2 dipped, but it was like, okay, it was fine. And then after that, I've not seen Annabelle 2, which people say is good, but other than that, these movies, the first Annabelle, The Nun, these spin-off movies are not good, and I'm really disappointed because the best thing about The Conjuring was they used situational humor, situational horror, and certain elements like ghosts appearing in the background, not making a big deal of it, making you scared about the situation, where now I think The Nun especially just has deteriorated, just a jump scare and a jump scare. Like, yeah, The Nun, that was all that, and it's just boring, and the trailer for this looked very jump scary-ish. There's one moment where these kids are in a car, and it's old timey, and they put the windows up, but then some of the windows keep going down, so they're trying to get to the window and put it up. That's kind of fun. That reminds me of
I
The
like
Clap,
that.
but like the rest of it looked really jump scary. So they
To be fair, I feel like horror movies, for trailers, jump scares are the way to go. It's like all you can do sometimes.
So I'm hoping that if it's just because the last movies I've seen that have been
Yeah,
like that. So I'm
that's
hoping they've pimped this up a lot last year, and the guy that's directing this is directing Conjuring 3. James Wan is stepping away from it for the first time. So I'm hoping that gives me some sign that he's like a really good director, that I have faith in him, but I didn't really even love Conjuring 2. So I'm hoping this is good because I love horror. I love that franchise of just like these connected universe. I don't even know if it's connected to Annabelle and whatnot, but just those same producers, directors. So I'm hoping for a good one, because if this is not good, then I'm kind of done on the whole connected horror universe thing, because I don't want to just see jump scare after jump scare. You can do that occasionally, but when that's all you got, people have done it much better. So
Yeah, that's true. I like horror movies. Can't say much about this one. I'll watch a trailer. Maybe I'll probably watch it eventually. I doubt I'll see it in theaters. I don't usually see horror movies in theaters. Don't do
Watch
that.
that.
Right?
Don't do that.
you watched it in theaters?
Yeah, that's true. I got peer pressured by my friends. So.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat as you, Dylan.
Oh, yeah.
We'll probably watch this
Ambiguity.
at some point, but not in theaters.
Right.
I can confirm it won't be in theaters.
Confirmed.
Yeah, like 100%.
100%.
Don't do that either.
Briggs.
Don't touch the table. Don't even look at it.
We're gonna take your chair away. You gotta stand.
We need to get you.
That's gonna make it worse.
Gotta get you a fidget spinner, man. It's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
One of those fidget
I don't
cubes.
want one of those.
Well, do you want Chris?
I want one of those fidget gears though, with like the buttons and the dice
Set
you
'em
can
up.
move around and shit.
That one
Yeah,
sounds
it's like the
expensive.
cube, right?
I'm not buying that.
Like flicks.
Oh yeah,
It's
you
not
gotta put
expensive.
up with this.
Briggs, do you want the Chris of La Llorona?
It's not on my calendar and I'm not gonna see it.
Confirmed on the calendar.
Let's jump into the big one.
Oh.
April 26th, The Intruder. No, I'm sure.
I'm not one here.
I think you're out there. I don't know. I didn't look it up.
Oh, let's look at this.
Yeah, there's a movie.
We got Dennis Quad.
There's a movie. There's a movie, The Intruder and Aftermath, on 26th April. I don't know what they are, so we're not. gonna talk about
Psychological thriller.
it. Cool.
I like psychological thrillers.
Oh, God. But the big one, obviously, what could be the biggest movie of the year, May 3rd,
Of all
Avengers
time.
4th. Obviously, I imagine at this time we were reviewing this, it probably has an official title. We've gone to trailer, but let's have some fun. Obviously, we're all very excited for this movie. That's all I'm going to say, because I imagine we talked about not too long ago in Real World, but we've talked about a lot. My only fear is I'm going to pimp this out. I said this the night of the review. I'm going to say this to them. The only con for me is I hope this doesn't hurt Avengers Infinity War, because stuff like, if they bring back Gamora, I'm going to be fucking pissed, because that will make Avengers Infinity War, when I watch it, like, these deaths didn't matter. They're just kind of fun fake out. You know, I understand Drax might not make it past Avengers 4 now. They might just swap places, like, I can take her place, so maybe they could do that, but there's a few deaths like that, and Loki, especially Loki has a streaming show coming up. It could be prequel, but maybe they're just fucking with us, and he is alive, and so Marvel has done that in the past, where lots of people come back. Nick Fury, other than Quicksilver, I've forgotten them all, but other than Quicksilver, most of them that die, they're either back later in that movie or back in the sequel, and it's kind of like, oh, well, you've been here before. That's what was nice about Yondu. It seemed like, okay, Yondu is actually dead. So these deaths have to mean something. And I think Gamora, that's a perfect send out. Yeah, she's not in Guardians. Doesn't matter. Guardians 3 isn't happening until 2022
That's
now.
true. That's true.
So it's like whatever. But like to me, though, some of the perfect moments in Infinity War could be ruined by this movie, and I hope not. But we're gonna get some time travel. We're gonna get some maybe parallel universes. Last few months ago, that image leaked of Gwyneth Paltrow in the rescue Iron Man armor. So I'm not sure if that's her in the movie doing that, or if that they go to a parallel universe and maybe like Tony died at some point and she became Iron Man. I really want parallel universes. I think they're fun, and I think the audience is. I think 10 years ago you couldn't do that, but I think the audience is geeky enough to now understand, like, oh, this is where we're going. Maybe that's how you get in the X-Men there.
And they've done so many movies now without stuff like that. Like, you can venture off and do whatever you want.
Well, and we saw Ant-Man and Wasp. They're starting to mess with the quantum realm. So
True.
And the rumor is that they might get Fantastic Four and X-Men by April. Don't think they're going to quickly in a month put them in there, but they could do little things of like, oh, there's other people out there. And not even say who those people are, but just like, there's stuff going on at this place, and like, okay, same thing. And Captain America, Captain America, Winter Soldier, they shut out Stephen Strange, and we didn't see him for another 3 years. So they could do the same thing. It's just like, oh, there's something happening in this place, Winchester Mansion. I wonder what that is. You know, like
no, not Winchester.
not that one. But of course, I'm excited for this movie. I don't know how they're gonna top Infinity War, but. Yeah, we'll see.
We just got some potential reports that this is going to be like 3 hours long too.
I want it.
I'm so excited for this movie. Whatever they choose to do, this is just like the most anticipated thing in terms of, you know, the shape of our podcast kind of revolves around this stuff.
Yep.
You know, we get super hyped on this stuff, and this has just been years and years in the making. I'm fucking so excited for this
Infinity War, biggest episode ever. Hopefully you'll be here for this one.
Hopefully.
Yeah, but Infinity War, biggest episode ever, so you know. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
any other
This
thoughts?
one's gonna go on my phone calendar and also
Really?
my computer calendar.
Oh,
maybe on the
computer
I
calendar.
feel like you're not gonna forget about this one. I feel like we're gonna be talking
We're
about
gonna be
it.
in the theater and be like, where's breaks?
Oh, you seen Chris on
My calendar's a day off.
You seen the intruder?
No other movie is coming out that day. So
No,
it's
right.
Everyone just gives that a wide berth.
You could walk into the wrong like theater and it's like, oh, that's also playing in here. That's
No, it's gonna be playing everywhere. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's really not much to say about it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Yep. So check out our channel. I'm sure we've talked about the trailer because Spidey said it would come out before the end of 2018, and we're in that. So the week after.
Oh, another video game movie. Let's go.
Oh
Okay,
no.
Detective Pikachu. I definitely want to start with this one, starring Ryan Reynolds. Apparently, I think he's the voice
Yo,
of
my
Pikachu.
man.
He's the voice of Pikachu.
Is it rated
I thought
R?
there was a live action Reynolds in there.
I think he's the voice of Pikachu.
But he's
Really?
also live action.
Maybe. I could be wrong.
Deadpool's in the movie.
You could be right. Let me look this
He's
up.
actually a
voiced in
Deadpool
the
movie.
Yeah.
They got the rights.
But that's not even my main rant about this. For me, this is just.
Travis, a notorious Pokemon hater.
I am Pokemon hater, but this is the thing.
Good
I
disclaimer.
understand. Okay, here we go. Ryan Reynolds, voice of Detective Pikachu.
Oh
yeah,
my
he's the
God.
voice of
So
Pikachu.
it's just like an animated Pikachu movie.
No, it's live action / anime. So Pikachu is
Pokemon.
animated, but like the.
I bet they'll have Ryan Reynolds in the
Like
movie
CGI
somewhere. I guess that's like
animated
a
or like
bystander.
drawn animated.
I think he's gonna be CG. They don't draw animation. So this is my thing. Yeah, I'm a Pokemon hater, but I understand it's a huge brand, big established brand, and I think this is something that could work. This to me, it's just like doing Avengers 2 before we do Avengers. No, this is like doing Civil War and then doing Avengers. I don't understand why they're not doing just a regular old, like legit basic Pokemon movie first, and then doing spin-offs, and then doing the like weird video game brand and stuff. Like, why are we going into weird territory first? Like, that feels completely ass backwards, and I actually think Ryan Reynolds is not a good choice for Pikachu. I think this becomes less of a Pokemon movie and more of a Ryan Reynolds movie. And I love Ryan Reynolds, but keep that to Deadpool. Keep that to when he comes over to Avengers. I think that's a mistake because he's going to improv a lot, and I just feel like his improv does not suit what I would think Pikachu and his type of kind of cute humor is from what I know about Pikachu.
It's hard to picture. I didn't. Well, I knew he was in this movie, but I didn't think that he would be Pikachu's voice.
But that's my biggest thing is I just don't know why
I'm
we're
excited, honestly.
I don't know why we're starting with this first. I feel like you build up to it. I don't get it. It's the same thing. Why would you do a Luigi movie first before Mario? It's weird. Like Pokemon the movie and a trilogy whether it's CG or whatever, I think could be huge. If it was written well and done well, that could be your next Harry Potter, really. And like, you could start with Ash, a kid, and see him grow up through these times, catching Pokemon. Like, you could span this out, and I feel like they're shooting themselves in the foot. I don't know if the rights, so I'll look up while these guys are talking, and I think it's gonna be a bad movie too. I really do. I think it's gonna come out with like a fart in the wind. It's gonna brush past. Remember that Pokemon movie? Yeah, remember that Warcraft movie? Remember that Assassin's Creed movie? It's gonna be like that, where it's like, oh yeah, they did that, you know? Like, remember Tomb Raider came out last year?
Yeah, I do remember that. That wig was fucking fantastic.
I'm
I'm gonna disagree with you on this one, and here's why. I think, you know, the main problem I have with all these video game movies is that they're trying to do too much in one movie. So if you're like talking about this as, you know, they should start Pokemon or Pikachu with like a series of movies that's gonna come out. I think the problem is that maybe they try to set up too much, whereas this just is probably gonna be a fun, like, simple adventure. I don't know if this will be like setting up, you know, future movies and stuff down the line. I think it'll just be more of like a one-off adventure with Pikachu.
But I'm saying take the Iron Man route, take the Spider-Man PS4 route, where you make it that isolated story, but then you set it up.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. But the thing is, like, the Pokemon Company is, you know, they're aligned with Nintendo, but they're still different people in control of that stuff. This isn't like the start of Nintendo's series of movies that are going to cross over.
Yeah.
They're Smash Bros that they're leading to eventually.
Such a mistake.
Pokemon is separate enough from Nintendo that this isn't like a Nintendo decision to make this movie, right? It's Pokemon doing it. So I don't see it as like any form of setting up, and I think maybe it's a good idea to just go off with like some funny little side character, and obviously Pikachu's big enough name over something like a Rampage or an Assassin's Creed that maybe it'll just be like a fun movie for kids or for family and stuff like that as well.
I did forget about Rampage.
I know, me too.
I can't forget about it, even though I don't remember a single scene from that movie. I just remember how god awful.
At one point, he gets shot in the ribs. And they said it hit no major organs, and he's completely fine for the rest of the movie.
That's a joke.
I mean, it did.
So I respect him for it.
Instantly gets bumped up 1 point.
With all that said, do I think this will be a good movie? I am not necessarily hopeful for that. Curious to see a trailer. But you know, we've been seeing all these video game movies. It's not been going well, but I'm probably gonna go see this one. Anyway.
I'll definitely be at the theaters. I'll be seeing Avengers 4 again that week when Detective Pikachu comes out. I will not touch this one.
I'll be like hiding under a hat, like I don't want him to see me going into this.
But you know, Taylor and Jessica being all over that review. They can't wait for Detective.
Mm-hmm. I'll judge my seeing it opening night on the trailers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have to see that Reynolds voice. Pikachu.
Yeah, I think this one's gonna be a big like trailer hit or miss, for sure. But
Thank you, Brooke.
yeah, it's gonna be like trailer's good. I'll check it out. If not, I'll probably just go see Avengers again. I'll be there as Travis.
But what about Ugly Dolls? That comes out the same day.
And The Hustle. I looked it up. There's not much on the Ugly Dolls. It's an animated movie.
No, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Briggs, you're very quiet today. I don't know if the fans can hear you at all. Yeah.
I feel like it's just recently when I started leaning back. I feel like I was pretty loud.
No, you're pretty quiet.
No,
I
think
can barely
Briggs
hear you.
is right. I think Briggs is right.
Yeah, come on, Dylan.
I just want
I
to make
think
sure
you're
the fans
also
can hear you.
yelling right now.
Oh no. Kirkland, what do you think about Detective Pikachu?
You know, you gotta match Travis, or else the levels of this is gonna be off.
I've been talking. Listen, I try to bring it down.
Yeah, no, you bring it down, I bring it up, and then we're at an equal.
It's the
stance.
laugh I can't control. Once I start laughing, it's
Yeah, the
game.
laugh is rip headphone user.
See, I like to
We're working on it.
down levels, give Travis a hard time when he's editing the
Head over to Patreon, support us there, because you support us. Our goal is in 29 to get a new mic set up. Legitimately, that's what we're using our money and anything we get from this podcast. Is we don't keep any of it. Our goal is to get solo mics for every one of us, control audio levels. So that's why you have a Patreon. You get stuff like this, and if you go, hey, I don't like this audio, then you can fix it.
I just realized you wearing that, Briggs, kind of gives away when we are
I don't like
recording
headphones. I'll put 'em on
this
my neck.
episode
Yikes.
for the video.
It's
viewers.
never a bad
Doesn't-
time to remember the veterans.
No, it's never a bad time, but there's a specific time of year where people are like, oh, I should.
No, we
remember
should
the
never
veterans.
forget about them. Remember the Titans.
What
do you think about the Titans? We're only halfway through the year, dude.
It's not.
I was looking through the list. There's some big ones.
There's some big ones.
Yeah, you know, Pokemon, they made some pretty good movies. Pokemon 2000.
Oh, those, right.
2000. Oh, what a year.
That was
What a
like
year.
probably my favorite
Best
Pokemon
year yet.
movie.
Been chilling 5 years old, just eating ice cream, watching Pokemon. Oh.
I'm very intrigued on how this one's gonna go. I feel like it's gonna be a big trailer hit or miss, like what Mr. Briggs
Right.
to my left said.
Oh no.
I can confirm I will not see this movie no matter what.
Even
$100?
if the trailer's a hit.
I think that's a lie. What
if-
if someone
What if
drags
the
you?
trailer's a big hit?
Then talk to me.
My
Okay,
question
then
is-
talk to me.
My question is this in your phone calendar?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
right here.
what?
It's a phone calendar.
Even though it's a trailer hit or miss?
I think all video
So
game
what if the
movies
trailer's
deserve
a hit?
The calendar slot.
No, not
Yeah.
Pokemon.
What if
Fuck
the
Pokemon.
what if the
Still
trailer's a hit?
Assassin's
Then I
Creed
don't
or
know what it
Rampage.
is. You know.
Dishonored
It would say at the
movie.
end though, it would say like May 10th.
I don't pay attention to that part of the trailer. I just like can blank out.
When if someone drags you to Pokemon, though,
What
Pikachu.
if
Nothing
someone
spilled.
drags me?
Yeah.
That you can't
Well,
confirm it.
It will depend.
Nothing spilled.
Oh, okay.
My
Guaranteed.
pushback will depend on the trailer.
Okay, it's a big trailer.
Would you say it's
My
Big time trailer
pushback
hit or
will
miss.
will depend on the
Boy.
trailer. Like if someone's dragging me to this, you know, and I don't want to go,
face palm?
because like right now,
Don't
all I can
touch
picture is like Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool as Pikachu though.
As
Like that's the
Pikachu?
only thing I can picture.
That's Pikachu. That's about Pikachu.
He's-
Not a bad guy.
he's telling
That's
himself.
about Pikachu.
Who is this Pikachu?
I honestly didn't even hear myself say it.
You're
I have
tearing
to
me
listen
apart,
to that.
Pikachu!
You're just possessed for a brief
You started by
second.
saying Pikmin, and then you're like, oh right, I'm talking about Pokemon.
Let's get that
May
movie.
17th, I like that these are coming back out at the same time. A Dog's Journey paired with John Wick Chapter 3. Maybe they have something to do with each other.
That's fitting. For the
I'm
first
very excited. I have not seen John Wick Chapter 2 because we went to go see it in the theaters and it was sold out.
It
and
was.
we never reviewed it, and I still have never seen it.
You
So
haven't seen it?
no, I keep putting off. So I will definitely see it in May before Chapter 3. I'll do a kind of a feature. I love the first one. I've heard like good to mixed things about the second one, and Chapter 3 apparently had berries in it. That's a hit or miss. Sometimes,
LEB.
yeah, sometimes she can be great. Sometimes she can be not so great. So, but it's Keanu Reeves being a badass, gunplay.
Gunplay.
I'm excited. So,
Foreplay.
I'll likely see that. But if the theater's sold out, then I'll wait to
Yeah.
see John Wick Chapter 4.
You okay there, Breeze? You're hitting that.
I'm gonna go take a break outside.
Okay.
This guy
Get
can't
off the-
handle it.
John Wick.
You're not a professional product.
I'm gonna say John Wick's on the calendar. Love the first one. Second one was not quite as good as the first one, but I still loved it. So
Still loved it. That's,
Still loved it.
if it's not as good as the first one, you still loved it, and that's a pretty good series.
You see single people, you should take that in your entire day life. Not as good as Last Girlfriend, still love her. You'll be gold.
John Wick was not my favorite lover. I was not a big fan of that movie.
Not a big fan.
No, I wasn't. And I've only seen it once, and it was, I don't know, it was a year or two ago. So I wish I could give you a definitive list of reasons of why I didn't like it, but it's not that strong in my memory. There was nothing for me that, gripped me. It didn't have me coming back for more. See, I feel like I was at the theater to go see the second one. I don't know why I would have done that.
We were reviewing it, so maybe you're just like, I'll be on the review.
Yeah, it was probably a classic geek first, like, what else am I doing on Thursday night? I'll go review this movie that I don't care about. Yikes. Kirkland Patzer.
I have not seen any John Wicks, and I've only heard good things of the first movie, and I haven't heard any negative things about the second movie until now.
Right.
So I'm a little
That guy.
intrigued.
I didn't say their name, I just said it was mixed. I think it's like breaks there. A lot of people said it was good, but
All I heard you say was that you hate Halle Berry. That's all I got from you.
No, that was in Chapter 3, and I said she's sometimes good, sometimes.
Extrapolated some information.
Yeah. Fuck.
I really want to see them though. I'm a huge Keanu Reeves fan, and he has awesome gunplay.
Shall I add those things in his phone for him? That he misses?
Don't tip them off, he'll freak out.
I'll put in some weird ones.
We changed Briggs' calendar just so the listeners, viewers know. May.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna do?
What? Better hurry up.
What
Better hurry
month,
up.
what
Please.
month are we on?
We're on.
I'm gonna put him in the May of last year.
We're in May right now. Yeah, good call.
That's evil.
May.
What, something's in there. Dental appointment. Okay, that's good. That's ambiguous enough. I think
May 24th, Aladdin is coming out. Disney's live action Aladdin. We are excited.
Briggs is excited. Back from that.
At this point, we've only seen that teaser trailer, which was fine. Like, people lost their load over it, but you know what? I'm excited for this movie. All I want to see is the genie and how Will Smith has.
It didn't work at all.
I can't even hear you, man.
He's wondering about the dental appointment he's got. Were you guys just going through my appointments?
No, we were trying to fuck you up. At first, I just put back a few months.
Yeah, I specifically went through your appointments. I really had to know.
And then Dylan said, let's go to the month we're on in this year, but you call on that quick.
Yeah. I was just trying to fuck you up by going to the last minute, and you put everything.
How
in
did you
from
figure it out
last
so
minute.
quick?
Well, because it's a dental appointment in May. I know. I have a dental appointment on Tuesday.
And
And
that
that's
specifically
November.
was like dental appointment. We're good. You should
I was
have moved
like,
it
that's
to June.
ambiguous enough.
We
I'm
should have
like,
moved it to June. Anyways, I'll see. It's one of my favorite Disney anime movies. I need to see the trailer. More Disney live action movies have been hit or miss. You got Cinderella, and there's another good one in there. Oh, Jungle Book. Those are phenomenal. And then you have Maleficent and Beauty and the Beast, and Alice in Wonderland, which you're like fine or all right. So we'll see.
What I want. This is gonna be an editing moment for Travis here. Whatever I said for Dumbo, just edit the exact same thing, but replace every word Dumbo with Aladdin. I'll give you a nice clean take. Aladdin. There, you just put it in there. That's how I feel. Boom.
Aladdin.
That's all I'm gonna do.
You know, I haven't seen Aladdin. Now I
You
might
speed
have
it up.
to. Now I might do. Yeah.
It's not in the calendar for me.
Oh.
Wow.
Calendar list.
I am actually pretty excited for this movie.
You love sand? Love
I love
caves?
sand.
Of course, and song.
I feel like my
Some people love sand.
I feel like when I was
Not
really-
Anakin.
Find me one.
I feel like when I was really, really young, one of my
Find me
first
one.
like female crushes was Jasmine,
Well,
and it's like
Sam.
the animated
Oh.
Jasmine.
That's
So
fine.
she's got
Wow.
something
She
going
was
on.
older than you, so you're
True.
good.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I'm excited to hear Will Smith as the genie. I am gonna keep it completely separated from Robin Williams' genie.
Yeah, what
Probably
people should
do.
do.
It's a different guy.
Yeah.
I would.
I don't
But
understand.
no. Let me. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like going into this, a lot of people will see Will Smith's genie and they'll be like, it's nothing compared to Robin Williams.
100%.
Yeah, and it's like you can't do that.
And
Yeah.
especially if like, people write off Will Smith like he's this talentless hack. Like, oh,
Yeah.
Will Smith's like at one point he was the biggest movie star in the world. Like,
fuck yeah.
and he's a comedian. He can sing.
He's a
so
rapper.
yeah, my only worry. I don't worry about his performance. I worry about what the look is gonna be of the
True.
genie. I hope they do full CGI mocap. I don't want a physical painted genie. I don't want like a half. Like I think you do Thanos style. But with Will Smith and Genie. So that's the only thing I hope. But I think he's going to do great as Genie. I really do. I think people should not be worried about that.
Yeah, I think I'm positive going into it. I think he's gonna do it.
And Naomi Scott is playing Jasmine. Travis is #big star. So.
Hashtag big star.
May 31st, a movie that I was alright about until that Comic-Con trailer hit. Godzilla, King of Monsters. That trailer was fucking phenomenal. I don't know if the movie can match those levels, but if it does, that could be a movie of the year candidate for me. Great trailer, great cast. I'm excited too because the director is the guy who did Trick or Treat, and Trick or Treat's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Easily a top 5, my favorite Halloween movie of all time. So, yeah, I'm excited for this movie just based on that trailer, but it could easily disappoint because it could have just cut a really good trailer and had good sound.
Do you know if it's like any returning cast members?
I
Is
think
this
like a
Ken will.
Scarlet Witch?
I think Ken
Godzilla
Watanabe,
versus
the
King
guy.
Kong.
No, none of those people are still don't like those people.
Scarlet Witch isn't it?
No, the main scientist from the first one is.
Wasn't Bryan Cranston one of the main scientists?
Well, he died. I mean, like the guy who was
Oh.
always hunting Godzilla.
Okay.
Yeah,
Godzilla revived him.
but it's
God.
really, it's pretty much a new cast. Yeah.
Godzilla.
It's just
Now
like-
is this also like the King Kong from King Kong Skull Island is also
Yeah,
part
this
of
is
it?
the movie
Oh,
before
great.
we get to Godzilla v King Kong.
Godzilla.
That's happening in 2020.
You know, I feel like this is a very underrated cinematic universe. I don't know if people are talking
Very
about
underrated. Greatest movie I've ever seen. That King Kong movie. Wow, that's a great movie. Fucking Tom Holland, whatever his fucking name is, chopping up scorpions. and shit.
I think they'll just point out why it's underrated. I don't think they got anything special. I think the Godzilla.
I mean,
movie-
I think the fact that it is a cinematic universe is
But
underrated.
they've done nothing with it. All they did was a Kong end credit scene. I'm like, oh look, we have pictures of Godzilla, and that's it, right? We haven't really seen it function as a cinematic universe yet.
No.
Oh, well, I feel like people are shitting on it for no reason then.
I don't think people are shitting on it. I think people just
Name
don't.
2 people shitting
Yeah,
on it.
I think people just don't know about it.
Yeah.
Exactly why it's underrated.
I guess
It's not
It's not
unknown.
underrated.
You know?
Unknown cinematic universe.
I feel like underrated means the same
No, I
thing.
think
I would
underrated is
100% disagree. Unknown and underrated do not mean the same thing at all.
Underrated is like
Oh.
saying like, oh, Hereditary, really underrated movie. Not enough people have seen it. You know, people don't give
Yeah,
it
now
its due.
people have seen it because it's not known
That
enough.
was a poor example.
It was.
No,
I
it
fucked up.
wasn't.
I fucked up.
You can't go back. I win this one.
Underrated would be like, you know, Ant-Man. That. People say, oh, it's just alright, but I think
I
it's
would
not
say
bad.
Ant-Man's underrated.
I think 100% is. People are like, yeah, it's just
I would say it's definitely no.
I think
Absolutely.
Phil was right. I gave the bad example, but it's. I don't think Godzilla or King King Kong are underrated either. I think those are just rated just fine. King
Alright.
Kong was a fucking fun disaster, and Godzilla was like half a good movie. So
All right.
nothing to add on your cinematic universe? No.
No, it's on the calendar. I haven't seen the trailer, but
Oh,
you know what, you
fantastic.
say it's good, so
That's fantastic.
I'll watch the trailer tonight.
A lot of things to do tonight.
Take it.
So we've
That's
seen a
not
trailer
right.
for this movie?
Yeah, we loved it at Comic Con.
I don't remember it.
It's so good.
So Travis loved it.
I bet.
No, they loved it. I told you.
Whatever my thoughts were,
When you
that's
said
how I
what
felt
supposed
at
to
that
edit in.
time, but I forget what.
when you said
what it
take it
was.
away, I thought we totally already talked about Godzilla. I thought we were gonna start talking about Rocket Man.
We are.
When you said Comic Con, threw me off. I'm sorry.
Do you
You
have
said
any
you watched the
Godzilla?
trailer at
If
Comic
not,
Con.
you can start us off with Rocket Man.
I'm excited.
Okay, Rocket
Rocket
Man.
Man.
Tell me
Same
about
day,
Rocket Man.
May 31st, the biopic of Elton John.
I don't know too much about Elton John,
Okay.
so I'm excited to see this movie.
You know his real name is Reginald Dwight.
I did not know that.
That's a fun fact.
I didn't know many things about Elton
Who's
John.
the
and
Rocket
there's
Man
one
or
thing I
Elton
did not know.
John's?
Elton John is the Rocket.
There is no Rocket Man,
So
it's a
both.
song.
So the movie's about a song.
It's about a guy
Well,
named Reginald
no,
Dwight.
it's the same thing as Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay, I gotcha.
It's like using the most popular song that artist has to market the movie.
Is that his most
Interesting.
popular song?
See,
I
I feel
think
like
so.
it's Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's his
Queen's
feature
most popular
stand.
song?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Really?
It's one of the most overplayed
Bohemian
radio songs
Rhapsody,
of all
like-
time.
People knew what that song was before they even knew what Queen was.
Okay.
The radio
Alright,
pushed
see, I didn't know this.
the
fact.
radio.
People were like singing that song in middle school, just like antheming it. They had no idea what Queen was.
I watched Wayne's
Actually,
World.
Yeah, Wayne's World.
Yeah.
And the radio.
it's hard to say because Queen has like We Are the Champions. Go to any hockey game and they play
Yeah,
that.
there you go.
repeat,
But
so
I feel like you
there
hear
go.
Bohemian on the radio too much, and the radio is what caused that song to be
Yeah,
pushed
see,
out of my
I
top
don't-
5 now because it's played
I
so
don't
much.
listen to the radio, so
Well, that's a mistake.
I'm not a believer.
Sorry, what did you say gets pushed out of your top 5?
Bohemian is my top 5
Godzilla.
favorite Queen songs because it's just I hear it so much, you know.
Just don't listen to the radio.
Rocket
I-
Man,
I-
Elton
I-
John.
I-
It's yeah. Somebody go. I'm
Elton.
sure I like Elton John. It's not the same thing as Queen where I know everything about him. Derek Fisher's directing it. He did the last 2 weeks of Bohemian. So I don't know. Same thing as what?
That's just a great sign for a movie. Yeah, I directed the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, read about
What
it.
does that mean, man?
There's a big
What does that mean?
it's a big controversy. Go read it. Yeah, I'm excited. I like Elton John's music. I'll definitely be seeing this, and I hope the same thing. Obviously, it's a guy who lied about his sexuality. He got married to a woman, so I hope they play on that. The trailer showed him like ODing and stuff like that. I hope it's not what my complaints were with Bohemian, where it kind of tackled some of the darker subjects, more harder subjects with kind of kids' gloves, and to make it more like this is just about like Queen and their great music. I hope it's not like this about Elton John and Rocket Man. So who knows? We'll see, but I'll definitely be seeing it.
I'm gonna jump in and say everything that Travis said, other than I'm a huge fan of his music. And I'm
Oh,
gonna do
not a huge fan.
I'm gonna do a little asterisk because I don't know. I could not name you more than one song other than Rocket Man.
Really?
Tiny Dancer, is that an Elton John song?
Yes.
If I heard it, I'd be like, okay, I know
I
that
did
song.
look it up.
But I couldn't name it
Song
off the top of my head.
Saturday night. It's alright to fight on Saturday
I
night.
love that song. It's
I
great.
didn't
know.
John
John
Road.
Wow.
I think that was the one song I was thinking about other than Rocket Man.
The entire Lion King soundtrack.
Oh, you did that? Wow.
He wrote that.
Entire.
Did you even do like the
Yeah,
the
Hans
Circle of Life song?
Him and Hans Zimmer wrote that
Are you
together.
serious?
Yeah.
Hans
Wow.
Zimmer.
Oh, yeah.
He's been around.
Yeah, and they're coming back to do
It's a
a movie
great
we
team
might be
up.
talking about a little bit. Underrated sounds.
That's the most underrated sound I've ever made.
Rocket Man.
Yeah, I mean, I like Elton John, but I can't say I've ever just sat down, put on one of his records, and listened to it from start to finish. I don't know much about the guy, but, you know, my mom's a big fan, so she'll probably go see it. Be like, hey, you want to come? I'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll go.
I love the way
Nice.
you worded that. That was so pristine.
Pristine.
Yeah.
You knew exactly where you were going.
Yeah,
at the
it
end
was
of that
just- it was
from
like a
the
song.
start.
Yeah.
I was made up by the word. I was like, I don't know my next
It was like
words.
poetry. That was like
Lost.
poetry.
Help me out. Please, someone interrupt me
Throw
so
me
I
a
don't have
bone.
to continue. No, yeah, I don't know. I've seen a couple biopics recently, and they're interesting. They're not my favorite movies of the year, that's for sure. But maybe I'll go see Rocket Man. I don't know. This one's up in the air. This one's not a calendar pick for me. This one's like a.
Whoa.
This one's yeah, I don't know. We'll
See,
see.
this
Maybe.
one's on the calendar with
The day
Godzilla.
the day they do a Steely Dan biopic, you know, either one of those two dudes or both.
That would be the most
That-
unknown film.
That's gonna be the day Dylan's not alive. I'll tell you that much.
That's the day. That's the day I want. But they're not gonna do it because no one knows who Steely Dan is.
No.
People think there's a guy named Dan. It's like no.
No.
All I know is that shit's
He's also not named Steely.
That's also
Hey
true.
Dylan, AC/DC's getting a movie before Steely Dan does.
100%. It makes me so sad. It makes me so sad.
Okay, we're jumping into June here. June 7th, huge movie, Florsky. No idea. I had to look it up.
That sounds like a movie with like a dog who's like a volleyball player.
An unemployed.
Yes.
It's actually about Fred Florsky, an unemployed journalist battered by his own misfortune, endeavors to
That was
pursue
so
his
awesome.
childhood crush and babysitter, who now happens to be one of the most powerful, unattainable women on the planet. What the fuck?
I could not
Who
be
is
more
in this
wrong.
movie? Seth Rogen, Andy Serkis,
What?
Charlize Theron. What the
What the hell?
fuck is going on?
I'm gonna go see it. Fuck Dark
What?
Phoenix. Let's go.
Wait, what's the date?
June 7th.
Got him.
Also, is Secret Life of Pets 2. I'll just quickly shout out. I was very disappointed by the first one, so I won't see that. I have lots of potential.
Flarsky. That's what I
Ah.
heard.
Yeah, X-Men Dark Phoenix. Actually, I guess this is just called Dark Phoenix.
It is.
We've talked about this a lot because this movie was supposed to be out November 2018, so we've talked about it quite a bit. I'm just excited for this to come out and move along because I think it's gonna be pretty bad. I don't think it's gonna be underrated. I think it's just gonna be a remake of X3 done a bit better. I'm somebody that did not want Fox to be bought by Disney because I liked their other stuff, but I still want X-Men too because X-Men to me, like what they're doing in the main X-Men movies, I think Disney and Feige, I can't wait till Feige gets his hands on X-Men and see what he does. But because of these trailers went out, I'm kind of done with these. I'll be sad to lose McAvoy and Fassbender. I hope the movie's good for them as like a last hurrah, but I don't have much faith in this, and this is like one of the like rare case for a comic book movie that I feel like I'm gonna forget it when it's coming out. Like, oh right, Dark
Yeah.
Phoenix is coming out.
Right.
It's coming out in the hot of
Or
summer,
Marvel.
June, so it's coming out after Captain Marvel, after Avengers. So I feel like people could easily see it and forget about it. Yeah, we'll see. I hope it's good, but I don't have much faith in it.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. It doesn't look great. It doesn't sound like it's gonna be great based on the fact that it was supposed to be. I mean, at the time of recording this, it was supposed to be out, and we recorded this.
A
while
review
ago.
should be out now.
A review should have been. It's too bad because I really a lot of these actors playing these characters and the stories that we've seen with these characters. I'm a big fan of what we've seen so far. X-Men Apocalypse was a bit of a letdown, but still a decent movie in its own right. And then the two before that, I always forget the subtitles of them, but I
Days
really
of Future Past and First Class.
that's what they are. I love those movies. Really good. So yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, hopefully, maybe this movie will surprise us, but there's not a lot of signs pointing towards that fact. So
They said science.
He did.
That
Did you
too.
say science?
There's not science.
He
pointing
did say
to
science.
yeah.
Were you trying to say science?
The
Yeah,
science
I
is
hope
there.
they use the scientific method to craft the perfect.
But the thing
movie.
is, the
The
science
science
is
is
go
there.
by the science. There's 2 movies that are good and one that's bad.
No, but this is why I'd still say that the last movie was rotten, and this guy's never directed a movie, and this is his first movie. I think that's enough
His
science.
very first movie. Okay, that's
He's
someone.
science.
He's
That's
produced
more
a
science
lot,
than I'm
But
aware of.
let's say like they're doing like an experiment with these X-Men movies. The first 2 good experiments. The third one, maybe they had like a broken Erlenmeyer flask, and that's why it didn't work, right? Like
Yeah,
maybe
so they
there was a
figure,
reason.
but then there's
So,
like,
like,
all right, this is the
New
issue.
flask, new movie.
There you
That's
go.
what I'm thinking.
New flask,
so
new
it's gonna
year.
Do I think this is gonna be the case?
Shut
No,
up.
I think they used that
They
same
keep
flask.
using that flask.
Yeah.
They don't know what
It's
they haven't
before.
figured it out yet.
Oh,
No.
Shouts out to Erlenmeyer.
Shout out to Bunsen Burners.
Oh, Bunsen.
Super underrated.
Shout out to
Really
Fred
underrated.
Flarsky.
My man.
I really don't have much to say about Dark Phoenix.
I'm excited to see Fassbender and Quicksilver, his son.
Yeah, I hope there's another Quicksilver scene.
I hope they actually reveal that they're father and son instead of like the last
Or
movie.
lovers.
Huge
When they're just like,
That would
hey,
be
you
a
gonna
plot
talk to your
point.
dad? And like, no, I'm just gonna leave. I spent the whole
Nah.
movie looking for him. I found him. Nah, I'm good.
Oh yeah, that was. I forgot about that. I
Yikes.
hope they bring back Olivia Munn.
Ayo.
No, she's busy with Predators.
She's busy with Predators.
June 14th, Shaft. It's a sequel to the OG Shaft with Samuel Jackson, which was a remake. I'm sure you guys have not seen it.
OG Shaft.
Check it out.
Most
Untitled Men in Black movie, which will be. They don't say it's a reboot. They say it's a spin-off. It's Chris Hemsworth. It's Tessa Thompson.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're playing the
Thor
agents.
Ragnarok. Are they bringing back Taika Waititi?
No.
Damn
I actually know who's directing it. But yeah, so they're playing the new Men in Black. I imagine why it's Untitled Men in Black because I feel like they're going to change it because there's a female in there and because of, women empowerment being a big thing. I feel like they're...
black.
Maybe don't go that route either. People in black. Maybe just Call it black. Just you know.
I think that's been better.
Or just men.
So like suits.
F. Gary Gray is directed.
Great-
Man, I
great
forgot
show.
about that.
It's
So
a good
that's
show.
really exciting. He's a great director.
Who?
F. Gary Gray. UNC.
Fuck Gary Gray.
UNC.
name, dude.
Oh, sorry. I thought he was. I
He's
thought that's
watching
what
right now.
Rebecca Ferguson, the female lead in the last two Mission Impossible, she's in there.
Oh,
Liam
my man.
Neeson is in there.
Oh,
Damn.
Kumail-
I'm still looking for Qui-Gon's wig.
Kumail Nanjiani, he's fantastic. If you've not seen The Big Sick, and I butchered his name.
Wait, that's a
And,
man?
and yeah, and the biggest thing is Emma Thompson because she was in the OG ones with Will Smith, so that shows that it is a spin-off. It's not necessarily gone. Kirkland, keep looking at the wrong times because I switch every
I
time.
know. As soon as I aim in.
He directed Friday. He directed The Italian Job. He directed the last
movie.
Fast and the Furious. There's one other really good one he did, Law Abiding Citizens, which I'm a big fan of,
I am
and
also.
Straight Outta Compton, which
yeah.
was a huge hit for him. So this could be something really good. I think this movie could be one of those. It could be a sleeper hit like a 21 Jump Street, or it could be like Ghostbusters where it comes out, it kind of bombs, people forgot about it and move on. But Chris Hemsworth, he's proven right now that he is the best Chris, and he is between Ragnarok, Infinity War, and fucking Bad Times at El Royale, which I feel is top 5 performance last year of 2018. He was phenomenal as Billy Lee. Just a great character. Love it so much. So good. He's just, and he's on the,
Get it, Dylan.
It scared me a little bit.
he's on the man crush list now. He is just,
Wow,
yeah.
you made it.
This is where we're seeing the evolution of Chris Hemsworth right now. So I'm excited. I will see this and give him money just for this, unless it's like rocking a
He's gonna
solid.
evolve into like an alien life form.
Oh yeah, unless it's rocking a solid like Aquaman 13% Rotten Tomatoes, which could be true at this point.
Underwater.
Yeah, until
That's
Men in Black
crazy.
spinoff or
That's like
Black
your
as it's
controller
being
falling
called
off
now.
the tree and it's on the
Yes.
ground.
Oh, I mean it.
I agree with what you said. How I feel like go the Ghostbuster route or the 21 Jump Street. Was it 22 Jump Street? What did you say?
24.
21. They're both
24.
21 and
22
22,
was
both hits,
also
both funny.
Don't say that. Throws me off. I'm bad at numbers.
So it's actually it's just an address. Are you bad with addresses? Address?
I'm bad at what I want to be bad at.
So can you choose to not be bad at something?
That's the
That's
optimal
awful.
strategy.
Anyways, going back to the movie. The cast looks loaded. I'm stoked.
This is for Men in Black, right?
Yeah, until
No, it's called
Black
Black.
spinoff.
We're calling it Black.
Yeah, Black.
I'm
We're
gonna
calling
call
it right now. Black.
People, yeah.
Let's just call it diversity. Diversity of the movie.
I like
We're hitting every quadrant known to man. We got the Scottish, Irish Liam Neeson.
non-binary
Yeah.
people in black.
Yeah.
I have never seen a Men in Black movie.
Wow.
You only got to see one. The sequels are not good.
Which one?
It's true.
The sequels are not as good as the first one.
No, the sequels are not good.
The
Sequels
sequels are not as good as the first.
Especially the third one as well.
Briggs, I need a third
Yeah,
opinion here.
Watch
finished
the
it.
first one.
So you agree with Travis?
Maybe not, but watch the first one.
Okay.
Just start with the first one and then you can go. from there.
Start with I'm not sure if I'm gonna rewatch them in preparation for this. I'm
You
not
mean
sure.
watch them, you know.
Hmm?
You said you've never seen them, right? So you said rewatch them.
Yeah,
but don't fudge the numbers.
You're lying.
So sorry.
If you
I know there's been a point in my life where it's been on a television and I may have watched
Like Hellboy?
Like there's a chance like Hellboy.
Can you piece the movie together?
Yeah. There is a chance I've actually seen one, like the complete movie, but it would have been so long ago that I cannot remember. So
Will Smith better record another fucking Men in Black song. I'm telling you when this comes out. I missed the day because I listened to that and Wild Wild West last week. I miss the day when movie stars record songs based on their movies that are coming out. Yeah, we look
That's
back at them
accurate.
and we're like, that's so shitty, but it's like, no, man. Like, Will Smith's saying about the Men in Black. Let's do that. Not for Avengers, but everything else. Let's do that. Like,
I can't
yo,
say
I
I'm
was at, like,
I
first
can't say I'm
Evans-
as passionate about this movement as you are.
let's do it. I want him to bring back.
It's
Will
like a
Smith
really
singing
good
in the
balance,
Aladdin
this movie,
song.
I feel.
100%. Some of the genie in the bottle. Just remake that song that I go
Oh,
lyric.
girl, I am your genie.
June 21st, the greatest fourth movie is coming out. Toy Story 4. People are wrong. These fuckers, when we've talked about before. Toy Story 3 is one of the greatest prequels of all time.
What's Toy Story?
I think it is.
Wait, did you say it's a prequel?
No, one of the threequels, one of the greatest threequels. I think it's Return of the King, and I think it's Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 does exactly what Return of the King does. It ties loose ends, gives moments to every character. It is phenomenal. It is. You look at Pixar on their sequels lately. not doing so hot. Finding Dory, Finding Incredibles 2.
I'm still looking for that.
But
I didn't know I'd have to find it at the bottom of the dumpster.
Toy Stories are the only ones that have put out sequels that have worked, and in my opinion, and the majority of the world, because we are
What
right.
about cars and planes?
No,
and
they've gone
trains?
downhill. Toy Story was great. Toy Story 2 was better, and then Toy Story 3 was even better. Toy Story 4, I don't know. Toy Story 3 left on such a high bar. That movie crushed me. It broke me. It's one of the most emotional movies ever. I cannot wait.
I don't think I've ever heard the sentence
the
that
thing
left
is,
on such a high bar.
What?
That's kind of strange.
It was
Well,
left
the
on a
thing is
high
that-
bar. We left on a high bar.
No, like it makes sense,
This
but I've
makes
never
sense.
heard anyone say like that.
Well, you heard it
series
now.
I feel
before.
like with such a strong
Watch the
finish
table,
in-
Briggs.
I feel like the glove's there. It's
I guarantee you want to bet at 2:14. I see a spike in the audio. of your
This
hand.
mic will pick up anything.
Yeah.
And anything.
all right.
Okay, what's your point? About
But with it ending on such a high note with Toy Story 3, are you not worried at all about Toy Story 4?
100%.
I feel like I caught your tape.
But the only way I can try to attribute that is it's the same way after Captain America Civil War and then Avengers Infinity War. I keep going, I don't think they can do it, but they keep topping themselves for me, so I hope both. I don't know how I
Is
can
Feige
trust
making
this.
this
Yeah,
that's the
I don't
same.
know how I can trust
The
this, but
missing
both Tim Allen and Tom Hanks said
That's
the
no, that comes out
ending is very emotional and they couldn't read and stuff like that. So I'm very excited. Toy Story 4 is, as far as like franchises, it's probably behind, not counting wrestling, it'd be like comic books, Star Wars, probably Toy Story. I love Toy Story, as you can see if you're on the video. These are the life. They always say I'm wrong, but it's not. It's from Disney. These are what Woody and Buzz would actually look like in real life. It has their real life measurements.
Those
and-
are the 1-to-1 sizes.
yeah, what they in the movie.
I always
was-
thought they were smaller.
that's what people say, but no, this is what they actually look
like
like.
full length Woody right there.
Toy Story, Buzz. Toy Story. What's the next one? Too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Toy Story means the world to me. Yeah, I love this franchise. I love these characters. I watch the trilogy at least once a year, and yeah, I can't wait.
Wow,
Toy Story
that's
4.
impressive.
This has lots of high expectations for me. I'm going the same way I went with like Black Panther, Logan. Like this has to at least be a 9.5. It has to at least match 3. I don't need to be better than 3, but it has to be on that quality. So. Yeah, I can't wait.
Toy Story is another one of those series that is left in my childhood. I have not seen it since. It's been a long time. I don't think I've ever seen the third. I would be totally down for
I'd be
retro
down for
because
retro.
those are ones I actually want to rewatch. Dumbo, I don't really care. I really want to rewatch Toy Story because that was my favorite when I was a wee lad. I have seen the second one. I have not seen the third one, 100%. So that will be a first time watch for me.
Boy, am I glad to see you.
Boy,
I
I can't go there for you. I'm out of man.
Toy Story 4.
I'm excited for it. I mean, obviously 3 left on such a high note, but
A high
I
bar.
can't be worried. No, it's a high note. It's I can't be worried about it.
I can't be
I
worried
can't.
about
It would be too detrimental to my well-being.
Sorry.
So for me, I'm super excited for it. Toy Story is one of those movies I've only seen all 3 once, but I mean they're just so strong, such an emotional impact, and I loved 3. I was just bawling as a growing teenager. So I mean,
Balling.
take that as you will.
That's a
Balling
growing
out.
teenager. That's where I got. I growing in mid-movie. Pinocchio's nose, his body was
I
expanding.
experienced a growth spurt while watching this movie.
I got out and my shoes didn't fit anymore.
I had growing pains in my thighs.
Lost all my teeth. Kirkland, Toy Story 4.
Yeah,
Kirkland's like,
I'm
his
really
energy's
excited.
just gone down. It's like,
My buzz is going down.
Oh,
um,
underrated pun.
Yeah,
unknown.
I'm excited.
We lost points today.
I must do a retro for this.
I must.
I
This
must.
is mandatory.
Come with me if you want to live.
I was not the biggest fan of the third movie. Not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck you! You and Jessica, I think Taylor too. What the fuck's wrong with you guys? You guys have no heart.
Taylor.
You have no heart. Well, because they
Well, I
always.
think that's why I didn't like it as much. Because it.
I don't have a heart.
It reminded me of a robot.
I can understand.
Well, no, it didn't make me as happy as the first movie did.
But that was the
It wasn't
point. It's a
supposed to
movie
make you
about.
happy,
It's
it's
a movie
sad.
about
So-
letting go of your
If
childhood.
you would let me finish, that's why I didn't like it as much as the other ones.
Okay.
I
You
said
don't like
I was
sad
not a
movies?
fan.
You don't want to grow up.
That's true.
I don't either.
Fuckers.
we're in June right now. You're
I'm
losing
going on. I'm
halfway
playing.
through.
I'm playing with Lego. Fuck everything.
July. Here we go. July 5th.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
You skipped my birthday, July 4th. Come on, man.
July 4th, Dylan's birthday.
Birthday.
July 5th, Spider-Man, Far From Home. Boy, Mysterio is gonna be this fucking movie, and I'm so excited.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
And at this
Finally.
point in our timeline, I feel like we're on Flash. In our timeline, we haven't seen a trailer, but we've seen the on-set costume, and we've heard confirmed from merchandising that he is gonna have the
There's
fishbowl.
the bowl.
Yeah, the fishbowl, and I'm very excited because I was very disappointed by Shocker's look. So the fact that we're going all out, we got the eye cape
He looks
holder.
great,
yeah.
He looks great. The armor.
He's
the
got
armor.
like the hollow cubes.
And it's
Oh, yeah.
fucking, even though Dylan got 2 points for it, which is a piss off, it's
points.
Jake Gyllenhaal, he's breaking his comic book cherry. Spider-Man Homecoming, I was a little disappointed, but still good movie. I'm hoping this can take it to the nth level. I'm loving the new suits he has going on. He has like some kind of like noir one where he has goggles and he has the
Sweet.
black and red one. I like that because we've seen 3, like we saw the Raimi ones and the Garfield ones, like just with the red and blue. Let's change it up. Like why not? You know. So I like that we're doing that. Especially we just played Spider-Man 4, so I'm hype on unlocking all these new suits. So I saw he has like 3 new suits. Give me all the fucking suits in this movie. The most thing, which this could be a non-point now for you guys, but the thing I am interested to see is how they market this, because this is 2 months after Infinity War, and in that movie he's dead. So like, do we get a Spider-Man trailer before that movie or what? I'm not sure.
Captain
Because
Marvel. I don't know. They would.
What if it's like exclusive to Avengers? You have to see Avengers just to get.
but
a
that's
trailer
still
for this
before
movie.
Avengers, right? So that would spoil what happens in Avengers 4.
It'll
Like,
be post-credit scene. You get the trailer.
Well, I mean, the fact that the
Spider-Man.
movie exists spoils.
well, I know, but like for my mom, doesn't for us we know that, but our parents, they might think Spider-Man's actually dead, right? Like, man, how would they bring him back? If
That's
they see
too,
a trailer,
that's too bold.
if they see a
not even Disney has the cojones to kill
The
off
cojones.
yeah, but
Cojones.
But I still think they like to play with that. I think the best route for the first trailer is a villain-centric trailer about just Mysterio, and you could even talk about maybe Mysterio spread out while
You
Spider-Man
can
was
do that with
gone.
Jake Gyllenhaal for sure.
100%. And you got the other side characters, but either way, I'm very excited for this. Please don't let me down against Spider-Man. I really like Homecoming. I was expecting maybe a top 5 Marvel for me. It didn't make my top 10. But and Michael Keaton's come back as Vulture, so
Cool.
I'm really excited for this. But give me
Sinister Six.
Mysterio. Give me fucking Mysterio.
Let's bring Kingpin in too.
It's
Let's do it.
Insidious 6. Oh, give me Fitzgerald Hoffman, but can't wait for the fishbowl. And that means they're gonna start making Halloween costumes. And you know what I'm being for Halloween next year.
Fishbowl man.
Man, Bowl Man.
Tyler Briggs growing in the theater. That's what I'm gonna be.
Yeah. You got the hair for it.
What movie is this for?
Spider-Man Far From Home. Go.
He's growing.
Oh no, he was growing in Toy Story 3. He's gonna grow again in Spider-Man
A
Far
lot
From
of
Home, but that's something
expansion.
else.
A lot of expansion.
Some bowls are gonna be. Ooh.
I've spent a lot of time on this podcast talking about Spider-Man. We've retroed all of the
Man,
movies.
Spider.
We've retroed almost all of the
At this
episodes.
point, we'll
At
go
this
check
point,
it out.
Timeline will hopefully be done.
We will check it
Uh,
out. The animated series 1994 we
you know,
reviewed
just-
every episode.
Just played the game as well. Like, I'm high on Spider-Man most of the time, so I'm
need
super
that.
excited for this. Jake Gyllenhaal obviously has been my 2-year Comic-Con or comic book cast pick.
Yep.
Where was he gonna be? He ended up being Mysterio, a character that I love. He's got the full costume. I'm so excited. Vulture's coming back. I didn't know that until right now. Maybe I did. Maybe I forgot. But that's also exciting for me because I think that character. There's a couple disappointments with the ending of Vulture in Homecoming. So I'm excited to see whatever they do with him coming back, even if it's just a small role. So this
Plus-
is gonna be good.
Plus, first ever Spider-Man movie where we'll have Aunt May knowing Spider-Man is Peter Parker.
That's true.
So that's a fun dynamic to play with too.
That'll
So.
be fun.
yeah.
That'll be fun. And Aunt May, pretty spicy. So that helps too. So. That's one of the
Definitely
weaknesses.
above mild spice.
Old
on
Spice.
Above.
No, that'd be a bomb.
Above mild
Old
spice.
Spice.
When I think of
Look
Old
at me,
Spice,
look
I think
at
of
you, look at me.
When I think of Old
Spider-Man.
Spice, I think of men.
Like when you go to a restaurant and they ask you what spice level you want, it's
Until it
up
says
there.
Old Spice.
I say Aunt May, and they're like, what?
Oh yeah, we don't have that.
We got
That's too
fish
hot
oil.
for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd kill you.
Yikes.
Damn you erect. Kill me.
I'm-
Damn you rectum.
What?
I screwed it
I'm very excited for this movie.
Rectum. Damn it. Kill me.
Rectum jokes.
All there was erect.
Spidey is just such a fresh take on. It's just such a fresh angle of what Marvel's been putting out for their movies. I don't know where I place Homecoming. I haven't placed it yet in my list of Marvel movies, but
We're gonna make it right
It's-
now.
it's right in the.
10 seconds, go. 8, 7.
Unknown or underrated?
Underrated. I can throw it underrated.
Okay.
Overrated.
But I think it was a really good movie. I love
agree.
the more not childish, but like the more. There's so much more heart to it. I feel than you might get in other movies, just because it's kids doing things as kids with their child emotions. You know, they're not fully developed.
Oh no! Oh no! We should cancel this for part 2. We're done, guys.
No, you're done. You're done.
Okay, I'm done. It's gonna be a good movie.
Yeah,
There you
it's
go.
on the calendar.
It's on the calendar, and the title's not even right. That's how good it is.
Kirkland, FFH. Spider-Man, what do you think about it?
Spidey.
We're starting off the year up hot. This is a great,
Spidey,
this
far
is a
from
great
home.
cast. And thank God it's only 4 of us, because fuck, we're at almost 2 hours and half an hour. We still got the summer and the fall to go.
Almost
so
2
we're-
hours.
We're 2.5 hours.
That's what I call a Patreon special right there.
Yeah, you're getting your
You want
dollars
some
worth
TV?
right now.
We got you covered.
Yeah. We can almost divide this into 2 episodes, and I might. I'm not even fucking lying. For the non-Patreon. Patreon, you get it all.
All of them.
Get the full
One
spicy anime episode.
with no edits.
Not a single edit.
No, we're editing it. You're gonna miss all of January and February.
And when we were talking about one movie in particular.
I am very ready for this movie. Spider-Man's my favorite superhero of all time. I don't
Would you
know-
say
I
you're
don't
too
know why-
ready?
I
Because
don't know
it's
why
like
I'm stuttering
pretty
there.
far away right now.
Sorry, what did you say?
Anyway, go on.
You trying to make a pun? In my presence?
I didn't.
No pun.
I didn't. It couldn't
There
be
is
nice.
no pun in
Far
sight.
away. Don't you go home?
I don't know,
Where are you from?
I'm one of those people that does not believe Spider-Man Homecoming is overrated.
I think it is.
Congratulations.
I was gonna make more, but
I was gonna let you go too. I gave you.
I think for me, as a Twitter user,
Oh, as a Twitter
no,
user,
I'm the worst
okay.
people.
Twitter is very credible.
no, I feel that I see Spider-Man Homecoming shout out in a lot of people's top 5 for the MCU, and that's why I think it's overrated.
I have not been hurt hearing those people.
Is that guy named Tom Holland by chance?
Yeah, he thinks it's 1, 2, 3, and 5, not 4.
Oh.
4 is Thor: Dark World.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, but I don't. But I do want you guys, because me, Taylor, and Dylan made our rankings. These guys should do their rankings before Avengers: Infinity War. I don't know, or Infinity War
Marvel
2. But
movies?
yeah, but that's where for me. I don't think it's top 5. That's really for me. I don't think it's. If you throw in top 10, I'll give you that. Top 5 of the MCU movies.
I'd have to look at the spectrum.
Yeah, I just don't think it's in there since we've had Black Panther, Infinity War, Civil War, Winter Soldier, like Iron Man, like you know. That's what I mean. That's,
Yeah, it's not top 5 for me. I can jump on that.
I would have to speculate.
I have to speculate. Come back.
We're
to-
talking
That's for another
spoilers.
cast.
Come back in May. We'll probably do that.
I don't want to
so.
stretch this out any longer, but yeah, I'm really excited. There's so many things I'm excited for going to this movie: the suits, the Vulture, the Mysterio Bull Man.
Yes.
I'm pumped, man. Let's
I
get
mean,
it
Jake Gyllenhaal is just a wonderful human being.
going. He is a wonderful human.
I mean, I don't actually know him.
Well, actually,
He's got a good beard game too.
Fans complain about it a lot. He doesn't sign stuff apparently. Apparently,
I
he's
feel like
the
that. I feel like
fans.
you don't need to
Fuck
sign
the
things.
fans, exactly.
I
Watch
don't
his
sign
movies.
things.
Let him
Fuck
live
fans.
his life.
Yeah, come on.
July 12th. There's 2 movies coming out. That 17 Bridges and Stupor. So whatever, Stubber.
I was a big fan of 16 Bridges, but I'm not.
You know, the 17th is just one too
It
much.
ended on the high
Yeah.
bridge. We didn't need another one.
It's like one of those things where you have like 17 different rivers, or no, 16 different rivers and 16 bridges,
Exactly.
and then they just make a 17th bridge on right beside another bridge
Yeah.
where they don't need it.
And then they sink it into the Okanagan Lake.
Friday, July
Yikes.
19th. The Lion King, the live action kind of CG adaptation. Jon Favreau, who directed Iron Man, directed what's his name? Who directed Jungle Book. He's doing this, and he's directing The Mandalorian, or he's showrunning it. Stack cast: Don Glover, Chiwetel Ejiofor,
yeah.
James Earl Jones is coming back, Seth Rogen, Keegan Michael Key, Alfred Woody, Beyonce, John Oliver, and Hans
That's
Zimmer
wild.
and Ellen John are coming back. We've not seen a trailer in our timeline, but I think I loved Jungle Book. Lion King is easily top 5 for me. I'm expecting good things from this. Jon Favreau's putting out lots of quality. He's one of the guys that kicked off the MCU. You know, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have it. So I'm expecting it to at least be good. So yeah.
Travis, another editing magic for you. I want you to go back to what I said about Aladdin. Replace every time I said Dumbo with the word Aladdin, and now replace every time I said Aladdin with the word Lion King. And you'll know how I feel about this movie.
You gotta give him a quick
Yeah,
Lion King.
come on, quick. Nice and clean.
The Lion King.
You know what I'm gonna do, though?
can't go that way.
I'm gonna end them out of order somewhere else about Aladdin. He's talking about the Lion King. Lion King. Go.
Lion King is another one of those movies where I watched as a child and it was good, but I have not seen it since.
Okay.
Honestly, as a child, I don't think it was. I might have been too young for it though. Like it's been a
Underrated.
long time.
You're really
since
scared
I've
of
seen that.
hyenas.
There's hyenas! Oh shit, but there's the hyenas!
Oh shit.
So, but that
Do
cast
Foggy?
sounds absolutely stacked, and I will probably see the original Lion King before this movie comes out.
Cool.
Check out Lion
Probably.
King
I'm
on
not
that
gonna
as
100% commit to that because you never know.
Yeah.
But
I'll be busy watching
that
Avengers.
I'm happy
that
with it.
cast sounds amazing, and I mean Hans Zimmer. Great
Hans.
Hans
They're
Zimmer.
angry.
Only because you made it that way.
Lion King?
Lion King, that is probably, like, in the handful, one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I don't want to say my favorite Disney movie of all time, because I gotta look at the grand spectrum, you know?
There's a lot of.
You can only contain so many
I have little
in a
hands.
handful. I get it.
Easily top 3 Disney movie of all time.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
Possible
definitely
2,
in the
possible 1.
Wow.
Seriously, like,
Wow.
that movie, that
Front runner.
like made me cry at a time where I was too young to realize that like emotional connections in movies of like when
That's
when
bold.
Simba's dad gets murdered and he's going to look for him. It's just like fuck you. First of all, spoilers. This movie came out 25,000 years ago.
25,000 years ago.
Gold.
On the
At the
printing
time of
press.
this hearing,
Yeah. We're releasing this. They're gonna release this episode when we're dead.
I had very high expectations for this movie.
Yeah, we're all dead now.
It's a
Is that the
huge stacked cast. I'm a huge Donald Glover fan. I think this movie is going to be a 9.5 or more from me.
Whoa.
Wow.
If it's not, I'm gonna be mad.
July 26th, Quentin Tarantino's 9th penultimate film, and then one more he's done.
Ew.
I don't believe
Any time you can use the word penultimate, you do. You don't even think about
penultimate.
it.
You say penultimate in bed? Oof, hard as a rock. Once upon a time in Hollywood, this cast is stacked, but I just gotta say 2 names for you. Ham and cheese. No, Brad?
That was random.
Those
Don't
are
even
French.
go back.
Shut up! I didn't think it through because I had to go to IMDb to get the full cast. But really, to start us off, Brad Pitt and Leo, first time working together, just that combination alone is fantastic. Obviously, I think Leo's best role ever in Calvin Candy and Glorious Bastards. He sure won an Oscar for that. And did I say?
You said Leo. It's Brad Pitt and
Yeah. Make it swap. Brad Pitt was great in Glorious Bastards, not his best role ever. In Django Unchained, that is Leo's best role ever. To put these two together as, I don't even know which one is which. I'm pretty sure Leo's the actor. It's a faded TV actor and a stunt double embark on Aussie to make a name for themselves in the film industry during the Helter Skelter reign of terror in the 1969s in Los Angeles. So I just think, you think about just that alone. You didn't even need anyone else. You put those two in a scene together, sitting down with Tarantino dialogue. That movie is going to be great. But then the rest of the cast you got going on here.
Oh, I'm getting
Let me
chills
go.
just thinking.
Margot Robbie, she's playing Sharon Tate. My God.
Hell yeah.
Margot Robbie. Kurt Russell.
Oh.
First time ever, Al Pacino and Tarantino are together. Dakota Fanning. Timothy Olyphant, who's Timothy Olyphant is fantastic. Lena Dunham. James Marsden, the OG Cyclops.
Hell yeah.
Tim Roth from Hateful Eight, Reservoir
Oh
Dogs.
my man.
And I don't know his name because it's not on the list here, but someone is playing, Bruce Dern is in this as well, but then someone is playing Charles Manson in this movie. And that's the other thing, like they said, Charles Manson is kind of the background. I think it's going to be very similar to how Hitler was in Glorious Bastards, where he's around, he's not a main focal point, you might get a scene or two. And I could say there's some people I've brought good criticism of with Sharon Tate, because obviously she was married to Roman Polanski. She was pregnant when she was murdered. It was a big thing of Charles Manson, and some people do worry with Tarantino's humor that could kind of be made as far as a joke. So, you know, I could see it could happen. I understand people's their what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
I don't know, honestly.
Yeah,
You have to set aside words.
Their reservations going in this movie, like they don't want a very serious issue of a woman and a child being murdered to be made fun of. And I could see that, but I think I trust Tarantino enough. But plus, also, I like Tarantino enough where I feel like even like Hitler just getting like machine gun in the face for 5 minutes. Like I think it could be that sort of way where Charles Manson. It could be a history, but not a real history. I'm not sure. I'm just excited, and I'm excited. Tarantino's not doing another fucking western. I really enjoy A Hateful Eight, but I don't need any more Tarantino westerns. If he is actually only making 2 movies, I want this one, and then I legit want a movie of him doing something in the present day. I don't think he's gonna do that, but I would love to see Tarantino doing something with today, or something in the mafia mob. Maybe, but if it's his last one, I want like Pulp Fiction, mafia, mob sort of things again. But
Sure.
this movie is, it's the definition of stacked. This could disappoint big time, easily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a massive Tarantino fan, especially everything, like all of his recent movies are just consistently fantastic. I don't love Kill Bill 1 or 2,
Yeah, I'm with you.
and
Wow.
I've only seen
I
Reservoir
gotta
Dogs once. Didn't love it. I like some parts.
What?
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs?
Dude,
That
That's
one
his 3rd best film of all time.
for me it was a lot lower than that. I would put it.
Whoa!
I put it above Kill Bill
shit.
for sure, but
Yeah,
I put
listen
it
to the
under.
soundtrack this week for that film. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, I don't think it's like bad by any means, but I think it's below Hateful Eight, below Inglourious Bastards, Django, Pulp Fiction.
That's like, I feel like that's not saying
That's to say the
I
quality of
think it is.
Tarantino, right?
Yeah.
Like Tarantino's quality.
Well, I
is
guess
very high.
I think Reservoir is definitely the.
I've only seen it once, so maybe on a rewatch maybe that would change for sure.
Yeah.
But even Death Proof, I love that movie as well. It's fucking hilarious. So I'm very excited. Like timeline wise, I listen to a lot of music from that time era, so I'm curious to see what kind of music is in this movie as well. That'll be interesting. But yeah, this like between the cast and the era, I'm super excited for this movie. This will probably be my number 1 most anticipated movie of the year.
Wow.
As a spoiler for what I'll say in 10 minutes or whatever we get there.
Probably like 5 hours.
Yeah.
At this rate.
Wow, over the Avengers 4, I'm surprised.
Those two are like it's hard to decide because they're different levels, right?
Yeah.
The different levels. Tyler Briggs or Kirkland Patzer.
I love Tarantino, and it's gonna be great. Stacked, like super stacked.
Put it in his calendar, so you know
It's already in my calendar. It was in my calendar before the cast.
Whoa.
And you actually gave it its
that-
proper name.
that's
That's
a-
respect you.
That's a
No
while.
brackets
I just
here.
put it in the calendar.
I'm surprised you don't have the casting crew in there.
I should, but I'm not going
Put
to.
the
do
lead gaffer. Put the best boy in there.
Pacino.
I will
God.
not.
Wow.
Pacino.
But no, I'm super excited for it. Tarantino is always just blowing me on my seat,
Oh.
and I love
Gotta love a good
I love
blow
everything.
on the
I love
seat.
everything he does with movies. So yeah, I can't really add on to what you guys said.
Yeah, it's hard for me to add on because I love Tarantino. I disagree with you guys on Kill Bill. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Cool.
Wow.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one's
Yeah.
for sure better than.
I like And, the first one a lot more. O'Brien is
Yeah.
a great character.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what more to say about this one. I'm
There-
super excited.
When's the last time you've seen Kill Bill? I'm curious.
Oh boy, he's pulling that card.
I'm just curious.
My favorite when people do that, I'm like, last month, bitch. Because I watch movies.
I would never put that on you because I don't know where you just have like you have like two like consciousness. One is like always watching a movie, and then one is just a guy living his life.
I just don't sleep.
Who also watches movies a lot.
Yeah, so some of those two movies.
I want to say around 6 years ago.
Okay,
That's
not
been a
so
while.
bad.
I'm expired.
So before
I
you
need to watch it.
started reviewing movies,
I will say that we talked about a lot of things we may or may not do. A Tarantino retro we're 100% doing next
Yeah.
year. So look out for that. That is really
for that. What are you doing?
Fucking up my hotel.
Next year
Next year
or
or 2019.
where do they got get bolts and screws from?
Next year or 2019, because people are watching this in 2019.
Good. No, 2020 we're doing it after the movie. No. Well, who knows? Talking about movies, not knowing when they're going to come out. We're jumping into August. August 2nd, New Mutants, a movie that got delayed by 2 years. So finally coming to August. Who knows? This movie was, again, the same thing, supposed to be out like last March or something, last spring. So crazy. From that first trailer I saw, I'm excited, but a 2-year delay is very questionable. So we'll see.
Was this the one with the schoolhouse and horror
Yeah.
vibes? Wow, That's still not out.
It was supposed to be out this March.
Yeah.
Or
I feel like
2018
it's
March.
supposed to be out. Yeah, no, I honestly forgot about that movie because it's been so long. Right on. I'm excited for it.
I thought the trailer was fantastic. There was a lot of Pink Floyd The Wall vibes in there. Obviously the song, but then there was like multiple shots that were kind of referencing the album as well. So I thought that was really interesting, and I thought it was a fantastic trailer. Obviously, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that has to make you wonder whether or not this movie will be a flop.
There's a chance that I feel like this movie might not even come out in theaters because Disney will own it. I think they'll put it out, but it could come out on some streaming service. They could sell it to a
Disney
Netflix,
Plus.
something like that. No, they're not putting New Mutants on Disney Plus.
Interesting.
They could sell. They own the majority of Hulu now as well. So I feel like this might not even see theaters. We'll see it, but I think it could happen with Mowgli, that Jungle Book movie, where it was coming out, sold to Netflix. I think something like that could happen because it's
Okay.
yeah.
Fine.
You didn't see a trailer, I'm guessing.
No, I don't want to waste my breath on that.
Fair enough. I don't need to waste my
Regret.
breath on this, but August 2nd, Dora Explorer's coming out, so good for you people.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not in the
You
calendar.
did it. You did it, family.
That one, Dora was before when we were children, I think. So we didn't watch
Before.
Before,
Like, it was after we were
wow,
children.
before
Sorry.
you're young.
that. I'm a time traveler.
Hobbs and Shaw, I am very, very excited for this. I don't have Kyle here with me,
Wow.
but we're big Fast and Furious fans. I hate cars, but I love those movies because they're got the Riverdale effect where sometimes they're so bad they're so good. But the last movie, The Rock and Jason Statham, their like buddy duo, cop buddy moments in the movie were the best. And it's one of those moments where everyone was like, man, they should make a movie. And then Universal's like, guess what? We're going to fucking make that movie. They listened to the fans and it was like, no, they're not going to do it. And they're making it. I cannot wait. It's going to be Jason Statham and The Rock for 2 hours in an action movie. Bringing on the rest of the cast.
That's going in.
Yeah, the rest that's August 2nd. The rest of the cast looks great as well. I think her name is like Elizabeth Decker or something. She's that girl that was in Mission Impossible. Tyler, remember who she played, like the Widow or the White Widow? Remember that girl? Just the British girl from the last
dude.
one.
Oh.
Yeah, she like
Oh.
she when Tom Cruise was undercover and he was talking to that mob lady who like ran the family organization. Anyway, she's in it. She's playing. Yeah, she's playing Jason Statham's sister, who The Rock likes. So that's gonna be like a fun back and forth. So I'm just pumped.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love body cop movies that are
Body what?
Body cop.
Oh, I think
I
you
said
said
body.
body cuts.
I said,
You know, love
I
song.
said body cop, but buddy cop movies just like untapped potential there.
Yeah.
And Rock
Untapped potential. Don't you feel like it's been like done a
tapped.
lot?
It's
It's
like
been
too
tapped
much.
hard.
Rush
Yeah, but
Hour.
like not tapped
Bad
properly.
Boys.
Not
Bad
tapped
Boys.
properly.
What the
Yeah.
fuck is? Why am I forgetting Donald Glover and Mel Gibson? Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon.
Thor Ragnarok.
1, 2, and 3. They also made a 4th.
Not good.
I've heard.
According to
You guys got anything to say on Hobbs?
Yes.
You guys got anything to say on Hobbs and Shaw?
Negative.
Probably won't see it.
I've never seen a.
I will
Fast
see
movie.
this, but potentially not in theaters.
I've dipped out of the last handful.
Also, Rock and
Fast
Statham
Furious
are
movies.
great guys.
Rock
I
and
appreciate
Statham.
Rock and Statham.
August 9th, I understand this is a book or something, Artemis Fowl.
I think I've read that as a
Yeah.
child.
I read
Not
one
seen this, not
of
seen
those
this.
books, but I didn't follow up on the whole series.
I'll see the kid who is the king before I see this.
Really?
Wow.
Why would you throw it under the bus that hard?
I don't know, it just sounds like bad.
It was like, it's kind of interesting.
It has John Cena in it. It's starring John Cena and Josh Gad's in it, my man.
Yo, John Cena is Artemis Fowl.
Judy Dench, classic.
No, it's also MI6.
Who else is in this?
Oh dear.
Kirkland's never going home.
A lot of people I don't know.
We're skipping August 16th.
Yo, Lawrence Kinlan, my man. I'm not,
Yeah, let's skip it.
Here's a quick rundown for you. Angry Birds movie 2. You know, I'm not reading the Good Boys out now.
That is one of the
Good
worst
Boys.
movie titles of all time.
Good
The Angry
Boys.
Birds movie 2.
Good Boys, a group of young boys on the cusp of becoming teenagers, so Briggs and Toy Story 3 embarks on an epic quest in San Fernando Valley
Untapped potential.
to fix their broken home. Oh, to fix their broken toy before their parents get home. What the fuck is... Oh, this has to be an animated movie, right? Kissing Party Girl. Good job for you, Vanessa Pursues.
Second name on the cast list.
Yeah, Vanessa Pizzana. Kissing Party Girl. Good for you, Vanessa. Jacob
Maybe it's
Tremblay.
her first role.
The
And she had to work really hard for that
The
one.
kid from
She loves to
Room,
work.
the kid from Room and the Predator, Jacob Trembley's in it, so that movie sounds great. And play mobile, What
like-
the fuck is
it's like
this?
toys.
Animated
That was like,
film.
they had like
adventure
toy
park?
like gas
Okay.
stations and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was their niche, you know.
Great. Do they even
Like,
have
we're
a-
going after the trains?
Do they even have a star? Oh, they got
Slice of
Anna Taylor.
life.
Anna Taylor-Joy, Megan Trainor, Jeff Gaffigan, Adam Lambert, Dan Radcliffe.
Adam Lambert.
Yeah.
I haven't heard his name in years since he was
Well,
on,
he's
like,
playing
America's
Emperor
Got Talent or
Maximus.
something.
Yeah, so there you go.
Emperor
August 16th, just a fucking shithole. Here we go, some
I don't
big,
think we'll be at the theater though.
So-
August 16th is not on the calendar. I'm just
Some-
erasing the date.
some big guns. Kyle and Kirkland will watch this movie before, and we'll do a commentary track before it. Chapter 2! It, the biggest horror movie of all time, legit money-wise. I'm very excited for this. Lots of people, the books and the TV shows always say the kids' the most exciting part. I always disagree. I like the adult part better because I like the idea of them, like this fear and this person that haunt them as kids coming back after them, seeing their lives. They forget everything. So I'm very excited. They got some good casting in there. Bill Hader as Richie. Oh man, just
That's
pitch
gonna be fun.
perfect casting. I cannot wait for this. This is the same thing as Us, or same thing as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, though. I feel like it has a chance to disappoint because it'll be a lot
Other
of
than
hype.
Bill Hader, it's pretty unknown people, isn't it?
Jessica Chastain, Academy Award winner.
I feel like people can be Academy Award winners and still be fairly unknown.
Fair enough, but I don't think she is. She's also the villain in Dark Phoenix. There's one more because there's three because they
That was
did
bold claim by Tyler Briggs today.
underrated. They got 3 stars and 3 unknowns. There's one more star in there, I thought.
Okay.
James McAvoy. He's playing Bill.
Okay, cool.
Billy boy. Billy boy.
That's
I feel like he could do a really good job with that.
Yeah. So and all the kids are coming back too for flashback scenes. So yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of hype, but I'm excited for that movie. I hope they do better CG than the TV show with the spider.
Me too.
I just want to see that flashback scene of them riding on the bike through the
And
park.
when they look back,
And they don't even see anything
Yeah.
when they look back.
Yeah, chapter 1 was fantastic. I'm very excited for this movie. You mentioned the cast. I'm even more excited. Let's go. I'm excited.
I'm not excited to see it first.
You will be before this comes out. We're doing a commentary track for sure.
I think it'll be good enough that even though you'll be scared out of your boots, you'll be like, damn, that's a good movie.
Scared out of your
It is. That's the thing. You're scared out of your boots.
I like scary
boots
movies.
are across
I
the
just-
room,
I just
and he was like,
need
"Damn, that's a good
It
movie."
might mess me up for a few days, but
It messed me up for at least a week.
well, fuck.
Honestly,
I'm terrified.
literally last night I was in my little basement there, and all the lights were off, and I started seeing like Pennywise in the shadows.
You should go to the top and check that out.
That still happens to me, and it's a great movie, and I'd love to watch it
You should
again.
get that checked out.
Yeah, seriously.
Really?
Yeah, if you're legit seeing Pennywise.
I didn't like it. Like my mind was like, what if Pennywise is in that dark corner?
How stoned were you?
I didn't actually. I was perfectly sober. But it was
early
early in
stoned.
Friday, September 13th, Spies in Disguise, some animated movie with Will Smith and Tom Holland. Cool. Hopefully it's good.
Will Smith and Tom Holland.
Animated though.
I'm digging
I like
it.
it.
Is that 30th?
I know.
30th?
No, 13th. September 20th.
Oh,
The
September.
Kitchen. Don't know what that is.
That's one of my
and
favorite parts of it.
You're just zipping past this movie. I'm really interested in.
What's
Tom
your favorite
Holland.
part of that?
What's the name?
It's one of my
my
Spies in
favorites,
Disguise.
Nice.
I like a living room. I think a living room is classic. Bathroom's underrated for sure.
Bathroom
Four breaks. When
Honestly,
the
I
world's
don't live without
Foyer unknown.
Here you go. When the world's best spies turn into a pigeon, you must rely
Oh yeah.
Yes!
Hello.
He must
That's
rely
what I
on
wanna
his nerdy tech officer to save the world. Okay. That's
So
fine.
one's a pigeon and he's in disguise, and the other one's the nerdy type.
I bet Will
officer.
Smith is the pigeon and Tom Holland's the young upstart, so.
That's what I want. That's what I want in my life. I want a pigeon.
And you know what,
talking to Tom
Dylan?
Holland.
Just because you fucking did this, I'm gonna look up see what The Kitchen is. But also coming out
Sounds like a horror movie.
September 20th is Downton Abbey, the movie. I guess
What?
it's a
It's the
movie.
life.
So
Downton Abbey.
there you go.
I heard as a show.
Oh right, The Kitchen. Okay, it's actually a DC Comics movie, but it's not. It's just like it's no superhero. It's just the one they put out. The Wives of New York Gangsters in Hell's Kitchen.
Wait, you need to wait. What?
Well, it's something like like the movie 300.
With the guys.
Yeah, like that's DC, but it's not in the superhero world.
I
DC
see.
put out. The wives of New York gangsters in Hell's Kitchens in 1970s continue to operate their husbands' rackets after they're locked up in prison. I'm
pretty
excited. It's
interesting.
Tiffany
That sounds
Haddish,
like
Melissa
a bit of-
I'm
McCarthy,
throwing in that.
Elizabeth Moss, and then Donald Gleason, who I absolutely love.
Now, was that the 20th or the 13th?
That's the 20th. He's
Oh, okay, good, I
Hux
can
from
see that.
Force Awakens.
So it is on the same day as Spies.
Hux is not his greatest work, but everyone go watch About Time.
Is
because
that-
About Time is phenomenal.
Hux is the guy from Ex Machina, right?
Yes, exactly. Donald Gleason's fantastic.
Nice.
September 27th, Abdominal and the Hunt. Do you guys need to know what?
There's a movie called The Hunt that I just googled. It came out in 2012, but it
Mads
had Mads Mikkelsen.
It's a foreign film, but it's really, really good. It's one of his best works. It's he's a teacher and he's falsely accused of being like a pedophile. And
Is he coming back in this one?
I don't think so.
It's just a remake of the 2012.
With him. Well, they've done
It's set in a dystopian world where women kill off men in the name of equality. 5 female hunters must choose between loyalty
I feel like
or
that's-
Also, it's a biography.
Here's the thing though.
It's a documentary.
It's interesting that they called it a dystopian world because I feel like there's gonna be some backlash on that.
Oh, and then
It's such a fitting movie for this time in it.
Abominable. Abominable.
There's no D.
Oh shit! Abominable. A magic
you know, like
Yeti.
the snowman.
This is a magic Yeti must return to his family.
Say that one more time.
Sorry. It's a magical Yeti must return to his family.
Alright,
Abominable.
please don't
September
do that.
27th.
That sounds like an abomination.
Okay, we got the last
I'm not
3
getting
months.
that.
Here we go. October 4th.
Here we go.
Let's get the big one. The Woman in the Window. Just for fun. Let's see what the fuck
The
this
window.
is. We're saving the big one last year. But,
Which one is this?
the Woman in the
Gemini
Window.
Man.
The woman living alone in New York begins spying on her neighbors only to witness disturbing act of violence. That's
Classic.
what the fuck.
It's been
that's
done
Rear
before.
Window. That's Rear Window. They're remaking Hitchcock. So cool for them.
Alright, not on the calendar.
Oh, Gemini Man. An elite assassin becomes the target of a mysterious young operative who can seemingly predict his every move. But check out this cast. We got Will Smith,
Okay.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead,
Will Smith
Clive
is
Owen,
on off
Benedict
here.
Wong.
Yo, best year yet.
That's what he said, Buster. Yeah. After Suicide Squad, I gotta recover. Everyone's gonna hate me in the genie. So, yeah, Kirk, you're never going home. No, we're in the last few months here. We've talked about this before, but October 4th, I think DC's maybe their biggest movie since The Dark Knight Rises. Joker. I know there's been Wonder Woman, Justice League, but I just think for what this could do, changing the tone, and this is what I mean. If this movie hits, referring back to earlier when Dylan was like, how's he gonna refer back to that? This is when you could get a Michael Keaton coming back being like, hey, let's just do one more Batman film of him in the 60s, of him being Batman, Dark Knight Returns, or do Batman Beyond, where Batman Beyond is Terry McGinnis as a young guy, and Batman trains him in his 60s, and Batman's in his cave, and he's like giving him advice through the headset because he can't go out, he's too hurt, and Terry's in a suit. Like, there's ways, if this hits, this can open up an entire new label. Same way Marvel and the Avengers started the like the MCU cinematic universe, they could start this whole one-off movies. Walking doesn't want to do sequels. They could do Red Sun, where Superman is a story about Superman. What happens if he landed in Russia instead of America, and Lex Luthor's the good guy and Superman's a bad guy. They could do a Killing Joke movie. They could do so much if this movie hits and it's a one-off. And from all the looks, all the onset stuff, everyone's excited. I'm biased. I was in for Halloween already, but I think people are very excited for this. And this, I think, which started as a small movie, now has a lot of hype riding on it. I think it has to be pretty good, and I'm super excited. Rare Joker movie, Walking Phoenix. I don't think you can go wrong there. So
Hell yeah.
even with Infinity War 2 or whatever, and like Shazam, Joker could be the movie at the end of the year everyone's talking about. I think it could be like a Logan-esque, where it's in a different category than comic book movies. So yeah, Joker, October 4th.
I think I've talked
Right
about this
on.
movie too much in recent times, and I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Boom.
Rated R. I just want to see Joker just disembowel someone.
Oof, that's very specific.
Yeah.
Powell.
I
I
feel
feel
like
like if someone's
You
not
want to
getting-
see some battles on the ground.
Yes.
Okay.
If someone's not getting disemboweled, is it really a rated R film?
That's true.
I feel like I was kind of screwed over by not getting my rated R Venom, so I'm super excited for this. And we've talked about it in the previous.
You got
casts.
screwed over? You enjoyed that movie? Venom?
I got screwed over because it wasn't rated R.
Fair
I want to see some disembowelment.
Yeah.
You see, it's what the people want.
Give me spleens.
I want that spleen on the ground.
Everything on Joker then?
Yes, sir.
October 11th, The Addams Family. It is an animated movie. I'm an Addams Family fan. I'm excited, but I could maybe not see this day one. Oscar Isaac is playing Gomez, and I'm very disappointed that it's not live action because he looks exactly like him. So I think an animated one could be a big hit though if they do it right. So yeah, let's see a trailer.
Right on.
Right arm.
I'm a fan of the show, so I'm intrigued. I will see it, possibly not day one.
I watched episodes here and there, but I'm probably not going to see this movie.
The OG one or the YTV one?
Why?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know.
That is a.
The OG one was black and white, so.
Not
And then
that
they made
one.
the movies?
No, I have seen a little bit of that
The
one.
movies are very good. 2 is better. Adam Family Values. October 11th, Are You Afraid of the Dark? I'm a mega fan. You've heard me talk about Goosebumps. This is the same vein. Please just be good, because those Goosebumps movies are like Star Wars prequels. Those are fucking awful. I saw Goosebumps 2. I didn't even review it. That's how it just took the soul out of me. Like, it was bad. They're so bad. I'm so embarrassed for these things. Like, I know it's just Goosebumps, but for me, it's just a nerdy fan thing. I just get triggered by those movies. They just do everything wrong. So I really hope Are You Afraid of the Dark is good. I think I have heard that they're not doing OG episodes, so I'm already worried, because the same thing as Goosebumps when they're like, this movie's about a story about Arlstein that he never wrote. And you know why he didn't write it? Because it wasn't fucking good. Like, they just make that up. So it's the same thing. I guess I can keep the concept of, like, it's 4 short stories, but I'd love to see some of these old episodes adapted with, kid actors that can go now and better effects. But if they're all original stuff, I can get somewhat excited, but I think I'm going to be disappointed again here, so.
Are You Afraid of the Dark is a Canadian classic. This show scared
Retro?
the shit out of me as a kid. I still have the memory ingrained in my mind of that intro. That intro fucking terrified
I'm saying,
me.
retro,
That,
should
like,
do
that
it.
shot of the swing going back and forth and the doll.
Those episodes
That's
only-
a classic spook right there.
It's ingrained in my head, dude.
And then you have the shot of the clown.
I was so bad with scary stuff as a kid, and that
Do you
that
ever
one-
wake up and the swing's just in the shadows in your room?
Yeah, next to Pennywise.
Best episode 2 is the Crimson Clown.
Pretty much on the swing.
When the kid, he's supposed to go it's a kid and his brother, and he's supposed to use their allowance money to buy their mom a present, and he doesn't, he buys himself a video game, and
What
then
video game?
I don't know.
Rampage?
No,
It
Rampage.
depends.
See, I'm
Hey,
getting
not a bad video game.
Look, I'm getting goosebumps talking about this episode. And then the kid is like, the Crimson Clown, he's gonna come for you. And it's just a gigantic clown that comes for the kid at night, because I'm gonna pull him up, he's fucking scared.
Yeah, I can't say I remember, like...
He might do a retro
some
for
of
this,
the
'cause I
characters.
kinda wanted to
I
do
can more
this.
just remember the intro, because I saw that every single time I watched the show. But
They're only
yeah.
22-minute episodes. We
I
can
feel
do
like
it.
with Netflix now, you just skip the intro.
Oh, dude, I fucking
You're
remember
safe.
that.
Yeah.
I
wanna-
totally remember that.
I want to be
Yeah.
scared, though, if I watch it.
Yeah.
Scared.
Fuck.
Yeah, look at the Crimson Clown.
Oh, yeah, that I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
shit,
Yeah.
that's-
And at one point, the kid starts to get away,
big
and the guy's
spook.
arms extend, and it grabs
Oh,
him.
yeah, it's some Nightmare
Oof.
on Elm Street.
I'm excited for this movie. I am excited for this movie.
But see, I want the
You're
clown.
like a villain.
I don't want that open.
You grab your friend.
Yeah.
But look out,
I want a shot of the swing
Oh, there has to
as a
be.
throwback. So.
But yeah, I might.
What was
do
the
a retro.
end credit scene?
And like them putting the water over the flame. Oh, so
For the Midnight Society. And now
Midnight
give you
Society.
the Geek First Podcast.
good. Yeah.
The longest episode ever.
Yep.
It's getting there.
We're breaking rules here.
We're
Breaking
almost.
laws.
We're legit almost there.
My burst.
Didn't you say you had to go at 7:30? I had to break to you. That's an hour ago.
Oh shit.
No.
Yeah.
I updated in the group chat. The plans changed.
Anything else on Afraid of the Dark?
I'm out of
No.
data, so I'm not super updated.
Would you guys be down to rewatch some episodes next year,
fuck yeah.
possibly?
Hell yeah.
Not the
I don't think I ever watched
We're
that.
all watching the fucking clown episode together.
Oh yeah.
Especially Kirkland.
October 11th. Also, so this day a
I'm
bunch
regretting
of
this.
a bunch of stuff is gonna move, because no way this all happened at the same time. Zombieland 2. So I think that will actually move.
Is that 18?
No, the 11th.
Ooh,
I'm
wow,
surprised
so
this
there.
movie's happening. I think it could suffer from sequelitis where it's been too long.
Yeah.
Cast is coming back, so we'll see. But those guys are on a roll. They've been writing the Deadpool movie, so it's not like they're putting out crap right now. So it's the same guys that did that, and it's the same
They're
director
pretty
that did Venom. So, you know, maybe that's good
Mixed,
for you.
mixed
Yeah,
bag.
it's bad. I think the first one was, so I imagine they'll stick to it.
This
Yeah.
movie's in a really just a weird, confused spot in my head because I remember loving Zombieland, but I rewatched it a couple months ago and it didn't stand up for me. Which is weird because I've seen it a few times over the years and like it's just a class. It's like for me it was always like a go-to. If I didn't know what to watch, I saw it on Netflix. Like yeah, I'll just put that on. It's like a nice movie. But the last time I did that, I didn't enjoy it. So yeah, really weird spot to be. But I'm. But the thing is, I'm not closely enough. It doesn't have enough of an emotional connection that if this one is bad, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see this movie for sure, and whatever happens. But I agree that it is. It seems like I remember when it was first announced. It just seemed like a strange thing to just be happening now.
Too late.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe part of what I didn't like about watching it again was maybe some aspects of it were dated, and so maybe if they a new modern one with the same people, maybe it'll pay off. Maybe it'll be good. So
I really enjoyed Zombieland. the original. So I'm in a weird spot for this one as well because I was happy not like with my nostalgia of Zombieland and not having to watch it again, but now I feel like I'm gonna have to watch it again before this, which as happened with you, it might.
I've never heard
Tarnish.
anyone else say that though. About
It might
the-
tarnish
that
my
was just my
thoughts on
personal
it.
experience.
And then Zombieland 2 might be bad and it might tarnish it even more. So I've been very content with where my nostalgia with Zombieland is, and sometimes there's like, give me your money and then I'll also ruin your
Right.
nostalgia.
Well, Incredibles 2 just broke my soul, so now I just don't give a shit. I'll watch anything and be disappointed at that level.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first. I could probably watch it now and still love it, but it's one of those situations I haven't seen in a while, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of skeptical.
I really want you guys to rewatch it because I'm curious if that was just
Just
maybe I was in a bad mood or
Yeah.
something when I was watching it. I don't know.
I saw it 2 years ago. I thought it was still funny. So
Yeah,
There you go.
I really liked it though, and hearing this, I'm actually kind of disappointed. I feel like I'm not gonna enjoy it, but
Hearing-
you know what? I'm
just that it exists.
I'm setting the bar really low, so I could be impressed.
Mhm.
But as of right now, I feel like this didn't need a sequel. I feel like it's been too long for a sequel. I feel like it might have that Anchorman 2 effect, where it's been too long, you know. And they're gonna just try and
Anchorman
possibly
2.
like
no.
make like similar jokes. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
I'll see it. Might be disappointed.
October 18th, entitled Mr. Rogers movie. I'm very excited for this just because Tom Hanks is playing Mr. Rogers. I think that's great casting, and he's going for an Oscar.
Tom Hanks is great.
Yeah.
Really good.
Tom Hanks.
Very
Wow.
powerful and emotional. Really
Yeah.
hits those feels.
I will not see that movie probably.
Okay. November 1st, the reboot of Charlie's Angels.
It's not comedy.
No.
Dropping that quick.
This is all dependent on the trailers. I never saw the 2 shows, but I liked the 2 last movies with Barry Moore and Diaz.
Barrymore.
And,
Very
Lou,
less.
so.
More like.
I really like those, so I'll give this a chance and see, but it's all dependent on the trailer for me, so yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
Depends on the trailer.
I must say yes.
I must say.
I got nothing.
Untitled Terminator movie. So this is another case of Halloween where they're ignoring all the sequels. They're just picking up from 2, so those exist. Tim
Picking up
Miller
from 1 or 2.
from 2.
Okay.
So ignoring all the sequels.
So
past
not
it.
just like Halloween.
No, but
Similar.
similar.
Okay. Just specifying. Just semantics.
Yeah, the 3-hour mark we need semantics apparently.
Yes.
Tim Miller, who did Deadpool, is coming
Yeah.
off of that. He is
I love
directing
Tim
this. Linda Hamilton is coming back as Sarah Connor, one of my favorite actresses in the world right now. Mackenzie Davis from San Junipero.
Oh,
she's
she's
the main
fantastic.
star in this. Arnold's coming back as well.
Oh, Arnie.
This is legitimately the last shot I'm gonna give Terminator because 1 and 2, arguably 2 of the greatest films ever made, easily 2 of the greatest sci-fi movies ever made. James Cameron is a master of what he does, and that's what made Arnold. It's iconic performance, great action. It's like Avatar in that time. It was like huge effects that put Hollywood forward, and then after that, sequels just refurbished stuff. It was just a little bit of this, a little bit of that redone over. They've tried. This will be the 3rd time, like as a kind of like a reboot. This is a new Terminator thing. Apparently, James Cameron has stuff to do with this one, but that's tough because the last movie he said, "I feel like this is the true sequel." That was a piece of garbage. It was just him just probably getting a paycheck. So apparently he's around, but I don't know. He's working on like 80 Avatar movies, so I feel like he's busy. But Linda
He's
Hamilton.
priming his next generations to continue the movies.
Yeah. Linda Hamilton could have her Jamie Lee Curtis moment where she comes back and just owns the screen. Yeah, I don't know how many people here have seen Terminator. I would maybe loved it at some point do retro. I think it's retro worthy because those first 2 movies are great, and the last ones are so bad.
Yeah.
The last ones are so bad.
I'd be
that
down
they-
for a retro. It's been so
I'd be
long
down for
since
a
I've
retro,
seen
yeah.
any of them.
Yeah, the last ones are bad. That there'd be fun
Salvation?
discussions to have. I like Salvation the most
I
of
did
them
too.
because Christian Bale. You know, he's
Bale.
not
I
bad.
think that's the
Bale
last
was
one I
cool,
saw
though.
actually.
Jenny Smith was not good, and
Wait, there were ones after Salvation?
oh yeah, like 2 years ago, it was when Arnold came
Amelia
back.
Clark was the one.
Amelia Clark, yeah.
What was the title?
Genesis, but I like called Jenny Smith. Yeah. It's a film joke.
Huh.
Yeah, no, it's not
I
good. Don't worry
don't
about it.
know.
It's not as bad as people made it out to be, but it's definitely not good.
It's not great.
But it was the same thing. It's like we're ignoring all the sequels, but you know, so
It's like overrated in a bad way.
sure, yeah.
You and the over.
It's actually underrated if you look at what I'm saying. Yeah.
Ay.
So yeah, Terminator 6. Any thoughts? Excitement?
I'm excited that they're cutting out all those past
Yep.
2.
I like that.
It could be fresh
Yeah.
Fresh to
for
death.
them, and I'm excited to do a retro.
Yeah. I like the thing of just being like, you know what, all these things are no longer applicable.
Yeah.
And I'm just doing my own thing.
DC, it's pretty easy.
I'm just
DC,
doing my own.
you can do it. Don't.
You can be whoever you want to be.
Any thoughts on the movie?
Negative.
Except for Disney cutting out all the extended universe in Star Wars.
Oh, accept that.
Oh, Disney.
They should have. We don't need clone evil.
It's
Luke.
really cold in this room.
I opened it. I can close
My
it
feet
now.
have been gradually getting more
Okay.
and more chilly throughout the
Because I have a lot of heat on
I
me.
can't feel my legs.
That was so far on the spectrum. It's not like I'm freezing. I cannot feel my lower half.
Because last time I had the heat on this.
have to carry me out here.
When I had the heat
Don't
on.
operate my vehicle.
When I had the heat on high this last time, it got really hot in this room. November 8th.
If you haven't noticed, it's also winter now.
It's snow today. It's
It's
trust.
snow.
Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then next time you'll be like, "Oh, it's too hot in Travis. What are you doing?" Sonic the
I will
Hedgehog
gladly
coming out
get that.
November 8th.
Comic book movies.
Jim Carrey's playing fucking Dr. Eggman or whatever.
Oh yes! That is perfect casting.
Yes!
Yes!
What is it, November 8th?
His name's Dr.
November
Eggnog, by the
8th.
way.
Yeah. No,
Sonic.
it's not. This movie's gonna be awful. It's
Likely,
I think
likely.
I think it'll be not as good as the Pikachu movie as well. I think
Wow.
Because Jim Carrey
will be better.
Whoa.
Jim Carrey playing a live action Dr. Robotnik is
Wait,
gonna
this
be
is a live action movie?
it's a live action CG thing
Oh,
again where
no.
Sonic ends up in the real world. And how can I help, guys?
Dude,
And
I
there's
was
coins.
positive.
You know they're gonna make
I
a
was
coin
positive
joke
about
when
it.
someone has a coin. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be pretty bad.
But Sonic's coins are different than their rings, not coins.
Whatever. Then fine, you'll see a ring jewelry store, and then you'll get his wanted stars up.
Okay then. I'm not a big Sonic guy personally.
Sonic Team Racing.
But it's a comic book movie, so I don't know. Maybe
What
we'll
is
see.
Is it a comic book?
Video game movie.
Fuck me.
See, here's the thing.
Thank you.
Sonic has a lot of misses.
What do you mean? Like
It's
in
just
his daily
there's
life
a
or just the game?
Just Sonic, like the title of Sonic. In the series, just Sonic things
The
in
word
general.
Sonic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of misses.
He had
out
like
there.
3-4 good games that was
But
it for him.
the thing
And
is,
Smash.
but the thing is, when Sonic hits it, it's like bam.
Oh, he is.
So in the 70s,
Bam!
He's hitting it.
Bam! Real high.
I'm
Big hit.
pretty biased. I was a pretty big Sonic fan. In fact.
There are some hits.
Yeah.
Like when it hits, it's like bam. I'm there.
We got the bam! We got the bam!
Brings enough of that shit.
But the thing
he was really fun in Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Nintendo
But the
Wii.
thing is, there's a lot of misses.
Yeah, you
Is he
mentioned
not fun in Smash 4? I don't play
that. I didn't like him as much. Didn't like him as much.
Well, we'll find out November 15th if we like this movie. Pikachu
I,
vs. Sonic.
I will see it, and
Oh yeah, it was
I'm gonna
8,
give-
sorry. It was
I'm gonna
8.
give a real quick. I think it's gonna be better than the Pikachu movie.
Pikachu. What's going on?
That's me. I'll
What? I honestly can't hear it.
Pikachu! You're
What
saying
did I say?
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Like Pikachu.
Yeah.
Pikachu.
I'm not
Pika.
saying it.
You're saying
Tomato,
Pika.
tomato.
No,
Mario
it's
Mario.
different things. There's
Is it
Mario
Mario?
Mario. One can be either way. One can only be one way.
It's like you said
November
Mario.
15th.
I have my entire life called it Pikachu, and I will not change it for you fuckers.
November 15th, some movie called Margie Claus. I looked up. There's no plot.
Claus.
And Last Christmas. So I'm sure one is a family movie, one's a comedy. And then
Interesting.
Untitled Kingsman movie. I'm not sure what that's going to be. I never saw Kingsman 2 because enough people said it wasn't that good, so I just kind of avoided
You
it.
can just stick
First
with
one was
the
good.
Yeah, I really like the
one's
first
great.
one,
I like it a
so
lot.
I don't know. Maybe I'll check these out at one point, but I
I'll
never
watch it.
loved
I'll put it on the
Kingsman, so.
calendar.
Have you seen the second?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Mm.
That's all I need to hear.
So, any thoughts on a potential third or spin off of Kingsman?
No.
You know, I enjoyed the first one enough that I'll respect that and check. This
Really?
out.
Is it a calendar movie?
It's on.
He
I
just
just
did.
put it in.
Wow.
I probably won't see it on that date, but it's just a reminder that it's out so I can watch
November
it later.
15th. Some hot video game always comes out around that time, so you're gonna be competing.
And Remembrance Day will be coming up soon, too.
Yeah.
Or you just
It all
passed, so you
happened.
can-
Come on.
Yeah, my bad.
Yikes. It's never too late to remember.
Yeah, it's
I
always.
said that and Dylan's like, no,
You gotta
remember.
remember.
Fuck
you
the
gotta
veterans.
remember-
And I was like,
That
what?
happened. You
I
said
did-
that like 3 hours ago.
I edited it out. Speaking of the devil earlier, November 22nd, Frozen 2.
Frozen 2.
Hell yeah.
No.
That's in the
He
calendar.
loves Frozen.
What?
He loves Frozen.
So why didn't you
I
say anything when
love
we just
Frozen.
shut
Yeah,
over
we were
Frozen?
shitting all over it.
I was trying to.
Frozen, not a good movie. Shit characters,
Great
just
movie.
good songs. No,
Yeah,
no,
the song's making a great movie.
no. No, the songs make it
No.
a bearable movie.
Dude,
I'm not going to be
Trump
seeing
said.
this. I don't want to watch the first one ever again. I know I will have to because I have a daughter, and it has catchy songs to rot her mind. but I will not be seeing this in the theaters at all.
I will see it in theaters, and if no one sees it with me, I'll review it myself.
Well, Taylor's definitely gonna see it. So
I
there
will
you
not
go.
be by your side
Nice.
on that one.
Me and Taylor,
I'll
so
not be
will
there.
review.
What the fuck? Where is this Frozen Briggs love coming in?
It's been there for years.
It has been. I can confirm.
I first
Totally,
time
definitely confirmed.
We're jumping into the last.
Sometimes
month.
he just comes over and like puts it in the DVD player. I'm like, dude, I have a game in there. Don't do that.
When is Elsa gonna be in Smash?
Why do you have a game in the DVD player?
We're
see if it works.
We're jumping into the final
Stop
month.
me, just stop me from putting Frozen in it.
We're jumping into the final month of 2019, starting off hot December 13th, Friday the 13th, untitled Jumanji sequel.
Fuck yeah.
I'm not sure how they're gonna do because it was about the video game and they're bringing back Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson, so it felt like that was
Just
tied
those
to
two?
that.
You didn't
Well,
mention
no, the
Jack
whole
Black.
thing. You don't need to mention him. He's ruining Goosebumps.
Dude, he was like the star.
He was great in that movie. I would give
Black.
it. No, he was great. But that's why I don't know how they're gonna do that because it felt like they kind of ended that video game thing. I don't know if it's new kids. Who knows? So maybe it's them playing different roles this time. But it made a lot. It made a huge amount of money. It was a huge hit 2 years ago. Like it was a sleeper
2
hit.
years ago?
Is that really when it came out?
2017.
Wow.
Jeez.
I guess technically it's last year right now.
Yeah, you did that to me already, so that's fine. I'm excited. I didn't see the first one in the theaters. I probably won't because November we're gonna probably be seeing a lot of movies, and that'll be Star Wars hype time. So I may see it, but I no rush for me to. I don't think it's a day one. I have to see it, but maybe a cheap Tuesday even. But we'll see.
I really enjoyed that movie. I got around to seeing it eventually, and I was a fan. So this one I could be persuaded to the theater for this one.
Interesting.
Yeah, I could be.
I
I don't know what kind of
Persuasion.
I don't know if those massaging techniques are doing it for me.
Oh yeah.
Very fitting. Good one, Woody.
What was I gonna say? What are you doing?
You showed me some leg.
Oh man, I had something to say. It's lost. It's gone. I don't know. Oh yeah, I don't. Yeah, I agree that I don't know where the story is. Travis, stop. I don't know where the story is gonna go. I can't say I remember exactly what the first one.
Oh my
Oh, don't knock over my stuff, Dylan. It's very expensive. This is a life-size Woody.
Replica.
This is the Woody they use in the movie.
This is Tom Hanks.
It's stole from the set. Yeah, I put him anywhere, dude.
His hat. Is
Hey
covered.
Tom.
He can't see.
I know. Kirkland doesn't want to see your
Yeah, it's a little freaky.
Okay, next movie.
Details.
What
I
movie?
have not
Mr.
said my
Rogers'
two
neighbor.
I haven't said my one sentence.
Yeah,
I have to say
Dylan.
about Jumanji.
Come
That's
on.
not my fault.
Why you
This
rain on the
fucking guy's
parade?
fault.
Let's
No,
have a
it's your
little
fault.
fun.
You said no.
It's only 3 hours and 10 minutes in. Come on.
We can easily hit the 4-hour mark.
Oh no, please.
I gotta pee somewhere.
Let's talk about
I
Margin
have to
Claw.
pee somewhere.
I'm getting around to seeing Jumanji 1, but I'm pretty excited to when I eventually get around to it. So,
Let me give you time.
He's too busy watching Frozen.
You're walking on.
I absolutely
Okay, I
love
walked
Jumanji.
here.
I thought it was a sleeper pick. I thought it surprised me.
Sleeper hit, you mean.
Sleeper. What did I say? Pick.
Pick.
I
Yeah.
feel like they mean the same thing.
No,
It was
Sleeper
Sleeper
Pick would have
Pick
been like in 2016. He would have been like Jumanji's gonna be huge. You can't retroactively sleeper pick a movie like
It was
oh
a
I knew it
sleeper
was
hit.
gonna be huge.
It was a sleeper hit. I saw at
Exactly.
my significant other's Christmas party. We were supposed to watch The Grinch, and we asked their manager if we could watch Jumanji. 'Cause that's when it was out.
That was a long.
There's a very specific reference.
Are you saying that you were the hero of that night?
I absolutely.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna say that, but thanks for bringing it up to light.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
You saved Christmas.
They said that a hero's.
Aye.
That is
Alright,
like
what's the next
Enrique
movie?
No,
Iglesias.
that's Nickelback.
I know.
Next week,
Is
December
Is it
18th.
Star Wars yet?
December, we're almost there. It's the last one. December
18th? That's a
18th,
Wednesday.
Masters of Universe. This movie's not gonna happen. Probably holidays. This movie's not gonna happen though. It's been delayed a bunch. It's one of those movies that's in development. I don't think will. I'm not big fan of it.
It's not going on the calendar then.
Skip it.
December 20th, Cats, the musical coming.
Yes.
I don't know. Well, actually, no. They can release on Star Wars Day. That makes sense. People are. It's the musical of Cats going to be in movie form. I've never seen the musical. I'm not a musical guy. I'll not be seeing this. I give zero
You're not a
fucks. I
musical
give
guy.
no.
You don't like La La Land?
I love all that. It's the asterisk to the rule.
You don't like Grease?
What? No. It's pretty cheesy.
It is. But
Yeah.
that's what
John.
makes it
I
good.
love seeing John Travolta gyrate his hips, but other than that, like.
Dude, he can gyrate.
I like
That's
music
fucking
and
good.
some of the
he's
musicals.
got those hip rotations on it.
I like some of the music. The story though is just it's fine.
It's
Okay.
fine.
So cats. Anyone own cats? No.
Nope.
I have a cat. She's very cute. She's my phone background.
I do not currently have a cat.
I can confirm it is a phone
It's
background.
my cat. Look at my cat.
I do not like the cat animal. I do not like the musical. I don't like. I'm also allergic to
You
cats.
don't like cat the animal?
I'm on Kirkland's page. Fuck
That's
cats.
such a
I don't like
Fuck
blanket
cats.
statement. You know
They're
tigers are
mean.
cats.
No, they're mean.
Tires?
Tigers.
They'll kill you and eat you in a second.
I don't know what
Mountain
you just said.
lions.
Tires?
Tires.
Let's get into the
I'm
big
so
one.
confused right now.
It's okay. You can stay confused.
Okay. I hate mountain lions. Fuck.
Do you want to be? Do you want to be? Have this issue resolved, or do you want to go home before 4 hours?
I have to urinate really.
Just to
badly,
quickly
so
shout
I'll
out
just
these
scoot
ones the week after Star Wars
After
Call of
mine,
the
yes.
Wild, Super Intelligence, but Little Woman. Little Woman is going to be fucking huge. Girls love that. Greta Gerwig is doing this. She directed Lady Bird. This is going to be a huge Oscar contender. Emma Watson's in it. Meryl Streep, Laura
Oh,
Dern.
my man.
Saoirse Ronan.
I like that you pointed to me when you said it.
I know what you like. I know what you like. But no, Little Woman. That's
we're on
gonna
a
be
personal basis.
that's gonna be
I
a
watched the
big
Star Wars,
Oscar
yeah.
contender. So let's talk about now the week.
That's dedication
Before
to
that.
Watson life.
I said
So that was the 25th. This is the 20th. Star Wars Episode 9. Maybe as a title in your timeline. For us, it does not. J.J. Abrams is coming back to direct the final of the trilogy, the so-called uniting of all the trilogies, the ending of the Skywalker
Did you
saga.
notice that the picture they have on here for December is
Him talking to a stormtrooper?
it's just him holding, his package.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So Episode 9, J.J.'s coming back. What do we think? We have not...
I am very excited for this
It's the
movie.
Return of the King, basically.
I'm very excited for this movie, not because I'm a
They
huge
should just
Star
title
Wars
that
fan.
Star Wars Return of the King.
It's just JJ.
You
Abrams
guys
on
have
the
done it
cover.
a lot. There's been like 3 times where Kirkland was history and you guys are going off about like Frozen and Dylan's like, I don't
I'm
like
gonna hit
it.
Taylor to go around for raising my hand. This year. I'm gonna do it on my own podcast. I don't want to raise my hand. What am I?
Star Wars Episode 9, you're saying.
What I was saying is I'm very excited for this movie, not because I'm a big Star Wars fan, but because this is always just such an exciting time for the podcast. It's very exciting leading to these episodes. It's a lot more exciting than your solos or your Rogue Ones.
Yeah.
These episodes are huge. They're just everywhere, and the story, it's progressed in strange ways after the second one. But JJ's coming back. And Force Awakens, while it has declined for me slowly every time I've rewatched it, when I saw it in the theaters, I really enjoyed it on that first night. So, and this is the closing of the trilogy, so it should be very exciting. This should be a really fun movie. My man JJ, and all the texts he sent me, like
He was with me last night.
he
so.
said like he's made a few changes to the scripts that just because he knows I'm a big fan.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Oh, wow.
that's
touching, Dylan.
it's touching. He touched me with his text.
JJ loves touching. I love being touched. Tyler Briggs. Episode 9.
I'm super excited for this. I mean, I'm always gonna be
Really?
excited for a Star Wars movie, despite
Solo.
all of them,
All of them.
except for the original trilogy.
Go on.
But they've been so like, even though I dislike the movies at times, most of the time, even though
Fuck you.
even if like I don't think the movie is that great, I still love Star Wars as a universe, and just to be part of that and to experience it again.
It's pizza. Good,
Yeah.
bad pizza's good pizza.
Yeah, it's still like I still love going to the movies to see another Star Wars film. I might not go to the movies more than once to see it, but just that initial experience, and as you said, with the podcast is always great. My very first episode on the podcast was a Star Wars film.
Force Awakens.
So, and
Boom,
Star
there
Wars
you go.
always has a very special place in my heart. No matter how many things try and tarnish it, it's still always gonna have a very
Geek
special
first.
place.
The Briggs Awakens.
He said tarnish. I thought he said turn shit. Like, that's an expression
That's
I haven't heard.
exactly what
That
I
Sometimes
sounds
people try to turn
very-
shit.
Sounds very nautical. Turn,
Yeah.
turn shit.
I don't think that's an expression. But yeah, no. So I'm super excited to see this. No matter what happens, I'm super excited to see this sort of trilogy wrapped up. I think that's what I'm most excited for, to see where they've finally been leading with these character arcs, and
I don't think they've known it at certain points.
exactly that's the thing. 'Cause
And
I
Ryan
don't because
Johnson just threw everything
there's
in
been
fucking blender.
absolutely no like leads like or hints as to where these characters might go. So I'm super excited to see it all get
It's
wrapped
just
up
JJ damage
and
control
ended.
101.
So I'm really excited to see what he does with it, and I'm excited to just see the movie. Even if afterwards I'm just like,
Yeah.
It's still Star Wars. It's still fun.
At this point in time, I feel like it's so far away that I haven't got like caught up to the hype yet. So
That's true.
I I'll let it simmer on low for about a year, and then once we get to that holiday season, I feel like that's just it's like you erase holiday season. It's just Star Wars season, baby. Like the magic's in the air. You can smell those
Lasers.
You can smell those JJ texts.
Smell.
You look out of the snow and you just see stormtroopers.
Exactly, like it's magic.
Snow
I can pull up
troopers,
my
actually.
Star Wars Christmas sweater, so
Yeah, you get some nice
You
Christmas.
know,
I'm
the
fucking
guy
stoked.
down the street's just like cleaning off his AT&T. He's ready.
He's our fucking Santa Claus.
He is our Santa Claus.
I think one of the
Turkey King,
things
I'm
with
excited.
Star Wars is like I can guarantee you 100% that that's gonna be a banging cast. You know, we always have so much
100%.
fun on those ones.
And Solo didn't, but Force Awakens, Rogue One, and Last Jedi all at one point were our biggest episodes. They're always breaking records for us.
Best year yet.
Best year yet. It's coming. You know what that then?
Yeah.
I just don't want to. I don't want to interrupt you. So, I love Force Awakens. I'm not going to be able to turn around. I still watch that a bunch. I love everything he did. That the way he set up that world was, man. I cannot wait to see what happens next. I like Last Jedi. It's just not exactly what I wanted, and then not even what I wanted. The things that they did do, I wasn't excited. But I remember seeing like Finn and Poe being like, I can't wait to see these characters go on Avengers. And then after Last Jedi, I was like, I don't have that love anymore for those characters. I still was interested in Rey and Bran, but a lot of those other characters, like, I'm not as excited. JJ, he has a thing called Twitter. He knows the internet, and he knows that people, so Force Awakens comes out, huge hit. Everyone loves it. 6 months, 2 years later, that's when everyone starts turning on, oh, it's a remake, oh, blah, 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 oh, it's unimaginative, blah, blah, blah. I'll use a personal example. After Geekmania 2, Tyler Briggs beat me, and he said something very disrespectful to me. He said that he thought only Saris and Dylan Musk could beat him in the Gone. So I thought, you know what, when the stream is coming up, I gotta get a partner, and I gotta bring my A game, because I'm gonna beat him, and I'm gonna show him that I can. And I did, and I took a towel from you, and I was very happy about that. And I feel like JJ...
I mean, I feel like half of that is also Dylan was on your team.
It is, but I still was... Dylan can't win without me, and I can't win without Dylan. I carried my load, and you said that.
I carried.
I did.
I produced the load and you brought it with
Dylan
you.
did not carry me to a championship.
It's true.
But I prepared. I was like, I'm working on some Smash, and that's the same way JJ. He hears everybody being like, "Oh, it's just a copy of A New Hope." I think he's coming in guns blazing. I think he doesn't have as much pressure as he does in Force Awakens, but he has pressure on him, one, to make a movie that's unique so people don't throw that on, and two, after Last Jedi, he kind of has to get a lot of fans, because also me and Kirk will like the movie. I think our podcast is half and half because Taylor did, but Jessica didn't, so it's like a half and half. I feel like the world's kind of like that, right? You either really enjoy that movie, or you're like, man, not for me, or you really dislike it. So it's since BVS that took over, which I can't wait to stop talking about Last Jedi 2 once this movie comes out, because it's like, it's a movie, you liked it, you didn't like it, let's stop analyzing like, oh, should Luke have done this? He's dead, it happened, like, let's see episode 9 now, and I'm excited.
What if he's not dead?
At least you
not.
have a layer of like solos at one point came out and people were talking about that for a week
Yeah.
and a half to
But
distract you.
Last Jedi's back though. It's 100% back. And people are talking about this week again. It's just like,
Oh yeah.
so I'm excited. I think 9, he's going to right the ship, and he's going to make it so even if 10 doesn't come out for like 5-10 more years, he's going to leave us excited. JJ should have directed this whole trilogy. There should have been a break.
Yeah.
The reason he did was because he wanted to spend time with his family, so I get that. But you know, sometimes...
Was it worth it, family?
Move your family. Yeah, was it worth it? Watch Last Jedi and be like, Dad,
That's
you
on
really
them.
fucked up. Yeah. So, and just
I don't
even
wanna put
stuff
that
like,
out
who
there.
knows if it's true, but rumors about Palpatine coming back, rumor about Force babies. Some people don't like it.
Oh, Force baby.
I want
That's
that
my
Rey
man,
and
Jesus
Kylo
Christ
Force
right there.
baby.
Jesus Christ is the OG Force baby.
And my biggest thing about this is, obviously, we'll get to see what they do with Carrie Fisher, because that's going to be a big thing in these scenes. There's no Luke. Well, Luke will be a Force Ghost, but there's no Luke really. There's no Han.
Ryan Johnson.
Oh yeah, there's no Porgs. Lando's coming back, so that'll be fun. And then, most importantly for me, what are they gonna do with what I think is the best Star Wars character of all time, and Kylo Ren? Because that character, even Last Jedi, for lots of complaints, everyone said, man, Ryan Johnson did a good job with him, and JJ did a good job with him. Like the setup to the execution too, I would assume he's gonna die to the finale. I can't wait to see what they do with this character. I have my fingers crossed that he does not die. I want this guy to continue, but Adam Driver's been putting in the Tim Burton work, and he's one of the best things about this trilogy. Everyone says that, so I'm just excited to see like what happens with him. Does he redeem and actually turn back to the good side? Is he just full on evil? Like, I don't know. I'm just so intrigued by... I don't even care what happens the rest of it. I just want to know what happens to Kylo Ren, because I think that character... Somehow they stayed consistent. On Rogue One, Solo, there's been all this about Ren. It's like they've put him in this little box, and like we gotta keep him good, you know. So, I'm excited. So let's quickly do this. What are our top 5 picks of the year?
Oh no.
Number one for me is going to be a two-way tie.
So does that mean there's a 5, or do you take out 5 and
No,
it's just...
I'm going with the cop out because Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is going to be tied with Avengers. One, because I think Avengers, from just
the hype.
on the podcast, we talk about this every day. Any little bit of news we talk about.
So many memes.
So many memes.
Yeah.
It's something they've been building toward for 20 movies. Maybe that's not fully true, but it's
No,
somewhat
it
true.
is.
It's somewhat true.
I think so.
I don't know. Yeah, yes.
The very first Iron Man movie, like, hey, you want to be on this thing called The Avengers?
Hey, you know Thanos? That guy's fucking crazy. So from that perspective, but then also my man Tarantino
Yep.
with a lot of hot stuff on the rise there. I'm gonna put It Chapter 2 in there. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one in there. Spider-Man Homecoming, because I love Spidey. And I also love Jake Gyllenhaal, and I also love Mysterio. And it's big, a massive thing. I'm gonna love you, okay, with the Briggs?
Nope.
And then number 5 for me.
Oh.
This is where it gets tricky. This is where it gets very tricky. And I gotta look at the list to come up with something good.
I know. I have them all except my 5 one. My 5 one is tough because there's so many. Who gets that final
I
slot?
don't know if I off the top of my head. Okay, Briggs, you gotta stop that.
I literally have no conscious control over it.
I know, but you have to gain
You have
that.
to muffle yourself.
I want to say Glass. Glass is definitely an honorable mention, if anything. I'm gonna go Glass as my pick for now. That's
Number 5.
That's my fill in the slot kind of guy.
And then once he sees Glass, he'll take it away. But it wasn't my pick at all.
Briggs, you gotta stop it.
I'm trying, man.
Try hard.
Do you have a drink? Does anyone else have their 5 ready?
New Mutants is like I
still-
would have been really excited for it.
But
But
those
there's-
2 years delayed.
There's a lot of fuzziness.
I'll go because these two seem to still be typing. So it's tough. I'm going 1 and 2. I'm gonna put it in this order. If you had to ask me what I'm more excited for, it's Avengers. If you had to ask me what I'm more intrigued for, it's definitely Episode 9 because I just think the wave of JJ has to knock this out of the park. It's the same thing as with us, right? It's the same thing of like, can JJ do it again? Can he do this?
Yeah.
Can he make fans that were mopey?
I'll put Star Wars as number 5 actually. I forgot about it because we just talked about
Can he make the mopey like, oh, my not Luke Skywalker fans? Can he make those fans love Star Wars again? So I'm still putting Avengers as 1, but if this was an intriguing list, that's 1 for sure. So not. But I'm going Avengers as number 1, Star Wars as number 2. Have to do this as number 3. Joker, he's my guy. If this was coming out another year, I'd put it as number 1. But I'm very excited to see just what it could do for the world. Bruce Wayne's coming in there. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is my number 4, and then I'm taking the Dale Must route as a 5-way tie. And when Spider-Man Homecoming, it would have been number 1, even or Spider-Man Far From Home. Oh, no. Tie for 5.
That's insane.
It would have just been 5 if I left Homecoming more, but I don't. So at my 5th spot, it's tied with Spider-Man, Far From Home, and It, because I think that first movie is great. It's one of my favorite horror movies, and I think they have a lot of potential with that cast to make something really special. So Avengers, Star Wars, Joker, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Spider-Man and It. Those are my top 5 for 2019. Boom, it's gonna be a good year.
Boom skis.
Ladies and
Alrighty,
Nice.
I feel like the top trio. It's hard for me to order them.
You don't have to.
You have to do it.
I don't have to.
Oh,
Okay, if I have to, number 1 would have to be Avengers.
oh,
Yeah,
over
the
the War of Stars.
Avengers, then Star Wars, then Hollywood. I'm not gonna go into detail on why. That's my fucking order. And then
Whoa.
I
heard
heard there's nothing I can do. There's literally nothing I can
Dylan's
do.
very offended.
I'm super offended.
Dylan's offended whenever I do anything little that makes noise.
Campaign.
Yeah.
number
Pikachu.
4. I'm gonna go with Lion King just because it has so much
nice.
sentimental value to me.
Yeah.
Lion.
That's a big one.
That's the one like I
Bimbo.
needed to be like a 9.5.
Bimbo.
Like I needed to kill.
Yeah.
And then
Kill. Just like Mufasa.
number 5.
Great combo
This one
video.
was tough.
Scar killed
This
Mufasa.
one was almost tied, but I had to bump one
I've seen
down.
it.
So I'm gonna go with number 5 as Spider-Man. I was
Spidey.
gonna replace it with Captain
Spidey.
Marvel just because
Oh,
I'm
no,
so.
you weren't.
I was.
I don't believe in your
seriously
heart,
was.
really. You're gonna put Captain Marvel or Spider-Man. I don't
I
believe
in your
heart of hearts,
Mysterio
you're
and
Spidey.
Spider-Man.
I know.
Nah.
Well, no, it was
I'm glad you said
Captain
that.
Marvel,
I
then
was thinking
Spider-Man,
about saying
and
it, but I
then
can't do it.
and then this guy brought up Mysterio.
Mysterio.
And I was like, okay, I gotta.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake
Jake
Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Jake
Like if
Gyllenhaal.
I couldn't tie, Spider-Man would get the bump over it just because of Mysterio. Because
Yeah. No, exactly.
Fishbowl.
Fishbowl boys.
Tyler
Hashtag
Briggs,
Fishbowl.
end us off. This is a Fisher, our longest cast of all time. You're gonna end us. You know where the links are. After Briggs goes, it's the end of the episode.
Wow.
And
Briggs
off
doesn't even
point.
get to go before the link.
Check.
No,
No, it's
I'm
cool.
off
He's in the
on before.
episode. And check out our
Because you're
video
one of
games
those
preview.
people that hear the links and they instantly click out.
Check
So
out.
Briggs is fucking Stewart.
Wow. All right.
Check out our video games preview. It's gonna be very
You
similar.
know,
to
if
this.
they didn't wait for rounds, then I don't want them hearing it.
My bladder.
That's true.
My bladder.
So I'm
You know,
just gonna,
Greg-
I'm
Greg's
just gonna
listening
lay it out.
right now.
I'm just gonna lay it
I
out. You know,
respect
we got our boys, Avengers.
Boom.
You know, a lot of people are dead. They're trying to save the world. Thanos, what's he up
I don't
to?
feel so good,
I don't know.
Tony.
No one feels so good. They're all just awful. So
Well, Thanos
Avengers
feels
number
great.
one.
Fanny.
I don't think so. He looked very like sad.
I'm not gonna
At the
debate
end.
that. He looked like he was smiling at the end. I'm not.
All right.
gonna debate
Once upon a time
Is
in
there a
Hollywood,
Captain
I'm gonna
America?
throw down Tarantino, Brad Pitt,
that. Leo.
Leo DiCaprio, one of my favorite actors of all time.
Who?
DiCaprio.
He just spat on my face.
I'm gonna
Who
throw him
has
out there. Number 3, we're gonna go with Star Wars. I just want this thing wrapped up. I'm excited to see what they do with everything. I want Kylo Ren to be evil, to kill Daisy Ridley.
I want Ray with the purple lightsaber, yo.
I want Rey to die.
Whoa.
And
All Rey
then
to destroy
next
those
up,
babies.
we're on number 4, Spider-Man: Homecoming. I gotta throw
Far
a
From
bullet
Home.
out there.
Far from homecoming.
Coming.
They should have done another fucking home title, okay? Fuck you.
The third
Anyway,
one's gonna be
Spider-Man,
that
I'm throwing
Yeah,
him in
Homeward
there.
Bound.
Number 4. I'm just super excited to see Jake Gyllenhaal. That's like the biggest thing about this movie for me.
Fishbowl
Fishman
man.
goal. And
Fishbowl
then we're
man.
wrapping up with Joker.
too. The original fish.
I have big hopes for this. It's rated R, and it just intrigues me to
Joker.
death over the other films that are not on there that could have been.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in this episode. It was a good one.
Wow, I wasn't the end. Later, nerds.
Boom.
Bye bye.
Good afternoon.
Later, nerds.
I feel like
All right.
Mysterio was before.
He was. He
Okay.
was.
He was.
That was
60s.
semantics. I was not worthy. Was not
Oh,
worthy.
no,
Oh, I can delete this note now.
I thought I was gonna piss my pants.
Whoa.
Every time I start